you want it, I'ma do it, cause I bring the fire. Gonna take you higher, 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 cause I bring the fire, fire, fire. I'm gonna be a soldier, gonna be a fighter. If you want it, I'ma do it, cause I bring the fire. Gonna take you higher, 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 cause I bring the fire, fire, fire.
Give me your best shot, cause I'ma never quit, give it all I got. When you think about the best, see me at the top. I'ma keep on going up, I can never stop. Yeah. Piece by piece, I will fight till it's all complete. Can't you see? I'm built up, oh yeah. I'm the realest, I'm a vibe, guaranteed to blow your mind. I'm built up, oh yeah. So no matter what you try, you won't beat me, I'll survive. I'm built up. I'ma get right to it. They be like, she the best to ever do it. Ain't no lie, I'm the truth, that's why you see me fly like a bird in the sky. I'ma spread my wings, I'ma never fall. Don't you anything I want, I'ma get it all. I'ma shoot for the stars when I got the ball. No fear, see me standing tall, stand tall. Built up, oh yeah, oh yeah. I'm the realest, I'm a vibe, guaranteed to blow your mind. I'm built up, oh yeah. So no matter what you try, you won't beat me, I'll survive. I'm built up.
No matter where you go or what you do, your position will face opposition for any and every move. But stay leery of them deli crews, even them petty dudes. Or turn your soul to confetti, fool. They wanna test us and check us, but be strategic, we need it. We playing chess, not checkers. And I done seen the best of them get broke down. So if you wasn't woke before, you woke now. Cause even if it looks bleak, plant your hooks deep and pull yourself up on both feet. And let the whole street see what you've been through. Show them what strength do, especially when men too. Y'all can punch me, kick me, stomp me, flip me, drop me, hit me, any of these I will get up. Stab me, grab me, choke me, jab me, broke me badly, down to my knees, I still get up. You never gon' keep me bound, you never gon' keep me down. Cause I don't see how. I'ma always be around, and I promise I'ma see the crown. Can you see me now? Debate me or hate me, but you never will break me. You can't break still. You can take me and take me, and I promise I'ma break free. Don't be thinking cause you bigger and badder that you could come through and run through my crew like we really don't matter. How dare you come through our city with Anna? What's that? That's animosity, and what you doing's an atrocity. You thinking that you preying on the weak, but we ain't even weak, we just waiting on the creep. Creeping slow while we waiting for the sneak. Attack these foes and lay it to the beast. And your mans is frontin', don't stand for nothing. Don't need legs to stand for something. Feel my soul and feel me,
So like a savage, a renegade. I'm so chaotic, I show up, it cause a problem. They diagnose me a psycho, I'm taking off like a rocket. I know I'm bad, ain't come to play. So like a savage, a renegade. I'm so chaotic, I show up, it cause a problem. They diagnose me a psycho, I'm taking off like a rocket. Stand-up guy, they asking me who am I. They wanna know who that, I tell her give them a try. They'll soon find out and move back with eyes open or wide. I'm here, the ruler's back to take it over for life. Yeah, you know I'm major, high running so iconic. They all treat me like the mayor. Everything that you did, I have done it all on paper. Super like I'm Sonic, see you later, get your weight up. Yeah, applying the pressure, swear on my soul that I will not let up. I'm on a roll and I'm in control, so get a hold cause I am that fed up. Don't need a poll to decide who is better. Never will fold and never will settle. They call me a problem, but I come and solve it. I promise the novice can't handle me, never, ever. I know I'm bad, ain't come to play. So like a savage, a renegade. I'm so chaotic, I show up, it cause a problem. They diagnose me a psycho, I'm taking off like a rocket. I know I'm bad, ain't come to play. So like a savage, a renegade. I'm so chaotic, I show up, it cause a problem. They diagnose me a psycho, I'm taking off like a rocket. I know I'm bad, ain't come to play. I'm so chaotic, I show up, they cause a problem. They diagnose me a psycho, I'm taking off like a rocket. I'm so alive, my enemies running high. They witness.
I want it now and I ain't never gon' back down. I want it now and I ain't never gon' back down. I want it now and I ain't never gon' back down. I want it now and I ain't never gon' back down. I am no regular citizen. Nope. Do you understand what you're witnessing? You cannot tell what the difference is. I want it all and I'm winning it. Yeah. I do not care about opinions. Time to make a few decisions. So I can take a position. I'ma go get it, I'm punching and kicking. I keep on moving, they off of me. Just do it and stop at I'm talking G. I'm not expressing no modesty. I can't see nobody stopping me. If there's a problem, I gotta solve it. Straight to the top, I can't see myself falling. I gotta grab it, there's no time for stalling. Number one son that don't have other options. Now I'm fired up. I'm sorry, brother, your time's up. I see the top and I climb up. I came from the ashes, I rise up. Rise up, rise up. I want it now, I gotta rise up. Rise up. I want it now, I gotta rise up. Rise up. I want it now, I gotta rise up. Rise up. I want it now, I want it now, and I ain't never gon' back down. I want it now, and I ain't never gon' back down. I gotta go for the gold. I need to switch up the mode. I'm gonna win on my own. I'm in a whole nother zone. I reached the pinnacle. I don't have time, this is critical. It's time to finish you. I don't care who I just did it to. I gotta go for the gold. I need to switch up the mode. I'm gonna win on my own. I'm in a whole nother zone. I reached the pinnacle. I don't have time, this is critical. It's time to finish you. I don't care who I just did it to. I want it now, I gotta rise up, rise up. I want it now, I gotta rise up, rise up. I want it now, I gotta rise up, rise up. I want it now, I gotta rise up, rise up. I want it now, I gotta rise up, rise up. I want it now, I gotta rise up, rise up. I want it now, I gotta rise up, rise up. I want it now, I gotta. I want it now and I ain't never gon' back down. I want it now and I ain't never gon' back down. I want it now and I ain't never gon' back down. I want it now and I ain't never gon' back down. Said I'm fired up. I'm sorry your time's up. I see the top and I climb up. Came from the ashes, I rise up. Rise up, rise up. I want it now, I gotta rise up.
EMEA Masters Summer Split 2025. Today is the last day of semi-finals and we finally know the last team joining KC Blue at Paris Games Week next week. My name is Alexander Maya. I'll be your host, but I'm not alone. I have the pleasure to be welcomed by Trouble Inc. and Aragon. How are you doing, both of you?
Oh, hell yeah, I'm doing great.
Well, I can hear you loud and clear.
You know what, we got to get rid of these chairs because I'm just too comfy and it makes me too like lax. Seriously.
Trouble.
Think the despair hasn't sunk in yet.
That's a problem.
So as the Lulu as I remain, where's my camera? As the Lulu as I remain for today, I'm doing great. How are you?
If you don't have memory, you're doing
Wait,
fine.
as long as we're the Lulu, there's hope. That's what Broken Blade said. So I'm gonna go with that.
You know what? I agree with that statement, but we have to look into the bracket. We have to accept reality.
No.
It is what it is. Today we're gonna have a beautiful best of 5 between Unicorn Sexy Edition versus Heretics. On the top of the bracket, KC Blue yesterday destroyed, annihilated Los Ratones on the fastest semifinals ever existing in EMEA Masters.
It hurts seeing it again. The bracket, it really does.
Don't worry, we got replays.
And the worst part is how it happened. We just got outplayed. Los Ratones completely rolled. What were the stats? It was 6 kills, 1 objective, or something like this. Ridiculous.
Yeah, one objective the whole series. I mean, I feel like we kind of got robbed because we're talking about how this could be the finals. Like a lot of people were talking about the fact that the top of the bracket is super strong. It's got the best teams potentially at EMEA Masters. And we're like, okay, maybe we can get a preview of what the finals could have looked like if KCB and LR went there. However, that did not look competitive at all from the side of LR. Unfortunately, it wasn't their day. And KCB have been running on all cylinders the entire tournament. You flop when you play against them, they'll just 3-0 you with sub 30 minutes every single game.
I mean, they're definitely looking like the strongest team in the tournament, right?
By far.
The team fights every single part of it, and we had so many standout plays from so many different standout players, it's hard to even boil it down to one.
I'll boil it down.
Go on.
Support MVP from KCB, for sure.
Oh, okay, Piero. I mean, well, you talk about him, and he plays this one. Bows flashes away, and somehow, too fast. It's so good to see these sort of
Fastest
players.
bull in the block.
And Yukino, I gotta say, I'm a big fan of Yukino. Mainter
But
was
you're
also,
just going to keep saying and Mainter, and 3XA, you know?
to me, MVP was Yukino. You say Piero. I think Mainter was a beast. This snipe.
Yeah.
And with this in mind, KC Blue head on into the final uncontested so far. Today, we'll find out who's going to join them. But before we jump into that best of 5, we have the most important game. A game show. And today is a different one. We have the pleasure to welcome our play-by-play on the studio. Hiprain, are you ready to play Who Am I? Jake Edition?
I am low-key quite nervous about this, really. It's weird because I've been
so
casting
good.
for years and I've been DMing for years and I feel like a lot of the skills I'm
Look
about
at
to
you.
do.
Because the graphic is
Oh my
fantastic.
god.
We can't see it on the camera.
Don't worry, it will show here.
That's a real shame.
There you go.
There he is. Look, he's right behind Archer.
Hysterics crossed out. They're both Jakes,
Oh
by the
my
way.
goodness.
Sorry, Aussie Jake. I've taken your spot.
We've got 2 Jakes.
I'm genuinely I'm a mixture of very excited and very nervous.
Yeah.
Like, I've been DMing for so long. Dungeon Master for anyone who, that sounds weird, D&D for so long. I've been doing it for like 8-9 years now. I've been doing that. So I'm hoping the skills are going to pass over. I'm not sure how well this is
What
going
is
to go.
the game? I'll explain the rules. So that Jake will mimic a champion's sound. He will do abilities. On the third one, he will do a quote. And these 2 individuals will have to guess what champion it is. You'll get a point if you get it correctly. And today, I'm going to raise the stakes, okay? We have one of the most expensive and valuable prices we ever had at EMEA Masters, okay? So keep that in mind. I'll show you later. Don't
So
worry.
just guess the quote, right? That's the idea. Guess the quote.
you
No.
guessed
No,
the
guess
champ.
the sound. I just said the sound,
guessed
the
the champ.
abilities.
Okay,
You're
okay.
already missing?
Yeah, I did.
Jake!
Aragon, mate, the
First
thing on the
one.
side of your head. They're your ears.
Use them,
Yeah.
Okay. Tell me, Jake.
I actually have one quote in there. Ooh.
Oh.
That's my next one, boys.
Kha'Zix.
You ready? No.
Oh.
Gonna start now.
Ah.
Oh, it rings a bell.
Yes. Yes.
Jana? Jana?
Ooh,
Alistair.
so close.
Alistair.
No. Go next. Next ability.
This is the wrong. This is the wrong vocal mod for this, but okay, let's do it.
What on earth are you
Wait,
doing?
let me look at chat. Chat, you gotta try and guess it, okay? Oh, I love you, folks.
Come
I
on.
love you a lot. No, it's not there.
Can you do them again, like the first one?
The first one, yeah.
Yeah.
Go.
Do the third one.
It's something
okay.
charging,
Let's
right?
go
Something
for the
that slowly
quote.
ramps
This
up.
is a quote. Get ready.
Again. Oh,
Now it's you.
all right.
Okay.
Okay, I'm looking at your hands. Raise your hand if you know the answer.
Imagine if I had a real.
Oh, it's Jax.
You didn't raise your hand.
I didn't raise my hand.
This is Jax. Give me the point.
You got it right, Trouble! You got it right!
My God, I griefed it.
You gripped it. 1 point for Trouble. Go for the next champion.
I'm gonna be real. Can we turn the voice stuff off because this is not gonna work for this character?
Yes.
Okay, right. You ready?
Yeah.
Tick 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 tick.
Ah.
Tick 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 tick.
This is the same as the last one, no?
No, this is so good. It's really good.
Go
Tick
again.
tick tick tick.
Tick, 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 tick.
I'm watching the chat. I'm just
Tick, tick, tick.
looking at the chat.
Come on.
Okay, let's go. Oh, someone
Do you
got
want
it.
another one?
Someone got it. Someone
Nice.
got it. Okay, go
I'm-
next. Go next ability.
Ooh, how am I gonna do this one? It's a. Or,
Oh.
Ah, okay.
Is
Okay, that makes sense.
that better? I think
That's better. That's better.
Oh, my.
Yes, Trouble.
Is this Ezreal? Is that Ezreal E?
I don't know, but your Ezreal looks a little bit different.
Right?
Yeah, that's a different skin.
Is
Do
it?
you
is
want
it-
a clue? Because you were right on the ability keyboard order.
Oh, it's an E.
Yes, an E.
Oh,
Ah.
okay.
Yeah, Aragon.
Can you
Raise
go
your
Well,
hand.
now my answer's terrible. I was
Okay,
gonna say
let's go.
Akali, but
Someone got it right again.
Can you go again, please?
Go. Oh,
Do you want me to do that one again?
Yeah.
Ting.
okay, let's go for
Cha-ching.
the last one. The last
Yeah?
clue.
Oh, this one's actually quite
It's an
hard to do.
ultimate. It's an ultimate.
This is an ultimate. This one's really hard to do, actually.
okay.
Like that. But it goes a bit longer.
Are we terrible? Or is
No,
it-
honestly, this one's quite bad.
2, 1. Nobody got
Not
it
a
right.
clue.
The chat all
Can
knows
we get a
it
quote? Then?
is.
Can we get the quote?
I
Or
actually don't
quotes?
have a quote.
Oh, there's
Can you
no
do a
quote.
quote?
You didn't give me a quote.
Yeah, I didn't want because I thought someone would get this.
A bit
This
too
is
easy.
Katarina.
Oh.
The Q,
How?
the Shumbu.
Oh my God! I
Chat
won.
got it on the first one.
Yep.
Chat got it on
Wait,
the
The
first
chat
one.
knows.
You did shampoo, chung chung. What? There's one sound
I know.
for shampoo.
I kind of, I might mess that
I
one up.
would have said Katarina if you hadn't done
Third
chung
one.
chung.
Let's go for the third
All
one.
right, third
Come on.
one. Third
I'm
one's
really,
easy.
really hyped for this.
Okay,
Yes.
Kog'Maw.
Oh, come on. Okay.
Oh, they had the sound
That
effect for
was-
you, by the way. They had the
That
sound
was good.
effect.
I like that one.
That's
I'm lightning
Kog'Maw.
fast.
That was Kog'Maw.
That's
Let's go.
Kog'Maw.
Easy one.
Fourth one.
Right. Oh, you know, I might change the order up here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yours.
You know what? I'm going to change the order up here.
Yeah. You made the easiest sound.
That's the
and they
easiest
still
one.
don't know.
Is
So
it Orn?
Yes.
it is. Why would you
Banger.
make the
Oh.
easy sound first?
I wanted to do it. That was the one I was the most confident in
Was
doing.
it his W?
No, it was his ult.
I had no idea then. It was a guess.
But you got
That
it.
was a horn?
1 point for you.
Oh,
okay.
hell yeah.
Next champion. So far, it's tied up.
This
No,
one.
it's not.
Right. I think
Yeah,
we
you
need
got
the
one, you
effects
got
for
one.
this one.
I'm
but-
2-1.
You got 2?
Yes, I got Kog'Maw and Jax.
You got Kog'Maw. Okay.
Don't steal from me.
Oh man, this is the one that I
Chat.
I can I know I
please.
can do, but I also think I'm gonna completely
Chat,
whiff it.
please be aware that this is going to be complicated.
And
Headphone
he's going to
users,
propose in a bit. you see?
Lower your volume, okay? Headphone users. Do it,
Okay.
Jake. Do it. Yes.
Ready?
Is he just going to scream?
Oh, God.
I've already heard my voice. I've got a best of 5 to do, so I'm only doing that the once.
Cho'Gath, it's his silence.
Ah, that would be a good
That was a
attempt.
good one, yeah.
That was
Nice.
an attempt.
Oh.
Do the W.
Oh.
Do the W. You got it so
I
correctly.
did it so right yesterday,
Yes,
and
you
I
did
know
it.
I'm gonna do it wrong here.
Don't worry,
Uh,
chat. Rehearsals were so good.
Yeah, I know, and I've
You can
already.
try it twice. We're giving you 2 tries.
Okay. Right.
Come on, Jake.
Okay, you got this.
Ah,
Yes!
Fiddlesticks?
Yes.
That was good. That was good. That was good.
Alrighty. I suck at this game. Have we got any more?
3-1. We have a last one.
Do we have that last one I asked for?
I think we have a last one.
Do we have that last one?
Yes.
All right,
It's
cool.
the last one. Not even I know what he's doing.
He's cooing, clearly.
One more time. Give me another. Oh, it's Nunu.
That was close. Yes.
Tom Kench?
Nope.
No. That was a. Do you have another sound?
I have a
Another
quote
sound?
if you want.
Okay, give me a quote.
Sharpen off the edge bone.
Okay. That was actually really good.
That was.
I've
I'm
never
very
heard
proud of
that
myself.
Chat, that
before.
was really good, wasn't it, chat? See,
Someone in chat's got to get it right.
Everyone
Yes.
knows. Aside from someone who said cog. Yes.
Trundle?
Huh?
Trundle?
Sharpen off the edge bone is a Trundle quote.
I don't
What are
know.
you talking about?
Sharp enough to edge bone.
Any other thing?
Barrel.
Oh,
Okay.
Gangplank?
There you go. 3-2 somehow. Trouble still wins.
Oh, I lost.
In disbelief. And now.
I'm so surprised he didn't
This
say
is-
dagger for Katarina, but
Okay.
sure.
That's not a Katarina quote.
Chat. I present to you
Oh, my word.
delicacies from different parts of France, by the way.
Stop it, I'm such a foodie, dude.
This looks
There just
so
won't be
good.
any analysis, I'll just be eating the whole pre-show.
There you go. Look at this beautiful plate. I don't want to ruin it, by the way. I'll twist it.
I'll ruin it. Give it to me.
Yes. With macaroons as well. You want to take a piece before we
Yeah.
move on?
Yep,
Take a
yep, yep.
piece. Pick one. Pick
What are you
pick
choosing?
one.
What are you choosing? A macaron.
Macaron.
Pick one. Pick
No, I'll keep eating.
Okay. Jake, do you want one?
I've genuinely never had a macaron.
I love macaron.
Come on,
so
fast.
I'm not gonna
We
do
just
it.
have a show to go on. Okay, by the way, everybody, today we have Heretics versus Unicorn Sexy Edition. And we're going to
It might not seem like it, but trust me, it's coming up.
do you, chat, do you want? Anyone? No? Okay. I just saw a comment. I'm not going to read this out loud.
This is incredible.
It is?
Hide that from me after show. I'm not.
Oh, no, don't worry. You're going in game. These are gone. Because I'm bulking, so I'm allowed to do that. We're moving on into Unicorns of Sexy Edition versus Heretics. Let's start with both teams. I think we should focus on the Unicorns. They're known for a long time. They're still kicking. And this was a rough journey to get here. This is a beautiful roster as well. Trouble, you want to talk?
Yeah, sure.
Can you?
I mean, first of all, huge comments to Sheepy for putting together a roster like this. He's always fantastic at finding talent and putting them together. That's the most important part, because you take those names individually and they don't really ring a bell, a lot of them. They haven't played for like the super big teams. They haven't been superstars in any team, but Sheepy puts them together and makes semifinals at EMEA Masters. And they've had the roughest Swiss stage out of any other team.
Real.
Guys came through qualifiers, went 0-3 in Swiss, and they had to play 4 best of threes to qualify to top 16.
Yeah, it's quite a crazy run. They came 4th in the Prime League season finals, and I think if you wanted to summarize this team, to me, judging from their gameplay,
Okay.
you would use the term power friendship. I think individually, really good, but even better than that is their ability to come together and make plays. And this is why I got these clips right here that you're on your screen. It's because it summarizes to me this team where they might struggle early game, they might get a bit dirty and messy early, but there is a moment in every single game they win called I call it the Unicorns a love moment, where they just turn around an
The
entire game.
sexy moment.
The sexy moment,
Yeah, that's
based
right.
off of a team fight that they just become better than the enemy for some reason. Something possesses them, and they really do well. And this was the biggest comeback that they made in the quarterfinals, which was super, super impressive. In this game, for no reason, was struggling into Boda, and Boda was so unfathomably strong on this Aatrox, right? He is so ridiculously strong. We don't have the KDAs, but you'd see it. And this is where the Unicorns of Love sexy moment happened. They came back, won a team fight, and then they end the game, and it was a super good comeback.
It's like the LR essence.
Kinda,
Lose
yeah.
early
This
game,
word.
win team fights.
but like to an extreme.
Not
extent.
from yesterday though.
Wait,
From
they
from
played
the rest of the
yesterday?
days. From the rest of the days.
No, and not only that, but they're playing versus GK, and we know GK to be one of those teams. I think you said it before, consistent teams to always show up at playoffs.
They have been a staple ever since the Arabian League joined the EMEA Masters. They've been a staple to always make playoffs every single time. Not just make playoffs, they produce like really great players, and I feel like GK has been one of the strongest orgs from the Arabian League.
So
that
to take
consistently
these guys
makes it.
down, it's not an easy task. And also, exhaustion must be hitting right now. And they still have, if they want to move forward, they still have today a best of 5, and they still have finals when they have to deal KC Blue, if they are the ones winning. But if you're talking about the group itself, I think we should also meet someone individually. I think we picked the AD carry, the Voxne, because of what he's able to provide, and also because he is who he is.
Yeah, he's. How do you describe Dinvoxne? He's super good mentality, right? He calls himself Master Uguay in solo queue. And I just think this guy's phenomenal. The damage he can output, the way he can team fight. I think this guy shines the best on teams where everyone's on the same page, especially in compositions like Kaiser comps, where everyone has to dash forward and dive on the same target. This guy has been a menace so far in this tournament. I can't wait to see what he does next.
I don't necessarily see Voxne as the carry that will outshine other carries. However, I do see him as very, very consistent. He has been underrated throughout his entire career. Again, he has never played in like those super big teams, even when he played in the Superliga, when he played in the LFL, when he played in the NLC, had always been those middling to lower tier teams that he's been playing in. This is why I said like Sheepy did a fantastic job at putting all these guys together. It's like literally bringing to me like, you know, the old Mad Lions-esque essence, you know, from the LEC, where you just put 5 players together that would not necessarily outshine everyone individually, but it just works. And I feel like Voxne is one of those pieces.
They just click, and that's the important part. I still remember Voxne from Dusty versus X7 on the reverse sweep. And when I asked him, like, how were you able to pull that off? He said, I've done it before. I joined my team, and I said, why are we sucking? We don't suck. Stop sucking.
But that was also not the top tier team, right? That was also the top tier team.
Yeah, and they won versus X7 somehow.
You know that quote, I ain't got time to bleed. It's just like that.
Yeah, they just like, come on, get up. And you actually got a quote from Voxne. You went to his Twitter and you got a quote from him, and this is beautiful.
At DM'd Voxne, he's a legend, so he replied. Quite a few things on the screen right now, but basically he said that, you know, we went 0-3 in Swiss, but it wasn't really an accurate reflection of our strength. We weren't really a 0-3 team. We just happened to play against the finalists in KC Blue and lost Heretics, which they are against now today.
Yeah.
And, you know, they were really rough teams. They also had a rough game, which happens to anyone. And lastly, my favorite part was the quote on the screen, which...
One often meets his destiny on the path he takes to avoid it.
Exactly. And that's a Master Uguay quote, which is his IGN.
The only thing that, like, triggers me in some ways, like, we're not necessarily bad. We just played against really good opponents. Well, it happens, my guy.
They are the survivors.
2 really good opponents are the 2 ones you have to beat if you want to win EMEA Masters. So it's a put up or shut up situation right here for Voxne, because he has been in these really high stress situations. The reverse sweep that you also mentioned back then in the NLC. So it's his time to shine and prove that those best of 1s don't count, and the best of 5, they're better.
I think when you put the quote with what he said before, one often meets his destiny on the path he takes to avoid it. It was like, I mean, it was KC Blue and Heretics, and he has to do it.
They didn't
you
really
can't avoid it.
They faced them in Swiss, and then they have to face them
again. Do it again. And who are they fighting? Well, we were talking about Superliga, we're talking about Spain, we're talking about Los Heretics, who also had a difficult journey when you look into this one. And the team itself, what do you have to say, first glance, when you look into this roster? First glance.
Just really stacked kind of lineup, right? Douglas, you know, was a household name in the LEC. Same with Kaiser, back on the roster of Mad Lions.
Mad Lions, yeah.
Really, really, really stacked roster when you look at it on paper. But when you summarize the team, very, very messy. Like, if you're watching the games this tournament, very messy, but super, super talented.
I mean, they had kind of the same trajectory as Unicorns of Love, right? They've had to play every single potential game that they could, apart from qualifiers. They've played every single game in Swiss. I think there were 3-2 at some point. They ended up 3-3. They had to play extra best of 3s, right? But all in all, they've played all potential games that they could in Swiss. And it seems like the teams that get the most practice out of this, they actually do really well. Los Ratones, sorry.
We don't talk about that. And we were talking about the history in the bracket itself. For those who missed it, we can show you what they played against. And it's interesting because there's some similarity, right? They took out the 3rd seed. They took out the 1st seed from Prime. They are on a mission.
It's the Prime League gauntlet.
You're right.
It just is. It's the Prime League
Who
gauntlet.
are they fighting today?
And USD is next.
Knock, knock.
Knock, knock. Yeah, I mean, can they continue the trend is the question, right? I think Los Ratones did something similar where they were doing the LFL gauntlet on the top, and then they lost.
Well, that was a situation yesterday.
Yeah.
Will it happen again? You were talking they were messy, so
Is that foresight, perhaps?
I'm not saying anything. I'm unbiased. When you're talking about them being messy, can you explain to me how they play overall? I know you got us some B-roll to talk about this.
Yeah, so I got a bunch of clips which summarizes how they play, right? From a gameplay perspective, these two teams are actually very, very similar. Okay, these two teams are very similar in that their early games can be super, super messy, but then their team fighting later on becomes incredibly clutch, and they will come back in games very well too. Usually off of the back of players like Kaiser's engages, because they're super coordinated, and usually the whole team functions with Douglas in the early game as the early bridge.
I have to say right here, it is so fun to watch Kaiser back at these sort of messy team fights or messy early games that Aragon is also talking about, because he was the essence of Mad Lions back then. Mad Lions would lose the early game and suddenly Kaiser finds an insane flank with things like the Alistar or his legendary Rakan and completely turns the game around. This is why they were known back then. This is how they won the LEC, right? So the fact that Kaiser takes that leadership role right here, finds those angles for re-engages in those fights, I feel like very similarly to Unicorns of Love 6 Edition, we might have a case where there's just constantly team fighting going on.
Yeah, no, I fully anticipate the early games to be disgusting. Okay, prepare yourself for
in the best way possible.
In the best way, a roller coaster. Prepare yourself for back and forths. Yeah, it's gonna be nasty. But we'll get some really high quality team fights later on for sure. I think when it comes to Heretics, the main character of this team is Douglas. Everything revolves around him. If you watch NA, you know the NA memes. He's essentially Blabber. He will go into River, disregarding the prios on his team, and if you're not following him, he will run it down for that crab, right? So the way that Heretics functions is he will be the bridge and he will make the plays, and everything revolves around the jungler Douglas, usually on a strong early game jungle like Xin Zhao Jarvan.
So for us at Heretics, we should keep an eye on the jungler. Is that what you're telling us?
Yeah.
That is the one to watch.
I mean, the guy is kind of like on the same trajectory as like the Yikes and the Yukinos from back then, right? He was the guy who would carry the early game. He plays the more aggressive picks. I feel like they got dulled down a little bit when he joined the LEC. But right now in the ERLs, when you can actually bring your flair and your flavor, like Yukino was saying yesterday in the interview, when you can bring that flame and play the cycle way you want to play in that early game, your team backs you up as well. I mean, Douglas is truly back.
I mean, usually what happens in these early games with Douglas is he will path the bot and then also coordinate with Kaiser a bunch. They'll dive bot lane, path the bot every single time, and leave Trace in topside on some kind of early game scaling champion. You can see in this draft, for example, it's like 3 kind of scaling lanes. Sometimes they'll do a Syndra Jinx draft. You know, they love scaling with Douglas as the bridge, but they'll also play to bot side. That's generally the play pattern of this team.
It's also generally the meta right now, so I guess it really does fit his playstyle.
So what I'm getting is both teams will have to find a way to come back to the game, but someone has to take the lead somehow. So when you're talking it's going to be a bloody early game, it's like really confusing. Who should take the lead to begin with? Who do you think will take the lead in these early games?
Well, okay, so the thing is, right, on average, most of the time they're drafting scaling, but sometimes Unicorns of Love especially will just draft something completely psychotic, right? They will draft something really, really psychotic in terms of early game. They'll pick some crazy supports like a Moo, and those are the kinds of games where I anticipate more bloody early games. But on average, yeah, I can see this game being quite slow early sometimes if both team comps end up being like they have been in the past, where it's just scaling top laner, scaling mid, and scaling AD.
I feel like by watching both of these teams in their early game, I feel like Douglas is a little bit more active, if you will, in the early game. And I feel like Kaiser is one of the most fantastic type of supports that roams a lot and links up with jungle. That's why they also play through the bot side of the map as well, together with mid. So I feel like Douglas plays a little bit more of an important role in the team, whilst Unicorns of Love, they mostly kind of like, I don't want to say sack the early game because they don't necessarily do that, but it feels like they mostly want to play for scaling to go to these team fights that they know win them the games. I'm just a little bit worried that now facing Heretics, Douglas might just take that early game by storm.
Oh, interesting. And we keep talking about Kaiser, his champion pool as well. And when we're talking to the other side, I think we should dive into those the champion pool coming in from Kaiser and Seas and what they can provide.
Yeah.
It's quite different. But when you look
It's
into the
fairly
shared
meta.
one, oh boy.
It's fairly meta. They are fairly shared picks. I mean, a big thing here, again, I want to highlight is that, you know, CS isn't afraid to pull out something like a Moo. As CS,
I love
a lot of the time, CS is the early game bridge for Unicorns of Love, right? So Sia's running around the map. He's great at roaming. He'll just run mid, perma off cooldown, find kills or force summoners. He'll dive top lane. He'll coordinate, with his jungler and just run around the map to take over it. So that's why we have CS here. Keep your eye on him. He makes the plays early for Unicorns of Love.
I feel like when it comes to Kaiser, he doesn't need introduction. LEC champion with Mad Lions back then as well. He's Rakan, one of the most legendary picks of all time for him as well. Finding the flanks, finding the angles. I feel like how this guy manipulates and plays around Fog of War to try and find the angles with these types of champions is beautiful. So we should definitely keep an eye on that. The only thing that I don't like on Kaiser's champion pool is that Karma. Just take it out, don't play it ever again. Like He's just
a Karma hater for what reason?
No, he actually...
Say it.
I actually really like him on Engaged Champs. I feel like this is where his team shines the most. So playing Kamar here, he's not bad on Kamar, he's not bad on any support. He's just kind of like putting Hylissang on Lulu, It's just something anticlimactic about this.
Flash forward, ulti engage. Classic.
Flash R into 5 people, no one's around you, GG.
So is that a window where the champion pool from the supports might take a hit on the champion on the draft itself?
Yeah, I mean, for sure. Like both of these supports, like hard engage champions, champions that could start fights.
Alistar, Rakan.
Exactly. So once these things start to get benched, later on in Fearless, I could definitely see that happening. But they have deep pools.
That's where the Amumu comes out.
That's what I want to see.
But the crazy thing is, it wasn't even late in Fearless. They just pulled out the Amumu on game 2.
That's what I want to see out of the blue. Amumu.
What is that?
And the problem is, it's not even a flex. But when you look into Unicorns of Love and Unicorns Sexy Edition, let me say, and the way they pick and they draft, I know, Eragon.
Listen,
that second one,
dude, Anivia Shen.
Listen. They cook, and sometimes it's burnt. Sheepy, I don't know what the hell that Shen and Nivea. If you ever see a draft and you see Shen and Nivea on the same team, you've gone too far.
Okay, what is the problem with that? I need to know.
Okay,
you can ult the egg.
Shen is horrendous in pro. For a variety of reasons. I'd be down to get into it if someone wants to know. And then Anivia, I think, also just together is kind of a fraudulent champ. Even though we saw Caps pop off on it, I know.
Right.
Before people get into it,
He didn't have a Shen though.
It's true.
The problem is the ninja or the bird?
It's both together. You can have one, you can dabble a little bit in the spice, but if you're full spice, it's too much. Look, listen, I think the biggest things that I have a problem with Unicorns of Love Sexy Edition is their topside drafting. I think their topside drafting can be too much when you're when you're picking Jax into Aatrox and losing lane for no reason, as in the player.
No pun intended.
And you're playing Ambessa with Renekton open as blind, I think it's super bad.
You think?
I actually don't mind the Ambessa blind. Like I've said it all. I've said it before. I don't necessarily mind the Ambessa blind. I think you're being a hater for no reason, right there.
In the meta today, can you just put the AD carry versus the Renekton and do that little swap and put?
Exactly, because Ambessa doesn't really like swaps, right? I think Shen is a little bit more happy than Ambessa to swap there. But I think in general, particularly top laners who like to carry, hate role swap metas right now. But I feel like altogether, if you look at those drafts from a bird's eye view, it just makes sense. But a lot of the times, it does matter what Eragon is saying right here, what you're playing into, what's been banned and what's been left open. Because if you really get hard countered in lane, you're just never going to play the magic team fight that brings those games around.
Folks, we are 1 minute away. Yesterday, for the first time, you gloated someone, and it actually worked. You broke the curse.
Today, I will do the same again, and I think Trayson, we haven't talked about him at all.
1 minute.
He is going to pop off because
07.
he will gap for no reason incredibly hard.
What's the score at the end of the day?
It's going to be a 3-0 for Heretics.
Wow. Owie. Prime League, I'm sorry. What about you?
I'm going to go 3-2 Unicorns of Love Sex Edition. Unicorns of Love have not been at an EMEA Masters Final since spring 2023. And that's when the TCL first joined EMEA Masters and they absolutely destroyed them in these finals. Wildcats were just popping off. So this is their final. This is the moment to get to the final by beating Heretics. We said this was the weaker side of the bracket. So these two teams, I feel are super evenly matched. Then anything can happen, but I'm going 3-2-4.
5 games would be a blessing. So head on into the caster zone and camera. Look at me. We have some time to talk and to burn, and also some candies to take down while I'm watching the game. I don't know about you, but I'm going to have a beautiful snack. With this in mind, I would like to know your score and your predictions for Los Heretics versus Unicorns Sexy Edition. We are waiting for that 5 game that yesterday we did not have. It was the cleanest and the fastest semi-final at EMEA's history. kind of painful still, but it's part of the process. It's part of why League of Legends is so beautiful. The casters are about to be ready to jump into Champion Select. I know Jake is ready. Jake, take it up. It's your first game. Let's get a BO5.
I really, really hope we're going to get a BO5. I think Trouble's still struggling to put a headset.
You got this.
There we go. She figured it out. There we go. Yesterday, we didn't even get best of 3, to be honest. We just watched Casey play
Quickest
League of
best of
Legends.
5.
To be fair, if
It
you
was
put all the
PvE.
games together, lengthwise,
We're receiving a
it
gift.
could be a
Would you
best
like
of one.
biscuits? Is that what this is? I don't want a biscuit. I'm about to yell, man.
I don't want to cast with the full mouth. It's rude.
He's just gonna go eat them in the corner. Yeah, no, I think yesterday we didn't really get much of a game. I think today we're in for a series which is gonna be a bloodbath. So we're loading into that picks and bans for this first game of the series. Here we go. Already, most of the bans are flown out of the way. The Jarvan, the Poppy, the Rumble, almost called Smolder there, taken away from Heretics. On the other side, Yanara, Wukong, and Orianna from Unicorns Love Sexy Edition. Heretics first pick here. What are they gonna go?
Ready, Kiana. I look at Ryze being the best champion available. Like in terms of if everyone plays everything.
Yeah.
But they're hovering a bunch of OPs. Kiana is
Locking the
pretty
Kiana.
powerful, yeah.
Yeah, there we go.
I feel like the problem with the Ryze is you still have things like the Azir open. You still have things that outrange that Ryze and can actually play into him in lane. So maybe you don't want to be blind picking that straight off the back without a comp put together. But get to see Douglas here on this Orianna. Now over to Unicorns. What are they going to be looking for? Don't have to go jungler here. They can go like AD plus something else and then pick jungler at the end of this phase of the pick bans if they want to get some power picks. But okay, White just going to take the lead.
Now, Lee Sin does not necessarily reveal Kiana, but you can sort of see the shimmer if you do hit her with the E. So the Q will reveal her after, but the shimmer is very useful playing into a champion that does have this sort of invisibility in her kit. So I actually checked his stats when he played Lee Sin in the quarterfinals. It was 33% win rate on that Lee Sin, but in that game, he shut everyone up. He had an insane performance. I think it was versus Giants, if I'm not wrong. So he's trying it out once more.
I really like the Ryze, by the way. I played with him in solo queue, simply in solo queue on Ryze, and he roamed top off cooldown. He was so good. So I really
That's why you liked him. Your biased opinion.
It's such a good pairing with Ryze as well.
Because it was in his team.
It's true. You just empowered root, land the combo on Lee Sin, and it's just a classic combo in the meta right now. So I'm a big fan of the 1-2 rotation.
Yeah. I'm struggling with the Lee Sin because the last time I saw Lee Sin being played, Don Jake was playing it. So my opinion on the champ is a little warped right now. But let's give the Alistair lock in there for Heretics.
Two ladies that can manipulate nature? What's happening here?
They're a very themed team, plus a cow.
Yeah.
But you know, I'm seeing a lot of crowd control, a lot of spacing from the likes of, I mean, there's a dev range. If you walk near Kiana, you just get hit by all of that. Talia can set up a lot of terrain and kind of like spacing for your team. On the other side, Unicorns, they're going to try and just get bypass that and jump straight into the action, using that Realm Warp, using this Scion and the Lee Sin.
Yeah, I think I quite like what USC is doing here. R3 top lane into ban 4-5 top laners, to pinch top laners and ban the answers. You're already hitting Tracen's Gwen, which he played in the quarterfinals. And I think another answer that could be good with the short range composition that you have in USC that you could ban is the Aatrox as a potential other option.
Yeah.
Last handshake is potentially Cassandre, but I would go for the Aatrox ban here. Or maybe Ambessa if I'm USC.
And possibly you might want to even pinch things like the Bard on the side of Heretics, because it sets up really nicely for things like the Lee Sin and the Scion to get in there, and you're playing into an Alistar lane, so you can actually roam together with the Lee Sin, try to get him ahead as well. Lulu being banned away here. One of the things they're probably scared of is like the Zeri Lulu kind of combos, the power farmers, the hyper carries, the Braum also pretty good into the Alistar. But right here it actually gives Sayas the angle to go for things like the Bard.
Do we worry there's a lack of engage, though, on Unicorns if they block the Bard in?
Rakan is a really good answer into the Alistar in general, because there's a lot of lack of cooldown, and it plays off of the mobility of the Lee Sin very, very well. So I'm looking at the Bard, I'm looking at the Rakan. I think these are the best options, like you were saying. Alternatively, Nico is open, so you could do Kai'Sa Nico on 5 if you're Ciaz here.
Well, they've locked the Kai'Sa in there for Denvoxney. The answer on the side of Heretics has to come in here. Hovering the Tristana. Still plenty of other stuff available for them. First of this Fearless, so see what Rin wants to take themselves in this first game versus that Kai'Sa versus Kai'Sa plus question mark. But Nico is obviously one of the main options. You could also go for like an old Kai'Sa combo, which is like the Nautilus, and then you also have that kind of non-committal engage in the depth charge.
This is Nico, 100%.
Yeah.
It has to be Nico. I mean, Tristana out-pushes the Kai'Sa and does take really heavy trades into her because of the passive and the way she pushes the wave.
Yeah.
Because Kai'Sa wants to out-trade you in the wave with Q as well as pushing out the wave, right? So you need to take control of the lane by also countering the Alistar from the start of Unicorns of Love 6th edition. Again, I mean, if you want to go Bard here, it just doesn't work well with the Kai'Sa itself. But I think potentially like Rakan that we mentioned, no, okay.
I mean, Kai'Sa Nord's a classic.
It's a classic. You've got that non-committal ult in the depth charge. You obviously have the hook as well for more follow-up.
They're running into you, Nico. There's so much value here.
So here's the thing, right? I think on paper, laning phase definitely struggles more because you're not rocking that Nico. But later into the game, mid to late game, when you get a bit more fighty, having the Nautilus is going to bring, you know, a bit more frontline, first of all, because, I mean, I know Sion is basically 2 champs worth of tankiness in one.
Make it 3.
You make it 3, yeah. But you do not have that engage to follow up on the top of that, because, you know, Lee Sin flat kick flash is not reliable engage.
I just think
Sion
it's,
charging it isn't either.
the best thing about it is it sets up Lee Sin combo more reliably.
Yes.
I think especially early game, you've got more setup. So if you head down to bot lane, you could play off of that really well.
So I think what I want to see here is White actually play towards bot lane. Try and alleviate this pressure because you've not locked this winning lane in. You're going to need to see White on the lead. And Lee's a champion who wants to do stuff early. So you can help your bot lane stem the bleeding out down there, but also enable the rest of your team. Trouble, I want your thoughts. Now that you've seen the Nautilus and not the Nico, what are you thinking?
I mean, I'm actually looking at White again. I'm like, that 33% win rate on the Lee Sin did not get too boosted or like much better by that one extra game that he played onto the Lee Sin. So all eyes on White, all eyes on Lee Sin. Usually you do not see Lee Sin on the first game of a Fearless draft. It's something that's picked way later on. But this primarily, again, has been picked into the Kiana to sort of shimmer that invisibility, try to get a pick onto the Kiana, because I feel like right here with Talia Kiana, you're setting up a giant wall. Kiana has a chance for big wombo combos.
Really do, but here we are into game number 1 of this series. Winner goes to fight KCB in Paris. Loser is Dunzo. We'll have to wait until next year for everything to kick off again. See our teams just setting up their line of scrimmage. No one's going to go for any early invades. No Broms, no any kind of messy stuff like that. And I wonder if we're going to see a potential lane swap, because also we could look at that angle for the likes of Dane, Voxney and Seas to just evade the early pressure from the Tristana lane.
Yeah, my only issue right here is that this Kai'Sa is kind of a short-range AD carry, and Tracing is like, even though it's a melee fighter, I see him more as a melee mage AD kind of champion. Like, he can very easily fight inside the wave with his Qs. So I really don't think that Voxney wants to go towards the lane. I feel like for Heretics right here, they've got 3 priority lanes in the early game, so that sets up Douglas really nicely, because we said we think that Douglas is a little bit more aggro in the early game, so he could take over.
Yeah, my eyes personally are on the mid-jungle 2v2. I think you've got especially good setup for the Lee Sin and the Ryze right now to land combo. If you gank through mid, then play to bot afterwards, you could spread your lead. It's super, super easy to play towards a Ryze lane because of the point-and-click route. So I'd expect to see attention paid towards the flash of Mercy 9, and then makes plays, especially post-6 there.
Alrighty, well, both junglers are starting up on their red side, so we'll be clearing away from one another, which leans nicely into what we were talking about with White. Want to see him try and maybe alleviate some of the pressure down bot side. Obviously, like you were saying, Aragon does also have the ability to play off simply. Nice little combo between the two of them. And so far, not seeing too much early aggression in the bot lane. We'll just see who's able to pick up that level 2 first and then translate that into a potential little skirmish victory. I think top lane probably going to be quite boring, to be honest with you guys. It's a Sion versus an Aatrox. Aatrox is going to sustain, Sion's going to lower health.
Now here's the funny thing, even though Alistar Tristana should technically be able to push into Nautilus Kai'Sa, that Alistar champion level 1 is non-existent. So this is why you see Unicorns over on the bot side of the map getting that first push. You have Douglas also clearing towards that top side of the map, so I'm expecting 2 full clears for both of these junglers, getting the Scuttlecross, and they're back in for the first items to come through.
Interestingly, For No Reason is getting pushed in on Sion. Usually how this matchup works is you'll get push as the Sion into the Aatrox early game and then get slowly outscaled, especially on Sundered Sky. But right now what's actually happening is Trayson's out laning, or For No Reason is conceding prio on purpose because he anticipates getting ganked. So it's planned.
It feels a little bit like a lot of the lanes aren't going as we expected in the first couple of minutes of this game. I expect to see a bit more from Rin and Kai'Sa now that they got those level 2s. They could fish for those angles. As you can see, Rin just going to throw the E and auto-attack in, just buff it up a little bit more. Another hook is going to land. It's just going to send Kaiser back, and it's a pretty rough little kind of combo to connect onto a kill when you jump in with your hook and you just get headbutted out by the Alistar. So, but to be fair, Unicorns are able to push in wave after wave and slowly amount a little bit more pressure over Rin and Kaiser.
What I really like that Douglas did right now is he walked up, he placed a ward on these Raptors, and you could potentially take that Aliyah with a priority mid and try to hit those Raptors on their respawn since Lee Sin started over on the top side of the map, right? You are stronger in the 2v2 right now, especially since Ryze does have like more of the scaling items in his inventory. He is faster on the map, on the Kiana, and he's got that pickaxe in his inventory. So when these Raptors respawn, you'll see that maybe Douglas will take that Aliyah and enter enemy jungle.
Yeah, sorry, White going in for a cheeky reset. It's just going to pick up a Ruby Crystal and a longsword. Double headbutt Polv comes out from Kaiser, but caught off by the root. In jumps Rin though onto C's just to get a little bit of extra damage, but he's going real low here. Has to flash away. Douglas closing in. Rin has used the jump forwards, but then Voxney heavily jumped out. They're going to go for the flash headbutt. It's not going to make the connection. And Douglas just takes two. The last tower shot is an execute. Absolute catastrophe for Unicorn.
And again, you see why this bot lane is stronger than the Kai'Sa Nautilus later on. When you're over level 3, you've got all three of your abilities. Tristana Alistar out-bully that Nautilus Kai'Sa. But the most important part is that Douglas was bot lane anticipating a gank from Lee Sin to show up. And not only that, when the flash from Nautilus comes through, Kai'Sa and Rin play human ward to allow Douglas to flash in for the double.
I think, crucially, it wasn't a great exhaust usage from the Kai'Sa, right? Kai'Sa had Voxney had exhaust that entire time and never used it until last second onto the Alistar to maybe keep him under the tower and get an extra tower shot, but it just wasn't great. And in the end, they get one shot because they bring Douglas down on some good trades for Heretics.
Well, potentially fishing for Mercy, but Kaiser's there, Mercy's under tower. You don't see the kick lands there from White, but Douglas able to smite away the camps and no denial. 3v3, just kind of trying to assert some pressure in the area with this dragon up. No grubs yet. Nice hook actually does make a connection onto the cow. Kaiser just going to throw down the trample, gets a two-man headbutt, Polv into a two-man slice big shove, and that is going to be the end of Simply. Rin jumps over the wall and sees is just melted through. It's a 4-0 start to Heretics.
It's such an accelerated Kiana already. With the chain CC from the Alistar, Kaiser on this Alistar, headbutt pulverizing to Leia with the Talia combo. It's an easy pickup for the Kiana, and now you're going to be accelerated for your Profane Hydra.
I mean, if I'm White right here, I'm like, what the hell is going on? I'm playing Lee Sin into Kiana, 1 kill to Kiana. This matchup is pretty much over. He's one of the fastest champions, one of the strongest champions when it comes to skirmishes as well. And now Sayaz is going a little bit too deep. Then Vox is down bot lane. White is going towards his jungle, but Sayaz is just queuing in a potential 2v3, which ended up being even a 2v4 in favor of Heretics right here. It's just a little bit of a head scratcher because White just has to play against a 3-on-1 Kiana who's going to complete the item probably on her next back.
Yeah, I'm really looking at the Profane Hydra. It's Spooky Brutalizer going to come in with the Tiamat. Oh, that's an accelerated Kiana. He just dinged level 6 as well very early on. Usually junglers hit level 6 in about half a minute to a minute's time. So now we got mismatched lanes. And with Grubs coming up in a minute's time, it looks like, you know, Heretics, they're going to play for this bot lane tower and maybe even the dragon and then rotate afterwards.
Gonna lane spot for no reason in bot side.
Match the lanes.
And Grubs, obviously, like you're saying, coming up in a minute. Reset's coming in, though, so it will be matched. For no reason, doesn't have teleport, so they are going to struggle to join into a play. Do obviously have the Scion Choo-Choo train to be able to get over if needs be, but it's going to take them a moment to do that. So I think a lot of the pressure around these Grubs is going to really result in whether or not Simply is able to get lane pressure, which right now he's not.
I think For No Reason has a great angle to potentially get the next wave and then ulti up and have a great timer to be on Grubs. Or at the very least get a plating here. But it looks like he's actually going to go for it, right? He's proxying the wave, and then if Douglas wasn't here, he could look for a roam.
Well, I think Douglas being there actually means that they could look towards those Grubs as an angle. 20 seconds till they spawn up. For No Reason, able to ult away to safety. And
wants the Kiana reset here. He's pressing B. He's pressing B. I'm actually expecting if a completed item. There you go. Profane Hydra already completed. Look at the inventory on anyone from the side of Unicorns. I mean, Profane Hydra
at
almost level 7 Kiana.
I'm going to be real with you,
with a Talia that brings more terrain into the game?
I mean, I'll be real. his mid's on a tier and he's on a full item. Like, he's ahead of everyone right now as Rin jumps into Demvoxny, gets the ult off to send him packing. Demvoxny, they're taking a lot of damage. Kaiser will eat a little bit on the tail end, but not as much as Demvoxny took. And I think this is just an easy grub to Heretics. Nothing Unicorns can do.
Yeah, it's the first strike plus probably Treasure Hunter in Douglas's runes that have propelled him towards this Profane Hydra. And now the good trades have mean that Heretics will get this pretty much uncontested. There is no way that USC think they can contest because they will have seen Douglas's items.
But also, there's no way they can do Dragon because their bot lane is on the top side of the map. So this is absolute disaster right here for Unicorns. They tried to find a pick potentially with the Lee Sin and the Rise over in the mid lane on the Talia, but Messi was playing super respectfully. Does have his flash available as well. So not really a play to be done right there. And again, with Kai'Sa Nautilus stuck on the tops of the map, Dragon is not that much of a priority.
This dive is possible. They have Alistair ulti.
Kaiser goes in, finds the headbutt pole, Rin jumps forwards, and that's going to be him quickly done as the supreme display of talent. Locks Seas in place, Hook comes through, Seas will try to answer out to Kaiser, but the tower shots weren't onto him. As Kaiser's able to waddle away from that one, it's a 5-0 start for Heretics. Unicorns, I think they're going to lose Dragon as well off the back of this.
I'm just going to say it. I think this Lee Sin is a very sad Lee Sin. I don't see how White gets himself back in the game because not only does he somehow have to face a 4-1 Kiana on the other side, even though he's died not a single time to her, he's not done any mistake in his own jungle in terms of clear, but also all 3 of his lanes have no priority. They lose individually to every single counterpart from the side of Heretics. So there's so much push on the side of the Spanish team, but also their jungler is uber fed, which is where you want your money early game.
Yeah, well, White may look for Mercy here. Mercy over the wall, but is going to get spotted out. Finds the rune prison. No Q from White. They are just going to walk away.
That was a little bit miscoordinated, right? Because right
there's
up
no
to put the root down. This is where you want to keep the Q as the Lee Sin to kind of threaten a dive onto the Talia, but the synergy was just not there.
No mid plays. I think the name of this, Rin shouldn't be able to kill here. He, for no reason, is going to be able to walk out.
Kaiser's coming over, actually. Let's say for no reason, slowly taking a lot of damage. The lethal tempo is there, but they got the rune prison. Looks for the Q. Sion, no ultimate available. 2 members are going to join up, and suddenly Rin looking quite easy to take down.
Oh, the
Cow's going to jump forwards. There's the kick. White finds the shutdown. Unicorns finally able to fire back, and there's nothing Heretic can do on the map outside of this.
The Tabai's Bramble doing so much work there for no reason. I thought he maybe had the flash, the last combo from Alistair, but he's so tanky. And then the Rise ult, simply ulting towards top lane with this Rise. Mid to side plays are the name of the game for both teams right now, and USC did it better. Too much, Rin bit off too much there.
Yeah, definitely biting off a little bit too much. Nice shutdown onto White because, like we were saying, very accelerated Douglas on the other side. He gets a bit of gold. Sundered Sky now finished up for that Lee Sin. There is a second Brutalizer onto Douglas.
Yeah, don't look.
So,
I mean, this Lee Sin
still
will forever be behind.
very fed, right?
Yep.
Very fed.
So there's a lot of tech with Kiana where you can run all the, because you know how lethality items are super cheap now, you can run all the economy runes. For example, Triple Tonic where you get the Avarice Potion, you can go Treasure Hunter, you can go First Strike, and that's why he's so damn fed in terms of items. I wouldn't be surprised to see his Axiom coming through soon.
Nice shuffle back there onto Simply, but he's pretty tanky. He's got the Catalyst. Again, a bit like the Rise we saw yesterday, is going to be a little bit slower on that rower. Still hasn't got the blasting one finished up, so slowly but surely going to be working the stacks up on that one. And, you know, Unicorns, they got that nice shutdown topside, sure, onto White, but it hasn't really translated into much other than just an injection of gold into your jungler. Like, that bot lane Dragon is still up. They weren't able to secure those first round of grubs either. I mean, the only round of grubs were not on last year. But, you know, they haven't gained anything off the map of this.
And I feel like it's primarily of how Heretics move on the map, right? The only thing we lost over on the tops of the map is the flash and the barrier onto your Tristana. So what do? You just suffer in the mid lane. Put her in the shortest lane possible where you can get surrounded by a lot of vision and a lot of your teammates, right? So it's very easy to defend because you push out that wave that crashes under your tower super quickly so you stay super safe, right? No wave, no dive right there onto the Tristana. So the way Heretics have been moving around the map, pushing in all those waves, allowing Douglas the chance, now that he's 4-1, to farm towards his second item as well and just basically play for neutral objectives has been phenomenal.
Yeah, I think just exactly what you're saying, Trouble. Now that Rin also has prior mid lane, they can just push mid and then go to side and move around, continue moving around the map to accelerate their, you know, their lead. They can play for side lane turrets, they can play for neutral objectives, they can dive with Alistair's Unbreakable Will, right? If they just push mid, then go to side together, Heretics, you know, they can do whatever they like.
It's feeling eerily like our game 1 of yesterday where LR weren't able to get a single objective on the map, and
not as bad.
It's definitely more life than we saw in that series. I mean, in the entirety of that series as well, to be honest. But Unicorn's definitely on a back foot. It's a 2,900 gold lead, basically 3,000 at this point. At 13 minutes is a pretty significant gold lead. And that gold lead is somewhat spread as well. It's, you know, a 1,000 gold lead onto Douglas. Everyone else has only got like a 500 gold lead, so it definitely isn't insurmountable. I think White just needs to potentially find himself a nice little pick here. But the angle is there's lots of avenues for Unicorns to find themselves, you know, back in the game.
He's playing pretty cautiously. He does know that Lee Sin had his camp topside available, so if anyone in the team get ganked...
Goes for the kick in, there's the Rune Prison, the lockdown is going to get the seismic shove off onto White, but White just follows him up, takes down Mercy. Meanwhile, in the mid lane, a Supreme Display of Talent lands onto C's, he buffers the hook to escape, and no one's going down there, so nice pick for Unicorns.
I'd really like to see Heretics use their mid-prio for a bit more than just sitting mid lane. Although they do have 3 grubs, so overloading mid lane for some damage is okay. They could just do this a lot better on, say, a cannon wave in bot lane or a cannon wave in top lane. And, of course, that's not excusing Mercy 9 dying there. Utilizing the point-and-click CC for USC on side lane is an excellent play. I just think Heretics could be doing more with their lead and their champion.
It's such a shame because he had an inkling as well, right? He walks up, puts the control ward down. They knew that Lee Sin had just been on the top side of his camps. So your only chance is Lee Sin resetting and going bot side or trying to get a gank towards the top side of the map. And by Unicorns being behind, I feel like White has been pretty proactive trying to look for angles together with the Rise. Again, the route that Aragon was pointing out earlier on makes the Q much easier to land for the Lee Sin, right? So I feel like Mercy right there overextending for a wave really punished him, and that is a kill again onto White, who has slowly but surely keep catching up. That was almost a 1.5k gold lead that's been reduced down to 500.
Yeah, it's a nice little pickup off the back of that one. Rift Herald in the most insane spawning animation. I love it. Is going to spawn up. White's making his way down towards the bot side for no reason. Misses ultimate though. Tracing with the World Ender on. Going to get caught by the knock-up from the decimating smash, but ultimately, with this Herald up, I think White, you know, he may get a pick here, he may not, but ultimately they're still losing out on the map for it. And that's the flash out from Tracing.
Yeah, he's not sure where everyone is. There could be a Rise ulti to follow up on the combo if Lee Sin decides to join. This is a great overload. However, I will say Talia is topside with 3 grubs hitting the tower. It's a race for first blood turret, but it is going to be USC picking up against 3 grubs. This is huge.
Yeah, the problem is Mercy answers out here.
Oh, it doesn't.
That's fine.
You know what? I'm gassing
Rift
it
Herald.
up, but they already had feats, so it just doesn't do anything.
Well, no, they got feats now.
Yeah.
No, they did just get feats.
Oh, did they just get a
that Rift Herald was
okay.
feat. But my big concern is, sure, they traded feats for first tower blood, but they lost top tower, and now Douglas has Rift Herald, so that can effectively be a second tower.
But I think that was a very good salvage moment right there from Unicorns.
Yeah.
White has been looking for side lanes consistently on this Lee Sin because you can't hit mid with having Tristana there, perma pushing that wave and clearing it out so fast, right? So your only options is to hit side lane towers, try to take control through there, salvage a bit of that gold lead that Heretics have onto the map right now to try and get that Rise as fast as possible to his 2 items, get that Kai'Sa on her 2 items, get Sion to be more tanky. So what White is doing here is that he's doing fantastically well is he's feeding himself in that early game to keep Unicorns in game until the other champions come online.
Absolutely. Well, Tower taking a little bit of damage here. Denvoxy is actually going to go potentially to get the barrier out from Rin. Clears through the wave, gets a nice chunk out of Rin there with the barrier.
Yeah, Unicorns, they just finished some crucial items, right? They just completed Knight's Vow on the support, so with the support in mid lane, Denvoxy feels confident to try and walk up and trade with his Kraken Slayer. And I think, you know, Unicorns have found a really good way into the game, and they're getting more and more confident. I'd say still Denvoxy has to hit 2 items. A really crucial spike on Kai'Sa is that Gwynsu's after the Kraken. And then once they hit that, they can really start pulling the trigger.
Well, White's in real danger. Gonna get the wall thrown up, breaks away briefly, goes for the kick, misses the follow-up onto Mercy. Supreme Display of Talent finishes him up as Mercy's the one to secure the kill. Meanwhile, for no reason, is just desperately trying to clear the wave out. Teleport's coming through, Denvoxy jumps over the wall, looks for Mercy, flashes away to safety, but Douglas jumps in. Den able to break away briefly, but they're gonna use the Herald to charge in, try and find the knockups onto multiple people, as it's just a taxi to safety here for Douglas. He's going mid lane. Can he pilot this in time? It's pretty smooth here from Douglas. Down goes the tower. It doesn't matter. It's falling regardless. Douglas, beautifully played.
Look at a second charge mid as well. Crazy taxi. I mean, he uses it for Battle Herald and to get out of a sticky situation. If only it came out a little bit sooner, Mercy 9 maybe could have used it to escape that fight.
I don't really like the redive right here. They get a fantastic pick into the jungle, and then they just keep forcing the issue over and over again. I feel like Mercy's so lucky to not die here because the Q doesn't connect, or he was dead. The QE combo from the Lee Sin together with the tower shot would have killed Taliyah for sure, and then Voxne plays this really nicely, flashes over the Taliyah Q, gets that kill, and Douglas pretty much uses the Rift Herald right here as a getaway tool. But I feel like you dive the first one, you take the Herald mid, and we have another fight.
Oh, Steve's already going down to Rin off the back of that one. It's just going to jump away to safety, Dragon up, and honestly, I think the fight is over before it began, really. Voxne not going to be wanting to go for that without his support in the area. So Dragon, number 2, going over to Heretics. And they just continue to kind of control the map, assert their pressure over. As simply, underneath that tower, hasn't really got much to follow up. You do see White jumps in onto Kaiser, but just gets headbutted away. There's no way they're going to follow up. I say that, but actually, Voxne goes in with a killer instinct. Unraveled Earth, though, makes sure that no one can step forward. That zone control I was talking about coming into fruition there.
Heretics ulti, Kaiser's ulti just came up, the Unbreakable Will. It was coming up as that fight was happening, so it looked like USC are trying to take advantage of that cooldown that was down. And so excellent use of timers, really, from the Unicorns.
Very, very nice. Mercy.
I love your copium, by the way, right there. It's like, they just killed their support, they took second Dragon, they're accelerating their lead.
It was a good use of timers.
Engaging the Alistar, however, right there. I mean, Kaiser also has a plethora of summoners to ban, right? He uses the exhaust, it's going to swap over to Flash.
Yeah.
I always respect a good timer on an ultimate. I think that's quite hard to keep track of. I mean, if I see a team playing well around an ultimate cooldown, I think it's super impressive.
Yeah, I think that's fair. That's totally fair. And, you know, we are slowly getting closer towards Voxne onto that second item, onto that Guinzi as you were talking about. Still needs to get himself the Amp Tome and then finish the item, but Pickaxe, Recurve both finished up there. The problem, though, is while he's getting towards that second item, Heretics are just extending the lead again. It's back to now almost a 4,000 gold lead. They've been able to pull it back after those couple of picks they gave over. And, you know, all of the outer towers are now down on the map. Unicorns, they've taken 1 tower. That's it in the bot side.
I also just have to say that Aatrox looks so damn scary. Already has the Sojin together with the Sundered Sky. Guys has a very short range AD carry that likes to dive into the backline. Aatrox really likes champions that play around him. So you've got 1, 2, 3 melee champions and 2 very short ranged champions on the side of Unicorns of Love 6th edition. So I feel like Tracer right here is pretty much set up for success.
Alrighty, well, both teams currently just getting themselves somewhat postured around Atakan. I feel that Unicorns know that Heretics want to start it, and it is one of those coin flip objectives. Here comes the Weaver's Wall, looking for a headbutt onto Simply. He's playing Escape. He's going to use his Realm Warp, but he's interrupted. Caught out by Douglas. For no reason, teleports in, and he's immediately going to get taken out. Throws the ultimate down, has to flash away to safety. And Unicorns, they just let Simply die. They knew they had no chance of taking that fight, so they just back off.
Yeah, Unicorns tried to predict that Heretics would push out top lane before an Atakan start and maybe pick off Heretics as they maybe face check the bush. But they didn't even, they just full sent it onto Simply, found a pick, and now that's Atakan. When usually what you see from a Kai'Sa Rise team is that those champions have so much DPS, they can usually one-shot it.
I just feel like right there, Unicorns are trying to push through top side of the map because it's the most open side when it comes around Atakan, right? And when you're playing against things like Taliyah and Kiana that really like terrain around them, I think top side of the map is the only one you can play through to try and contest this Atakan, right? Heretics were trying to play through the choke point and the tri-bush, which Unicorns of Love tried to evade, but they got caught by Taliyah.
Briefly found Kaiser there, but I think it would have been dangerous for White to have followed that kick up. We do see that Voxne now has finished that Rage Blade.
3 items in 21 minutes.
Taliyah has hourglass second item. What's happening with all the defensive items second? Again, we saw it yesterday on Huey too, no?
I think it really boils down to, angles and avenues for Unicorns to bring the goal back is find a pick onto the likes of Mercy, onto the likes of Rin. Now, Rin has Flash and W, so it is a bit safer. Mercy just
the barrier,
the Zhonya's.
And a Solari from Alistar.
It's just, how do you dive a Zhonya's, right? It's just too difficult. So just eliminating counterplay from Mercy 9, I quite like it. I think it's a good tech.
It gives less avenues for Unicorns to look to play for a catch-up, right? Look for an angle where they can get those picks and those kills. Because
to be fair, he hasn't been the target this entire time.
And I mean, typically, if you are the team behind, the best way back into the game isn't to overextend into team fights. It's to find someone who is isolated and has potential to be taken down. And that's exactly what Unicorns did. They found good reads, and they did bring the gold lead back. Unfortunately, they then, threw a couple of fights here and there and got picked off, as we saw simply in the top side. But Those are your angles, and you're making it a little bit harder to do. So right now, Unicorns are going to have to play on defensive mode. They have Dragon spawning up in 48 seconds, though, and they can technically give this one, but it means every other Dragon after this is one they have to full send and full commit for. So Unicorns may think about moving into the area. They have a nice coverage of wards as well around the area from the side of Unicorns, but Heretics also have a great kind of wardage for themselves to work with. So lots of vision around the spot side of the map.
Mid to side plays. Heretics are pushing through mid, and they're going to move down to the tier 2s, and that's generally the macro, right? You want to use the 3 grubs to overload onto a side lane and hit that tower and slowly chip away at it on every single wave crash. And with the wave coming soon, that's going to be the play.
I would have actually really liked to see Simply on a side lane versus that Taliyah, because I feel like walking into Fog of War in such heavy choke points in their jungle, I feel like that's a job for Sion to do.
Yeah.
You want Sion to face check for you, to try and move your vision a little bit inside that jungle. That's why I'd like the Rise. He also has that TP to be able to get back into the fight, the fray. And right here, Seyas kind of takes this role instead of the Sion, but I feel like Seyas is not as tanky, and he has been punished a lot of times by overextending.
Well, both teams posturing for the engage Simply. It's just going to roam warp away to safety. Kaiser throwing down the Ghost is just going to break his way away. Dragon's going to start up, and yeah, Unicorns, even with the fact that they had pretty decent vision and wardage, they can't move close enough. Then Voxney's just on wave clear. Going to be able to get this bot lane shoved in. For no reason's coming over, but it's way too late. The Dragon's gone. That's sole point over to the side of Heretics. And Unicorns are just left scratching their heads. There's no tower to take as a consolation prize. There's literally nothing. They're going to lose mid for this, actually.
That was also such a genius move from Tracing. He gets seen walking into the tri-bush, which means that if you walk up river, suddenly there's an Aatrox right behind you. You get pinched between the two. I mean, Heretics are just super clean here, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, Unicorns, they couldn't enter through the bushes, through the vision, out of fear of being engaged on, so they try to enter through bot. And it's just too slow because the damage from the Tristana, Rin does too much damage to the Dragon, and it goes. So they're left scratching their heads as they 5-mana Krug camp, and that's going to be their prize.
I was promised a bloodbath, and I haven't had a bloodbath. Well, it hasn't been, really. It's just been very... I'd say, you know, yes, Douglas has had his 4 kills early. We are back off the replay, off the pause.
Got half a kill per minute.
Yeah, it's not enough. I want like full,
okay,
you know,
we promised you team fights, but I feel like right here, Heretics have
just
choked out Unicorns
so
well.
Look at the Nash. They're going to go for Nash on this spawn. It's spawning in
It's a T1 Nasher.
They see 5 people bot lane.
It's a T1 Nasher.
Can they actually get there in time? Teleport from the Aatrox coming in. White's making his way over.
No Rizal. There's no Rizal.
Have enough damage to finish this Baron up in time. White, it's going to have to be a bloody miracle from him. Kaiser's making his way over. White's going to get himself caught by the headbutt pole. Blast Cone used there as he jumps over the wall. Kaiser continues to chase forwards, and that is going to be Baron Nashor over to Heretics. What on earth are Unicorns going to do about this?
That's so beautiful, honestly. This is flawless gameplay right here. The macro, the way they move around the map, the lane assignments to put Tristana mid after she lost Flash, quickly going for Baron because Unicorns are trying to take tier 2 bot lane with 5 men grouped up.
Did they forget the time in game? I mean, buy them a watch.
You know what time it is?
We're 5-manning bot lane tier 2. And
you know what time it is? It's time for game 2.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, that's a great startup, a heads-up play, because how often do you see 5 people down in bot, but they start at Heretics punish the macro from Unicorns, and damn.
I feel like it's just desperate, right? Nash. From Unicorns. They try to take whatever they can, the Krugs, the bot lane tier 2, and they just fall victim to the fact that Heretics are just that much quicker on the map, and with more items, they just burn down the Baron super quickly.
And now you got 3 items across the board as well, right? Yeah. Top lane, jungle's 3.5, and then you got 3 items on your AD carry too, so Rin is fully online. And now you're going to put Rin down in bot lane with the split push duty with the grubs, empowering the waves, and just use the bomb on the turret. For no reason, might look for a cheeky Q. Maybe set up a fight. This would be a great way to disrupt the siege.
Look towards blue buff though.
No reason. Is he going to find that Q? Decimating Smash getting charged up, hits 2 people with it, but
and he's out.
Absolutely no follow-up. The wall goes up, and that's just going to split Unicorns away from the tower. Down it goes. Wall's cancelled. Heretics continue to push up here. And Unicorns, you know, they can't really wait out this Baron. It feels like Heretics have been too fast tempo, and they'll lose their base if they try to wait out this Baron. So where is their angle of attack?
Yeah, maybe on the next tier 2, but I feel like they're going to give up that top tier 2 as well. As if I'm Heretics here, what I'm doing is I'm opening through top mid, and then doing the exact same play there to get that tier 2 tower gold, because it is a lot, 700 gold. And then after that, you know, you could freely reset for the Dragon.
And I feel like if you look at Heretics, they're pretty short range as well. Having a siege into Unicorns when all 5 of them are alive is kind of difficult. Rise has a bunch of wave clear as well, together with the Kai'Sa. So I feel like to open the base, to go for an inhibitor, they're going to have to wait for potentially either a big fight where they kill a bunch of members from the side of Unicorns or the next turn.
I mean, it's going to have to be on next Dragon.
Yeah.
It's solid a minute and 40 seconds. So I hope they're on Spike, which they kind of are. You know, 3 items on Kai'Sa, then Voxnay's relatively online.
And 3 items on Rise, very importantly, right? All 2 of his items have been fully stacked up. Level 16 Rise, you've got the Hourglass right there. I mean, if there's a time to fight, it is now.
How well can they dive is the question. How well can they coordinate a dive onto the backline with the Kai'Sa dive and maybe a big kick from White? That's what our eyes have to be on.
It honestly is just going to have to be a monstrous play from Unicorns to be able to pull this one back. 6.5k over 4 items, almost finished up onto the jungle as well. I mean, level leads aren't too bad. I think that's a big thing. Kind of my copium take. Yesterday we saw pretty significant level leads between both of the teams. This time, Unicorns, you know, at least on the experience front, have actually been doing a good job of keeping up. As you got 3 items onto Voxney, so this Kai'Sa very much online, has plenty of attack speed. Doesn't have upgraded W, but will have upgraded E and Q. So yeah. You've got enough. Just can they actually execute it right?
Kai'Sa's definitely online. I quite like Heretics' setup here, by the way. It's forcing USC to actually enter through bot side because they can't face check through the jungle. Too much vision. Then Voxnay's going to face check with the Kai'Sa W, which does give vision.
Oh, but they're going to full send it for him. Wall goes up. That's going to be Mercy jumping forwards. Seas gets caught, but the supreme display of talent locks them in place. Seas goes down. For no reason finds the knock-up of the ultimate, but he will go down as well. 3 members of Unicorns remain. As Heretics, they just have full control.
And Unicorns are just trying to play front to back, use their Scion as their beefy front line. While Kai'Sa and Rise are doing all the damage, White is looking for a pick. But White got completely zoned out by enemy AD carry. And then the split from Taliyah came through, so they couldn't necessarily really play that front to back. Unicorn's dreams just completely crashed in this game 1.
Yeah, I think Voxnay seemed very desperate to try and get in there to the Dragon as soon as possible. Try and force his way in with the W. But unfortunately, you know, Heretics, the second he walks past a certain point, they send it with the full Taliyah wall, and there's nowhere to go. The engage is great.
Oh, with a W down, Voxney thinks it's time to go in. He commits the ultimate! Oh! That is Voxney finding the kill! Teleport's coming through. Den's trying to clear the wave out, but Tracing is going to look for the lockdown onto him, but Voxney's able to flash away. Kai'Sa also in the area. White jumps over the wall. Kai'Sa finds a 2-man headbutt. Polv simply flashes away. Voxney still somehow in the fight. Kai'Sa fishing for the angle onto the ADC. Gets the 2-man Polv. It's not enough, but Douglas dancing around the edge of the fight, waiting for a window back in. Tracing's healing is too much. The 2-man knocker comes in and Kai'Sa finds the knockup on the Voxney, who's able to jump away. Douglas hunting him down. The last man standing for Unicorns is for no reason will be falling here. Slowly but surely, they cut him down as the chase onto Voxney is ongoing topside. He's going to clear as much of the wave as possible, but in comes Douglas and takes him down. It started well, but it ended in tragedy for Unicorn.
Heretics play the 4v5 and they make it work. Rin uses W on the wave, rocket jump, and gets kicked in the face for it as a big punish. So it looks great, but then Ocean Soul. Ocean Soul is the real difference maker here, because how do you deal with the Sundered Sky, Ocean Soul, Aatrox with ulti? The answer is you don't.
Plus 125, plus 125, plus 125, plus 175.
And then watch every auto. Every auto is just, I mean, 500 on every auto. So, you know, the output with ulti, the consistent engages from Kai'Sa, it's just ridiculous how much stronger they are in terms of raw stats.
And I feel like, again, Kai'Sa's super short range, right? So even though the Voxnay was alive, he never had a chance to just walk up and auto-attack, because the second he did, Kai'Sa was there to interrupt that.
He lost way too much health getting that execute, and yes, it was a good execute, but the rest of the fight did not go great.
It's a glimpse of what we can have this best of 5.
I honestly, I'm happy. I'm seeing some life here in Unicorns, and I'll be real with you, I think this game's doomed, but I think the series is absolutely not for Unicorns. They've still got plenty of fight in them, and you're seeing that rank 1 player on the solo queue at the moment, Voxney, flexing his muscles there, considering how far his team were behind, able to find a window and find that execute. I think, again, I've said it a lot, but I feel like this game 1, if Unicorns can find a window to turn it around, it's a miracle if that's going to happen.
Yeah, we're going to need a Meteor's flank. I think. a 30
Bring
second...
Meteors, bring Blabber, bring
Give me a
Inspired,
huge
like bring all
Lee
three.
Sin kick right now. But it doesn't look like it's going to happen. Why is stuck in his base?
Bring Insec at this point.
Yeah.
It's so hard for the Lee Sin to play around the Talia as well.
And the
Unraveled
Alistair.
Earth
It's like-
and Ali. There's so many
really
ways
difficult.
to stop him, unfortunately. And looks like their base is going to slowly but surely crumble. The last tower outside of the Nexus towers is not looking long for this world as that cannon slowly whittles it down. Tracen is looking to finish up the inhibitor. That goes with double cannons firing away. Denboxy's just trying to trim the wave here as the Weaver's Wall comes out from Mercy, looking for a potential knockback onto Simply. Simply able to play evasion, but down goes another inhibitor. Botlane inhibitor and tower is still standing, but 2 inhibs down. It's definitely
waiting
being
for
too
the
much
wave,
for
right?
them. They are. Denboxy's got Infinity Edge, 4-item Kai'Sa. But again, I don't think they've got enough here.
That's absolutely clinical. They got the 2, mid and top. They still have Baron Buff remaining on them. Minute 20, finish huge items. Flicker Blade, Garden Angel finished as well. 4 items onto your Kiana. I mean, it's just textbook right here. Then push mid, push bot, take the last inhibitor, and potentially end the game.
Yeah, it's really clean. I think it's made easier by the fact that I feel like their siege isn't that hard either. They just Talia wall to get some uptime on the tower, and then they have 3 grubs. So the amount of damage they do whilst the enemy is Talia walled is ridiculous. And they're going to do the exact same down in bot lane, just Talia wall, hit the tower. And shouldn't be too bad for Heretics.
And I think a lot of it also boils down to, you actually mentioned it after the last fight, but like the Kai'Sa being short range. Ryze is also short range. Like, this is a very short range DPS comp from Unicorns. And Tristana gets more range as she gets more levels. So they slowly get more and more outrange because Talia is already outranging. Now your Tristana is. They're going to throw the wall down, looking for a potential pick onto Denboxy, who's pinned against the wall. Down goes the tower. Kai'Sa looks for the headbutt. Polv isn't going to be given that avenue onto Denboxy, who is full HP right now for no reason. Able to make his way off and slowly heal up on the fountain. But the problem is, Inhibitor has gone down, and it is just an open base at this point. 2 towers stand between Heretics and taking this one. But in jumps for no reason. Seismic Shove goes wide onto Denvoxney. He's not going to be able to find an opening, though, as Heretics slowly but surely pushing this one up. Denvoxney takes a massive rock to the face, has to use the E to jump away to safety from that knock-up. They're slowly clearing through the wave, but the towers have already started to crumble. Such a small health bar left on this tower here, and Unicorns are going to look for that one last play, but the Serene Talent locks down Denboxy. He's absolutely chunked out. He's able to find the assassination, but Mercy flashes in and finishes him up. The rest of the team falling apart. Only 2 stand as the Nexus is exposed. 35 minutes on the clock, 18 kills. And there it is, game number 1 in the pocket of Heretics.
Douglas is not done. He was chugging energy drink at the very end. He's like,
He's got to keep going.
Yeah, bringing game number 2.
What a stomp.
Very, very.
That's 4 stomps in a row on this broadcast.
I know.
Okay, that wasn't as bad as yesterday. I'm just going to say.
That was pretty bad. I'm not going to lie, there was no point where they could lose that.
I mean, yeah, without them literally inting it. Yes, I agree. But I do think we saw a lot of life in Unicorns there. Even with them being down that much, we still saw some fight in them. I think the problem is they gave up too much early over to the side of Heretics, and Heretics just accelerated that. So we're going to pass it over to Archer and these two to break down that game number 1. So over to you guys.
See you there.
Exactly what we talked about. We talked about the who takes the lead at the beginning of the game and can you take it back? Well, Los Heretics knew how to take the early game, but then there was nothing to do into the mid and the late. I think range was a complication, as Jake was talking about. Welcome to the desk.
Hello.
No
Thank
time
you, level
to rest.
host.
How you doing?
Never rest.
No time to rest. Get on the desk.
Bars.
I'm so happy the camera was not on me while I said that.
It should have been.
I can see the dyes of cringe in chat already, by the way.
Not a thing. Okay, a lot. But when we look into this game, I mean, it was one-sided yet again. I don't think it was exactly like yesterday, but it was well controlled. No bleeding coming in from the team that had the lead. And I want to take it back to the beginning. Douglas was that Kiana got accelerated really fast.
Okay, let's say how it is. Rin and Kaiser absolutely rinsed bot lane. Like this 2v2 right here. Not only do they get the advantage over the bottom of the map, but they play human wards so that then Douglas can flash in and get the double kill, right? That was all set up by Kaja and Rin.
Yeah, I just think the way that Heretics are playing their lanes around the jungle is just superior to Unicorns of Love. And at this point, I would go on to say is that they're similar teams, but I think Heretics is just a better version of Unicorns of Love. And they didn't let up at a single point. I mean, this was the really fantastic Baron call. Good clip, Archerum. They sent 5 people bot lane for Unicorns of Love to try and overload and get something back, but it's a 25-minuter, and they start up Nash.
This is what I'm enjoying about these teams where, okay, you make a mistake, let's punish. Talking about mistakes, there was a mistake, Tristan dies, and you think maybe they have a chance, but just as Trouble was talking about, Aatrox had another plan. That HP bar was going up, never down.
I mean, the composition in general from Unicorns is something that Aatrox loves playing into. Your two ranged champions are so short range that they might as well be melee champions, and you're playing against another 3 melee champions. So Aatrox loves being able to hit. Again, I see him as an AD mage. He's kind of like the AD Rise for me, if you will. And I mean, I just felt like Heretics just manipulated the map through that lead so well. I have to give a hat off to Unicorns, and particularly to White, because he was put in such a bad situation in the early game, being 4 kills behind onto this Kiana. Well, he didn't necessarily do anything wrong himself, right? But then he tried to salvage it by hitting the side lanes.
Yeah, he did hit side lanes. They played towards the top side, like you're saying, right? Where they found that one rise route into a combo from the bush, but it just wasn't enough. At this point, I think, you know, Heretics just outscale, and the 2 accelerated at that point.
Let's talk about it.
Go on.
Draft kind of sucked. Was that it?
I mean, you're winning 3 lanes on blue side. It's incredible for Heretics.
So I think Sion can like win early, but generally it is a skill draft. I think that's my big issue. It's a skill draft, right? Like whenever you draft Lee Sin, you have to be damn good because you're putting your Lee Sin on the table, which is super hard to play, especially into Talia Alistair, right? You're trying to dash over Talia rocks or get headbutted mid-dash. I think it's for sure one where you're losing lanes early and then you have to scale up with Kai'Sa to 2 items, but it's also difficult. And I'd love to see them draft something easier.
My only issue right here is that I don't necessarily like champions like Ryze together with a Lee Sin, because Lee Sin likes the setup. Like, had that Lee Sin have the Talia, he would be so happy. It's kind of like the old days where you had like Rek'Sai together with Syndra and they were the ultra duo because you could just see them to eternity. I feel like, yes, the route is great, but you're playing with a champion that kind of wants to side lane later on and then scale into his 2 items and let those 2 items scale as well, so you can get that level 16. So I would have just liked a little bit more of a quick champion in the early game to set up for the Lee Sin.
I agree 100%. And on that note, Unicorns Sexy Edition are going to take the blue side for game 2. What could change? Because the priority, I don't think it was there. Maybe they can just refresh their minds and look into game 2 and say, hey, we just started the BO5. We have enough time. Don't get triggered. We have a lot to play for. And remove the Lee Sin. Those are out of the question. What can be brought? Because we talked about champion pool. We saw the drafts as well. What could be brought? Lots
of OP picks are still available, right? Because it's game 2 in Fearless. Not everything's been thinned out, which makes blue side quite strong. You know, you still got your Rumble B1s, you've got Syndra B1. In terms of the EMEA Masters, that's usually quite meta, Orianna, and so on. So I think blue side here is going to be a big advantage for UL because they have a lot of set comps that they played before, which involved a very powerful B1 like Rumble.
Okay, what about you?
I'm looking at the jungle pool right here. I'm thinking Wukong could potentially be a B1 right here to set up White with a pick that's kind of good in the meta right now. I can actually set up fights much easier. Again, a Trinity Force champion, so not like the fastest spiker, but if you pair it up with a mid laner again that can make plays for you and you can spike on that level 6, could potentially be the angle you're looking for.
I just generally think blue side's easier to draft on, right? Because you're not adapting to what the enemy's picking. You're dictating what you want. Exactly, right. Yeah. So you don't have to, in the moment, problem solve how to beat their draft, which I think exactly what they need. I wouldn't be surprised if we go back to something that they showed earlier in the tournament, which is just 3 scaling lanes and sit back and chill with no difficult champions, just easy stuff.
Well, let's see if Los Heretics are going to allow that situation if they want to scale, or if Los Heretics are going to take the early game as well and dominate like they did on game 1. We're waiting for game 2, and as soon as we can, we'll pop right back. Until then, I'll see you soon. Don't go anywhere.
Oh man, I feel like that was my best intro ever.
Yeah, not bad, hey, not bad. Just saying, I can go pro. You know it as well. I also know you can dance. You should join me next time. And yes, I feel like you've also deserved a bit of a break. You've earned it.
Thanks.
Even the biggest champ needs a break.
Good job.
Hey, thank you.
Just me and my team. Just me and my Just me and my team. 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 Yeah, I know they be tryna watch the moves. Couldn't run them out in the shoes. I ain't got nothing tryna prove. Win some, I got lose. I'm an animal, but too much for a zoo. I'm the one that's usually breaking the rules. And to make everything work, I got the tools. Living on my own, just me and my team. 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 Just me and my team.
Just me and my team. You can never come between. All I got is family, and you know they got me. Whole lot of loyalty. Do you know what that means? Do you know what that means? When it going get tough, you can count on me. Trust and believe. Can't nobody else compete with me and my team.
Just me and my team. Just me and my team. Just me and my team. Just me and my team. Just me and my. Just me
everybody, and welcome back. We're getting ready to go into our second game of this series. Unicorns put some fight up, but I think that game got away from them a bit too quick as we're straight into pick some bans. The Akali, the Jinx, the Rumble banned away. Heretics now looking for their second ban.
Wait, the Akali?
Yeah, I think it's a targeted, not a targeted ban, but like a setup ban for something like the Orianna could be a B1 because Akali is typically an answer into it. It's also strange that they banned Jinx because I think Denvoxney quite liked the Jinx. At the very least, they picked it in the last series. But lots of target bans, it feels like, or setup bans.
I feel like Jinx does suit Denvoxney. Things like the Civet as well, which is also in the meta right now. I've always compared, ever since he first showed up in the scene, I've always compared Denvoxney to a little bit like, he was like old school Reckless, where he'd just farm up, get 4 items, and then just like 1v5
That's what I said earlier. He's not like the guy who will make the plays, but he's always so consistent. But I will say right here, backs against the wall in that game, he tried to make the plays all across the map, right? So that is definitely character development, player development, if you will. Now, right here, I'm thinking Orianna and Azir for Simply. Simply has played a ton of Azir as well. And Akali ban kind of covers both sides of the coin.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think there's lots of OPs. I'm looking at how pinched the AD carry pool is, and I think Corki's probably the best AD carry that's available. Whether or not they'll pick it, you know, it might not be up Denvoxney's wheelhouse, but there is the Orianna. Into this, a common rotation is something like the Jarvan Galio, right? That would be a very T1-esque thing to do. Whether or not you want to do that, I don't really like this. If they go Lulu hypercarry, it's being controlled by the Ori ball to be able to hit.
I swear that character has been hovered every game,
because they have been hovering it a lot.
It's been hovered every game. My bigger question is what we're seeing with the Orianna. Obviously, we have an expectation of what the answer is going to be. You're right on the Jarvan. I think the Galio is perfectly fine for Mercy. Gives you so much kind of just team fighting and engage. But what do you pick into it?
I just want to say Hui into the Orianna. It's fantastic.
Yeah.
With Jarvan, you lock people in. If they don't have flash, Hui outranges and also has a lot of AoE damage to pump into the Cataclysm. And usually one of the very common answers into things like the Orianna.
Yeah, well, we do see the Civic picked up. I was talking about that bit of a denial pick as well off the back of that one. So looking towards the jungle, probably an ADC ban if they want to pick up here, or they could go for like a powerful support that's going to lock the Neferi in.
Let's go Ezreal.
They could go Ezreal. I think there's a few things. Like you could do Corki and destroy lane. You could match scaling with something like a Smolder. That would be something very EMEA Masters. Ambessa pick away here.
Ambessa blind with Renekton open. Say it.
It is Ambessa blind with Renekton open, and I think it's a crime. I think it's such a free win lane that it's game losing at times. So there's a reason you don't see this.
But here's the dilemma, right? Is it the Hui? Or do you want to slam something into the Ambessa before the bans come?
Whoever you're going to drop could suffer. I think Renekton's too strong of a champ to give up, but maybe Trayson has different things in mind.
Okay, you're a bit biased here.
If you drop mid, you have a few different answers that you can go, but...
Mr. Top Laner. He's on the money, though. The Renekton locked in here for Trayson.
And now,
so a
43% win rate. That's a strong champ, man.
Just say, I think the Ambessa now is a straight-up lose con. I think this is just something that you could look at top lane and you will be consistently shafted in lane to the point you have to take bad recalls.
And I love how you mentioned that on the pre-show as well. When you looked at the drafts, he said about the Ambessa being picked with picks like the Renekton open, and Trayson right here is more than happy to take a lot of the skill matchups or even counter picks. When you're on the red side, we talked about how you don't necessarily dictate how the draft goes, but you're more than happy to counter pick your opponent when you've got these openings.
And this is why I thought maybe it would be Ambessa on 3 here for Heretics with a Renekton ban for them that they could set up. Regardless though, looking forward, I think USC should look to ban the Galio. I think that's a very great option.
I think Hui Galio is a really good ban for USC. Heretics on the other side though, ADC bans, a lot of them probably coming in. And with the fact that Varus, Jinx, Yanara, Zeri now banned away, I mean, they'll probably add another one into this mix. The Ezreal has been mentioned here as a potential. They actually go for the Rel. Now, I was going to say Zyra Khan, but then I realized they've got a Jarvan, so Zyra still gets caught in the bowl by the time she lands. So it's actually not a good pick here at all. I don't mind the Rakan, though. I think Rakan plus Ezreal maybe or something.
I feel like Kaiser should R4 the Rakan right here.
Oh,
There's not necessarily anything that can ping you too hard in
Poppy
lane.
could be problematic if you R4 Rakan, which is
good point.
The slight issues. I think there's a huge draft dynamic here where if one support goes something, then Poppy value is big for both teams. Poppy's great into the Ambessa and the Neferi, but Poppy's also great into the Jarvan and the Renekton. So I think counter picking mid here, finding out the answer, and it looks like they're going to go with the
I am the happiest boy alive.
Oh.
Whoa!
Oh my god.
My champ, our champs on the same team.
You're going to waffle. Be great, mid jungle 2v2. I expect a lot of ganks mid now. That is fantastic.
This is old school mid jungle duel. I was talking about the Syndra's Rek'Sai back then, and then there was LeBlanc Lee Sin. The Lee Sin has now been swapped out for a Jarvan, but they kind of have the same sort of follow-up ability.
Tsunami!
Okay, so a hook champ instantly rises up in priority here, right? Some kind of hook champ. Alternatively, you could match range. Something like a Karma could be okay too, if you want to match range. Although, like you said on Alan's desk, you like Kaiser on Engage, so maybe they just go back to the hook champions, which are usually great. Although saying that, Nautilus is out, which would be my go-to.
You got Leona. I know it's not a hook as such, but you do have things like the Leona.
Nah, I say ditch the Sivir, lock in Rakan right here. I feel like they've got such great potential. No!
Karma, they're going to match the range, and that way they're going to be able to lane 2v2. My only concern now is if you end up in a lane swap scenario, but even still, I think it's going to be fine. I really like Heretics draft. I think Heretics have completely outdrafted them, winning top lane, really strong 2v2 mid jungle, and they match the push down in bot, and you'd expect the Sivir with W start to get push as well.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, it's hard to kind of cope my way through this. I do think if Unicorns get some potential early attention from White, who unfortunately lost so much early due to him getting that double kill on the side of Douglas in the first game. But if White's able to potentially look for something in bot lane, enable Demvox and C's to take over, Lucian Nami, genuinely brutal to play into when they start to get a lead and accelerating that lead. But on the other side, Renekton winning lane, LeBlanc winning, also just going to be very good on the rotations around the map. I am scared here for Unicorns.
I actually know Douglas before he made it into the early scene. And he's kind of like a Tarzan type of jungler where he might just do red and just sprint it into a lane to take a flash. And the lanes are already not very happy with what Heretics have picked into them. Particularly, I'm looking at that Renekton and Bessa kind of match up over on the top side of the map. So you're on red side, you could start top side, a level 2, a level 3 gank. We've seen it from Tarzan. He's actually done the whole kill one camp, get level 2, go gank. Go back, get level 3, gank again.
Yeah.
And like that, you could shut down the game super early.
For sure, I think there could be an early gank to mid lane, especially with that setup with the chain. Just the threat of the chain is going to be so hard to play around for the Orianna, and that's why attention there could be good, which could then spread into top lane.
And that is exactly what I was going to say. We were talking about burning those flashes early. Orianna without flash is the most easy to kill champion. LeBlanc versus Orianna, when the Ori has no mobility, it is honestly the dream scenario. It's so beautiful here for Mercy. And LeBlanc, a champion who can snowball very hard off the back of an early flash being burned.
I just think mid is going to be suffocating for the Orianna because you get pushed in by the Sphere Karma, which means Karma can move first from bot and then gank mid. Renekton could, in theory, push top and then move mid as well. Orianna flash is going to be absolutely crucial to keep an eye on.
I thought you were going to say on cooldown the whole game, but...
I mean, you're also... I mean, genuinely, how Simply plays this game, I think, is going to really change, you know, the course of the early, because it Simply is overextended, because he obviously does outrange Mercy, unless Mercy uses the W to close the distance, but, you know, you're going to be getting the outrange with the command attack, and the clockwork wind-up early actually is really nice into the LeBlanc. If you're overextending to push an advantage like that, that's when you let your flash burn, and then suddenly that's when the lane becomes undone. It Simply plays this controlled and collected, and is maybe willing to give up a couple of caster minions here and there. I actually think that could undo some of the early plan.
Yeah, I do think some of the aspects of Unicorns draft are okay. You know, the conceptually Lucian into Sivir is great because in mid game especially, if you W then ulti the Sivir, you actually outspeed her if she's trying to ult and run away. So you can just run down a Sivir really easily if you're Lucian. But with the W start, Rin's gonna get prio.
Yeah, and Demvox is taking a lot of damage there from the Sivir Karma lane. Able to get a nice chunk out of Demvox knee. And they should just be first level 2 as well, which means they can accelerate that lead even further.
And I feel like we highlighted Douglas a lot in the previous game, also in the pre-show as well. But right here, this is a Joven with 3 prio lanes. Even if he chooses to play no part at all in this early game, it's still a champion that is very useful later on. You've got a couple of immobile champions like the Nami and like the Orianna, so you'll always have that value later on. And also, if you can just farm to your level 6, uncontested, why wouldn't you do that?
Well, Mercy able to get a nice little trade-off there early. Simply starting with the command Protect has actually done him a nice little bit of not getting too heavily chunked out. Once that level 3 comes in, the chain's
You're
there.
loving this, aren't you?
I'm having the time of my life. This is the first time I'm able to be like a proper analyst. You pick GP as well. GP mid.
Yeah.
GP mid and LeBlanc. And I can talk
that ain't never happening. That
not in pro. Only in my games that's going to happen.
Yeah. But you'd expect now, with the 3 prio lanes like George is talking about, to be able to secure that bot crab for free. You know, you've had a mismatched jungle pathing, so then Neferi's actually pathed to top, and then maybe on this bounce for no reason could help Neferi secure this top crab.
All right now, for no reason, actually feeling somewhat comfortable as Builds up the rage there from Trayson, presses Q on the minions, full heals. Suddenly the wave definitely feeling a little bit rougher here for no reason, as he's able to jump away. Kaiser, it's a nice trade out onto Voxney, who is so heavily chunked out.
That was Lucian losing trade to a support. Sivir did not hit a singular time there. That was an RQ into auto.
Yeah.
Into losing to a support trade.
I just think if you're going to pick double range lane, like you've got to ban the Karma, otherwise she just neutralizes the lane too hard, and your lane becomes really, really difficult. It's such a common
it's the only enchanter that Kaiser has in his pool for this EMEA Masters.
It's a rough one because you're not used to seeing Sivir win lane as well. Like that's not part of the Sivir quota. She's a champion, gets 300 CS, and then I think it was you who told me this, Aragon. Sivir gets 300 CS and then just randomly pentakills.
It is true.
Like, that is literally what that character does.
If she has a good front-to-back game, she will just randomly penta you. Bone plating knocked off there. And now Trayson, he's sitting on cooldowns. He could dash forward and look for a nice combo. No, only one cookie left for no reason. He's looking for potential pickaxe recall here. But
Q cooldown on Renekton. Go.
7 seconds.
Damn, okay, he's fast.
He's so ready for it. He's so ready for it.
7, 16, 16, 120.
Oh my god.
I hate that you were our #1 player from the UK on top
I
laners.
am the highest elo top laner in the United Kingdom.
Not anymore.
Actually, no, not anymore. I just got overtaken by a Teemo one trick. Shameful.
Our region is a joke.
Don't forget, you also guys had Cadril mid, so...
I know. I casted that guy in team games for so many years of my career, man. So many years of my career, man.
Okay, he doesn't need any more strays at least today.
No.
So let's get back into this. Now, the push is a little bit towards the side of Lucian and Nami, but I feel like usually Sivir is the type of champion that's more than happy to just clear wave under tower. And as you can see, Douglas is looking mid.
Got the chains, got the sigil off as well into
How
the
is
knockup.
there?
Simply didn't even need to use the flash. He just goes down. It was Dunzo.
Why Simply there?
I think the big question is, not only is why is Simply there, but where's the vision to help him out?
I
He
feel
has
like
none around.
Mercy took an aggressive trade and then simply walked into the wave to try and avoid the chain landing. Let's watch this one more time because I feel like that's what it is. Yeah, the W comes forward, so simply walks up to not get hit by chain. But now he's too far forward, extended, and Douglas finds the up.
Yeah, he really didn't want to get hit by the chain by standing behind the minions, but...
Yeah.
I actually think Simply could have walked towards his tower and flashed out of Ethereal Chains pop, and he would have been fine.
But what if there wasn't a jungler
Okay, but
there,
that's,
right?
He dies next time anyway.
That's the ego thing, though. You don't want to flash just from the LeBlanc, right?
You have to, otherwise you
I
go
think
down like that.
the big problem is just a lack of vision to support the Orianna, but good trade out of bot lane.
Yeah, another chain connects onto Voxney. He's got no mana, so he really can't do much off this, and Ren's able to clear through the waves. You see White getting caught here by Mercy. Chains really starting to cut through people. White chunked out heavily, and Mercy's just going to make his way off, catch the rest of this wave, back it off for now. It's Heretics. You know, it's not as controlling through kills and objectives. They're just slowly whittling away at Unicorns and getting them into a bit more of a uncomfortable situation.
Yeah, gonna want to rush maybe a null magic after this Catalyst just to be able to survive the burst on this Orianna. Definitely gonna go towards a HP Bruiser build here to be able to survive the dunking as well. And you would expect now full objective stacking for Heretics, whichever one they want, whether or not they want to stack dragons because they have a Renekton LeBlanc that doesn't scale as well, and they have push in both lanes, or they rotate for grubs in a minute's time. But it looks like Sivir's going to end up back bot lane, and they're going to start up the dragon.
I'm not a big fan of that Orianna build as well, especially through the recent nerfs that came through. You actually need that AP to be impactful. And also, if you look on the side of Heretics, it's not necessarily like a big tank. So a big Orianna wombo combo, like a big ult, could definitely hurt Heretics. But Simply's playing a little bit more, I want to say, slow on the Orianna right here, which again is not my favorite because you've got an Afiri, you kind of want to be able to set up for her, but now you've fallen behind and you also want to stack a Rod of Ages, which is going to take a long time.
It makes the LeBlanc's life a little bit harder. She struggles, especially if you go tier and you go like the Archangel, or like the Rise build, and you're never going to one-shot
I think it's just being worried about the burst and surviving the burst, right? It's very, very spooky when you're against a Jarvan Dunk, Renekton burst, and a LeBlanc in your face. It's super, super spooky. Which is why I expect the Catalyst build here. Regardless, though, looking at Grubs next, it looks like Voxney, you know, they tried to match the potential swap as everyone left base, but they ended up top lane mismatching into the Renekton, which isn't ideal for the Renekton here, and I'd love to see Heretics make a play down in bot side whilst Renekton suffers top.
Well, it looks like that's what they're going for. They got Douglas down on the bottom side. Looked for a potential flag and drag for no reason.
One reason has ulti. It's hard to outplay here.
See if he can do it. Has the public execution available, makes the connection there onto Kaiser, but Kaiser's got bone plating, able to heal up enough.
But now they can read
They
that
now need to
because Blank's
reset the
coming.
turret aggro onto them. Wave, still way too big for no reason. He has got that flash, he can potentially use it. Douglas taking a couple of tower shots here, and for no reason, finds the kill in response. It's a 1-for-1 bot lane.
But that is so sloppy because Mercy was on his way. All you've got to do is just wait for the LeBlanc to be a part of the party that's happening down bot lane, and then you secure a kill without dying. I think this is best case scenario for no reason here.
That was amazing from him. Yeah, of course. He took 4 people bot lane and traded 1-for-1.
Yeah, I just wonder if CS could have maybe been there earlier. CS wasn't needed on this play up top side for the grubs, but maybe he didn't realize he wasn't. And Kaiser, he's going to pull aggro, but then the aggro is going to drop as he needs to disengage. He's the range now, it's easy to, but then Douglas is going to pick up aggro after this due to the red buff and an auto attack. And the 1-for-1's great. It's super hard to dive Ambessa, especially with a potential cookie and general regen and the ability to displace himself.
Still held flash as well, so, you know.
Look at the CS lead top lane, by the way.
Sitting nice.
Which is nice that like, he got the kill and got the plus 300 because he has been getting a bit gapped into this matchup, right? So being able to basically equalize all this work that Tracing has been putting in.
It does swing a tiny little bit. You know, once Ambessa has the Eclipse, you have the shield to work with. You can get maybe the 1 or 2 trades here which can turn the matchup, and then Tracing's forced to ulti to look for an engage. But until then, he's still suffering.
Yeah, it's a rough lane right up until that moment. We can also having a quick look at the items. That rower has been finished up onto Simply. Nice and early as well, so we'll be fully stacking that at a relatively decent point in the game. Everyone else currently a little bit off their items. Could see for no reason actually finish that Eclipse off on this base and see what they get when they reset here.
Yeah, we're definitely looking at USE to get to the mid-game spikes with their champions on first item, second item, and so.
It's actually super early Road of Ages as well.
Yeah.
Coming through from Simply, which is very important. You get to stack it super early right here. Which means you're going to get tankier. I'm dying.
Have some water.
Yeah, have some water. All good. It is true, though. The Rod of Ages is really early, so it'll stack up by 20 minutes, and you're going to hit that level very, very early on. You combine that with maybe an Atacon take later and suddenly propel the full 2 levels ahead in the side lane.
Well, next item has been finished up. Douglas has finished up that Standard Sky, so second person to finish an item. Fully off the back of that one. For no reason, actually didn't have enough money for the Eclipses. All Mercy jumps in, gets the chains off. Sigil pops as well. But Simply, with that rower, this is what I mean. This is an unstacked rower, and it's already able to eat a fair amount of LeBlanc. Now, obviously, Mercy, I don't think actually landed the distortion off the back of that, but it is quite an infuriating item to play into sometimes as a LeBlanc, especially when you've only got the Lost Chapter. Perfect Hydra finished up onto white, and Dragon is going to be going in the favor of Heretics. You've got Grub spawning up. Oh, already taken. Sorry, ignore me. That was Unicorns able to get that one, so it's just an extended objective trade.
Utilizing their push bot lane, I think they maybe could have started stacking Drake sooner. The soul take will be pushed back a little bit, considering the fact that, you know, they're quite a heavy early game composition. They have Karma bot lane, which doesn't scale amazingly well. It's still an enchanter later on. They have LeBlanc, who doesn't scale amazingly well, and then they also have Renekton, doesn't scale amazingly well. So definitely when you come into the mid game here, USC can contest.
Yeah. Well, also seeing Essence Reavers on both ADCs. I'm just kind of listing off these first items because I feel like your first item completions are really big.
In this game, the first items are very, very important, right? Neferi scaling with each item spike and with levels very, very hard. One of the hardest scaling junglers in the game. So White now, kind of online.
Oh, Mercy! Can't one-shot Simply anymore, so just gets a massive chunk out, but in jumps White. Douglas is here in the area, flags and drags as he does use the pack to break away there from the side of White. No one going down, but you know, that's a Lost Chapter double book for Mercy. He's not even got the Ludens yet. That's going to hurt when it's completed.
I mean, again, and you look over to the Lucian as well, he's going to be a target. He doesn't necessarily have any of those items that are very protective. Nami, Lucian are going to definitely be the target for Messi right there. And I just want to remind people that LeBlanc doesn't necessarily have to kill to be successful in a team fight. All she has to do is just poke someone up so much that you could suddenly turn a team fight into a 4 versus 5 in your favor.
There's trades down in bot side.
Rin losing a lot of HP here. Nice bubble makes a connection there onto Kaiser.
Calling.
That was really, really tasty actually there from the side of Unicorns. They are still a bit lower, but they have the healing from the ebb and flow from the Nami, as you can see there. Rin taking a piercing Q as well.
Volatile trades down in bot, but look at top lane. Trayson is keeping For No Reason hostage here, whilst For No Reason has no TP, so he can't recall and get back to lane. He desperately wants to recall and buy an Eclipse so he can start trading, but he's just can't, right? Trayson has kept him locked here, and now he's even drawn the attention of White, so that White has been pulled up to allow For No Reason to look for a reset.
Yeah, he's going to be able to finish his wave up and finish up his item off the back of this one. There you go. Reset coming in. We're seeing a little bit of the eagerness here from Unicorns to find these trades, to find these, you know, little moments of advantage for them. And there it is. Eclipse now finished up for the side of For No Reason. We'll be able to throw that one down in the top side fights versus Trayson. Trayson's still not got his item completed sitting on the Tiamat, as lane swaps are looking to come out. People are moving around the map. Mercy's now putting the pressure up on the top side. So they're going to get a good read on Trayson moving towards the bot side here.
And now you're just permanently going to have a LeBlanc on one side plus Renekton on the other, so you can actually have pressure on both sides of the map, and then Douglas can sort of ping-pong between the two and kind of play nuisance, right? And possibly threaten dives as well. So right here, if Mercy gets a big chunk off of Simply or whoever comes to his lane, Douglas can be a threat.
It's true. And looking at mid lane, right, the Prior is going to go towards the Severe at the moment. Oh. Which means that they can look for these kinds of proactive plays because they'll have first move into the jungle to take vision. And that way, USC is always face-checking into vision, and they might get comboed like this. It also means that, you know, this Orianna on side lane is quite susceptible, right? Or LeBlanc chains, dashes forward, chains in side lane, immobile control mage. She could just get comboed after a roam from mid.
Yeah, I feel like Simply's going to always have to play under tower because of that.
It's a miserable
which then
LeBlanc
means you lose pressure elsewhere on the maps because you're always going to have a topside push, or whatever lane the LeBlanc's in versus the Orianna, it's always going to be a push lane, which then results in objectives being easier to take, vision easier to grab. Do have a quick pause though before we get carrying on with this game.
I want to divert your eyes to the minimap, but we can't see the minimap right now. I wanted to say that White is heading topside of the map, and this is something that Unicorns kind of resort to a lot, it feels like, in their games, where if the game just feels like it's not going for them in the early game, White will look to hit side lanes, and he primarily plays together with Simply. Now that you've got the Shockwave, you can actually maybe take a good trade into the LeBlanc. LeBlanc overextends, try to take a good trade into you. Suddenly Nafiri jumps in. It's exactly what happened with the Rise plus Lee Sin combo in that game number 1. So they could potentially be looking for a pick over on the side of the map.
Well, little pause. Apparently I'm hearing it's just a 2-minute one, so be back into the action. Nice to see the kind of like CS and gold breakdown.
Yeah, I've never seen something like this before.
This is really informative. And you can see top lane, actually not too bad. It's only a 200 gold lead between the Renekton. Like you were saying, that first item's come in with the Eclipse, so you have a little bit more trading power, a little bit more fighting power on the back of that one. Ultimately, right now, none of the lanes are so far ahead that this game is feeling very rough. I think you do see that there's a bit of a deficit starting to form between Rin and Demvoxney. Between the two of them, almost 1,000 gold, but
to be fair, again, you'd expect it, you know?
Yeah.
They've got a stronger early game team composition, right? Every single lane is very, very potent.
Throwing down on the hunt there is quite big, actually. Unicorn don't commit any ultimate. They go for a trade here as For No Reason's getting jumped onto. Trayson chasing after him. Actually committed the flash. Has got the public execution, but a great sidestep. For No Reason has flash. He's going to need to throw it down. He gets some shielding off. Douglas looks to catch onto him. The tower shot being too damn much. Trayson slides in and finishes the kill up.
Easy as that. You just press Empowered W after flashing onto the Ambessa, and he's forced to take a full combo from Douglas afterwards. The nice sidestep from Douglas onto the public execution means that he's not able to escape on this Ambessa.
Don't know about the easy as that. Herald's going to the side of Unicorns as well. For No Reason has kept both top laner and jungle over on the bottom of the map. Takes two flashes from a team that's supposed to be ahead in gold, and now White can look to actually equalize with the towers and put some pressure down on the map with 20 seconds on the clock for the next dragon.
I think I take feats every time over securing the Herald, though, so I still favor Heretics.
Biased towards Renekton, man.
Yeah, kind of.
Top laner.
But
such a top laner.
Feats are broken, and I do think, you know, if you're going to drop Rift Herald for feats, I think that can be a worth trade. I would take that every single time. So overall, I would lean towards Heretics still.
Yeah. No, I think Heretics are able to build up, a lot of lane pressure right now. You can see Mercy has been able to shove in Simply. Doesn't have to teleport, so he's going to have to make legs and move down towards this dragon, which is cut off by White. I actually looks to me like Unicorns are not interested in contesting this dragon.
The Herald top?
They probably, that is an angle for them. They could go for a second charge, or they could go for a second pause. So unfortunately, just going to cut back over to that one. Oh, cool. I think we're having a few little issues on the side.
Peripheral issue.
Yeah, there you go. Peripheral issue coming through. So,
Damn, they always let you down, and the most important.
yeah, charge your mouse, man. Charge your mouse.
Charge your mouse.
That's what it is, isn't it? I've been there. I've been there where you go in for a big play and just like your mouse disconnects. You're
When have you been there, Heat Brain?
not in a pro game,
Oh,
but
okay.
in a solo queue game.
Oh my god.
I've only had it with my headset, just randomly starting turning off.
Oh.
And it's like, all of a sudden you don't have sound cues, and I'm really sad.
You know when that's the worst? When you're actually playing like shooter games and
You can't hear
suddenly you don't have
Oh, yeah,
no sound.
that's rough. Although, if you're playing shooter games with you, it's great because I can't hear you talking anymore.
I don't talk in shooter games.
No, I bet you don't. I bet you're ultra locked in.
I'm on I'm on full mute. Ain't no way I'm opening my mouth in those. I'm telling you.
That is also fair enough. To be fair, every time I've ever played a game with voice comms, I just turn them off. Everyone asking for voice comms on League, I think is crazy. I couldn't think of anything worse than people actually being able to talk to each other on mic.
I
in
would
this game.
I feel
love
like
voice
it's like
comms.
I
I
would
feel it's
hate
like
it.
the wholesome people a lot of the times where it's like, oh, I would love to be able to
No,
just pair
I-
up with my mid laner and just make a play.
Do you know what? It's always the guys with a Draven picture, always asking for voice comms. It's always those guys. You just know they're the worst.
Let me tell myself what I really think about him.
Yeah, nah,
Pick
don't have voice comms.
Lulu when I've insta-logged Draven?
Bro, I'd honestly just never have them on. It'd just be turned off for constantly.
But you have LeBlanc, man. You're
Yeah.
LeBlanc. You have the chain set up. You could call for it. Just think about the situation.
Yeah, because people always listen to what you say in
It's
video
true.
games. It's honestly, I feel like unless you're like high
Imagine
elo,
being a jungler and listening to voice comms.
oh,
It's like
God.
you're
Come
clearing,
gank, please
you're
help.
clearing your second camp. I need a gank right now.
Yeah, top's lost. Jungle doesn't come. Top's lost. Nah,
It's 1
I
minute.
flashed.
60.
Like-
My wave is pushing.
the only way I think Riot could put League voice comms into League is you have to like be in like Challenger. I think only for Challenger players.
Trust
I'd love
me,
it was
trust
Master
me,
Plus.
you can ask right now challenger players and
Oh,
they
I'm
will
sure
all say
they're
no.
still bad. I'm
Nah,
sure
you know
it's
what?
still
I'd
bad,
love
but
it.
it'd be better than in like Silver. Could
I'd
you
love
imagine
it.
Silver voice comms?
Yeah, I'd love it if it was Master Plus, and that way it feels like you're getting something as
You're
you
earning
enter.
for it, yeah.
It's like a prestige
You
thing.
don't get a
like,
jacket
I've
or a backpack
earned
anymore.
Voice
Yeah,
comms.
I'm going to stop the nonsense right here.
Okay.
As we're moving back into that game number 2. Heretics are going to focus on taking down their second dragon of the game. As on the top side of the map, the Herald that we talked about is being pulled to potentially even get a bop onto that tier 2.
Oh, they're going to get the first bop off, secured that one. They're going to look to potentially push up a little bit more. Gold obviously being injected into both Simply and White here. Second charge comes through. It's not going to result in a tower, although Trayson was thinking about jumping onto White, but does have the call of the pack to zip up into the unvulnerable state and not going to get hit up.
It was a good chunk from Simply with that Orianna ult to chunk Mercy 9, because then there's just no play. Oh, Tracy
Call of
could
the pack
run it
used.
down
They
here.
find the lockdown. Simply not even going to back up his jungler.
Oh, is
Flash
he cute?
used! He slices, he dices, and the doggo is done. Nice little pick up there from Trayson.
That's a big croc. Yeah, I gotta say, he's using the best skin as well. He is doing really good work right now. He's got the Barney chroma, you know, Barney the dinosaur. It's purple.
Yeah. I don't know what else to say. It's always pool party Renekton, man. I love
Me
that
and you
skin.
neither.
Bro literally sees Renekton and he forgets how to color cast. It's just like, Renekton!
Look, toy skin, toy.
Crocodile!
Toy, purple.
Mate, we got to take you to Australia. There's lots of crocodiles there. You'll have a great time.
Yeah, maybe.
Bring the other Jake back, he will know.
Yeah, yeah. Alrighty, well, tower number 1 on the top side, I guess, but tower number 2 for Heretics will be going down. Able to finish this one up, answering back for the tower charge from earlier. And seeing ourselves falling into a game state where Heretics are pulling ahead. Unicorns, what have they got? What avenues have they got to pull this one back? You got 2 items onto Nemvox. He's got the Navaru Flicker Blade and that Essence Reaver, but Rin has just finished up his Flicker Blade too.
I feel like you kind of have backline access right here. If I'm best I can find an angle, Nafiri slides into the backline.
Pause.
Again, Heretics are very, very squishy. Yes, you've got a lot of shields coming through the Karma, the Moonstone there as well. But as a whole, the team is very squishy. LeBlanc's primarily going to be focusing on poking someone out. So you can find avenues to bypass that and get into the backline and find a pick. Other than this, I feel like Heretics are pretty fine right now. They're making it a 4v5 with their LeBlanc poke, and they're just engaging on the first champion they see.
Yeah, I
Alrighty.
mean, what does Unicorns have? Unicorns have the classic
Big
bold livery with
waves.
Neferi. but Neferi with the bold livery
I
is
just
a bit...
got stun locked there.
I did.
My bad,
Neferi
sorry.
with bold livery, you know, as the dive is super, super good. And you've got Lucian on mid wave.
Yeah.
Right? There is playmaking. I'm just worried, man, because like, how are you going to face check? I guess you have Ori Ball, but you're 5 squishy champions.
Yeah, I was about to say that. It's like
it's hard
you know,
to play.
And Bess is a bruiser, so it's a bit of health, but it's not like tanky, right? They are going to get cut through very quick.
And I kind of want to say, I don't think that Ori is ever going to be grouping up. I feel like with so much pressure from LeBlanc plus Renekton on a side lane, you kind of have to match that, right? You kind of have to clear waves.
Yeah,
so
they're definitely on the back foot
when
side lane.
Jarvan, Karma, Sivir actually go for those initial trades onto the objectives, I don't think it's very easy for Orianna to just ditch that wave, ditch the tower, and just walk into Fog of War. Even with the ball assisting her, it's just a very, very difficult game right here again for Unicorns to pivot.
Okay,
Pilot,
so
sorry.
for everyone at home, it is a headset issue. I believe this is the third and final
whose
of
headset?
the pauses. I'm going to make the assumption that it is Heretics because we've only been looking at Unicorns.
Hey, these guys have all 5 of them.
Yeah, so I'm pretty sure it's Heretics. I don't know who. Hopefully, I'm pretty sure this is the final pause we're going to be having.
Show Heretics right now, and we see who the culprit is.
Yeah, I mean, someone looking real sad.
Out them right now.
I do want to say,
Oh, thank you.
they've all got
production.
headsets
Wait.
on. Everyone's got headsets on. Okay, maybe it's one of our production
Maybe it was like a
team's headsets.
connection issue, you know?
Someone just needs to quickly charge their earbuds to the walk home. I do want to say, though, to Tracin, genuinely, really, really nice to see him on the Renekton. I think he's playing very well of it. And Aragon will know, I'm actually a massive Renekton hater. I don't think there's...
That makes 2 of us.
I don't think... And the reason why is I don't think there's really many people in EU who can actually play this champ.
It's true.
I think EU players, EU top laners, really struggle with the Renekton. Because I know there's like LPL top laners who are really capable of playing it, LCK top laners who are capable of playing it, but EU players in particular, whenever Renekton gets locked in, I get incredibly nervous. So Tracin piloting this well. Now, it is a counter matchup. We have found the culprit.
There are a limited amount, right? Just to continue your point, it's like, I think when I've looked at Renektons, the ones that really come to my mind are Irrelevance Renekton and Broken Blades Renekton. I think these are the best that I've seen, and it's hard because I'm not sure why everyone aren't so great at it. I just think maybe it's super difficult because there's so many different situations that can arise with the Fury thresholds.
Yeah.
And what combo you use.
I just also feel like later on in team fights, especially when you're piloting a lot of range, he's just very difficult to play, right? Once you've sliced and diced and you can't reach the target you're going for, it's instantly GG.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's a really big part of it as well. You know, the game and the meta hasn't really suited a Renekton, but you got a Sivir. It's a lot easier to get that backline access with the on the hunt.
Shields.
You got the Karma. Obviously, you've got the ability to lock people in with the bowl from the Jarvan, so you can jump in off the back for the first slice, find the damage, slice out if you need to, or slice to chase, or dive, sorry, to chase. You know, I do think this is one of those angles where, like, while Tracin is looking very good and he's in a counter matchup, they've also drafted very well around it. I think they've drafted very well around the whole team. It's very solid and conventional front to back. On the other side, Unicorns, it's kind of a little bit of a chaotic platter of lots of different things. You've got dive from the Neferi and the and Bessa, and then you've got like an Orianna who can follow up with the ball, but like she doesn't actually want to be diving herself and can be exposed to the dive in the other side.
I just feel like then Voxner right here is going to have to go ruler mode on this Jarvan. You get your 2 items, you play mid lane, you try to outpoke LeBlanc right here, especially since you have Nami on the backside as well. And I feel like it's going to be a fight between does LeBlanc get a good pick or does she get a good poke? Then that Heretics can go in. Does Lucian actually push back someone from Heretics? Then they can move and actually walk into Fog of War with numbers advantage. So it's constantly going to be, does that Nami Lucian in the mid lane get any advantage? Yes, we go. Do they not? We can't.
Speaking of which, they have mid prio now and they're entering River. Mid to side and maybe into bot lane tower, but it looks like, you know, they don't have that much time. Douglas is about to enter River, and that's going to be the end of that timer. Just crashing the bot wave and then waiting for it to ping pong back.
Jarvan's here, run.
Say that one more time.
Jarvan's here, run.
True. This is going over my head. Ibrahim, what about you?
I think I've stunned him twice now.
And yeah, you have stunned him twice. Don't worry, I got it. I got the reference. But down goes the waves. Just going to continue to play, honestly, a little bit more of a slow and steady game plan here. Denvoxney, obviously, pretty much at this point, infinite mana with the fact you got the Essence Reaver. Has obviously the Nami as well, plus that red buff, so almost into infinite health without getting bursted. So the poke isn't really going to stick right now from Heretics. So I think, you know, as far as the ADCs and currently sitting, I think it's going to be a little bit of uninteractiveness here. As we are actually seeing Mercy currently up against For No Reason in that lane. So he could look to try and play a bit of poke there, because I think For No Reason right now seriously on the back foot versus their lane opponent. 1,100 gold down to Tracin.
It's a classic play pattern of Lucian mid lane, placing deep vision so you know when you can dash forward and dash in on the Lucian to trade heavily on mid wave. Gonna take a reset though, and maybe take, I imagine you just want to take over mid, right? Orianna's probably gonna have to go to side lane again, even though it's not great, but with Atacon spawning, I could also see Heretics starting that up with the champions being so strong right now.
And actually what I really like on the Renekton right here is that he's gone Stride Breaker, trying to catch towards Inami, Lucian, Orianna, more of the ranged champions. And also Mbessa with all those dashes, Stride Breaker definitely helps with sticking onto the champions more. So pretty good itemization right here. Unicorns again, this too squishy, they just can't enter.
Yeah, this is the big problem is it feels like they're just having to give up objectives because they don't actually have anyone on the comp who can make sure it's safe. As you are going to see Douglas getting himself briefly found out here by White. They look for a little bit of return damage onto him. Just pings away. And they do have ult teleport on for no reason. He's going to try and catch and shove this top wave as much as possible as Douglas looks to start up on to the Atacon.
I really like this setup from Heretics. They're pushing in through bot wave, warding down in the bot lane so that any kind of flank is spotted, and anytime someone tries to enter from Unicorns of Love, they are poked by the LeBlanc. So we'll continue to see Mercy9 play this kind of poke LeBlanc style and see if that sticks.
We are looking towards the team fight here. Tracing pops the ultimate, forces simply the flash. Douglas goes in for the Cataclysm. He's going to make the connection onto him, but the teleport's coming. Oh no! Douglas is blown apart by the damage from Demvoxney. Finishes him up as for no reason joins into the fray. Atacon has been stopped for now, and it looks like Unicorns are going to start it up.
That was a great engage from Douglas. Tracing misses the slice and dice through the wall, which means that his Jarvan is isolated with now Smite. You can't fight. That was a huge blunder by the Renekton. Tracing had sights onto a flashless Orianna, and he fails to dash the wall.
And I think what was really, really nice there from Unicorns was they didn't fall for the bait. They didn't get, panicked. They waited for a good window, and they actually forced Heretics to feel like they had to be the ones to force the play. And it turned back around. They lose mid-tower tier 1, but they answer with a tower on the bottom side and potentially a dragon on top of the Atacon. This is a massive win for Unicorns if they can get it. They're going to be able to secure the dragon. No, it's stolen by the Boomerang Blade as Tracy's on the flank. That's going to be Mercy jumping onto the stairs, able to finish him up. Then Foxy has to flash out of the wall here, as now we can see Mercy's been slowly run down by For No Reason. They are going to break away. Heretics able to answer back with a kill and a dragon.
That was very much needed by Heretics, because not only did they lose the fight, lose the Atacon, and were about to lose the dragon, they were also bleeding a million waves top lane, right? The amount of minions that were bled that entire top lane fight, Atacon fight, was huge amount of gold. But here, the boomerangs?
It was a boomerang blade, yeah.
And Demvoxney, he mans up here and dashes into the dragon pit, which is crazy.
Absolute chat behavior from Demvoxney, to be honest. That was
with LeBlanc and Tribush to dash into the pit?
There's a fine line between Chad and stupid. Yeah. And he surfed it.
And I think in that Atacon fight, that was great, right? Because Douglas ults in onto the Orianna, and we really saw the value and all the health that the Orianna did build. Yeah. Right? There was just no damage because you're just too tanky on this Orianna. This is the idea of the build. But
you're so lucky they're not showing the Renekton replay. I would have liked your insight right
I'd
there.
rather not see it. Jason has been so good that I'm kind of glad that I don't have to see that, actually. But no, that was very much needed because, again, their composition, it's still quite strong relative to USC later on, but they really want to stack these dragons because they do fall off.
And you now got fully stacked Roa. Leandri's finished up onto Simply. I actually think now's the time you'd like to see Sonya's on that mage. Now you've got that third item as the defensive instead of your second. Means you can be a little bit more strong, but Shadow Flame, Luden's Companion, and, the Feat of Strength, Sork Boots coming out from Mercy. That's a lot of M-Pen. You've got a lot of ability to finish with those crits as well at the end. Is all Demvoxney goes toe-to-toe with Mercy!
You were saying?
I said the pen and the crit! There it is! Simply now getting run down by Rin. He has no way to do anything about this. Douglas finishes him up. And Unicorns, I felt like they were starting to make good plays, and it just crumbles.
Remember how I said earlier, LeBlanc versus Lucian mid lane, they both want to poke out opponents, but Lucian also has a pocket healer with the Nami that helped. That Nami was nowhere near that fight. She couldn't follow up, and the reason for that fight being lost was the fact that Vox just sent it, and Seyas couldn't follow up. I mean, okay, technically Seyas could have flashed, but he would have instantly been a target for the fights to come.
Yeah, just so much damage from Mercy9 there, and then Simply, finally, the crack showing his ability to side lane, right? Orianna walking up deep and not being able to pilot the side lane because he's just immobile and getting collapsed on and dying in the side lane as well. The game just kind of went kaboom, even though those kills don't directly translate to anything.
I mean, you say that, it translates into them being able to play the vision, get some deeper wards down, you know, shove in some waves and play a little bit denial. There's going to be a topside wave, which I don't think anyone's going to be able to catch on the side. Oh, no. One of the reasons there. I don't know why, for some reason, I thought it was on Heretics. But, you know, they are slowly able to buy themselves a bit of pressure. You got Baron spawning up now. We saw, you know, a 25-minute Baron, sorry, getting started by the side of Heretics in the last game. This game, let's see if they're going to potentially look towards that angle again.
I think this time around it's a little bit harder for Heretics to just send the Baron right here, because the gold is not as blown as it was in game number 1.
Although if they do see where white is, and he shows on the map, they may just go to look for the start as Voxney's getting caught out here. That's going to be the damage. Douglas with a Cataclysm secures the kill. And just the power of LeBlanc from Fog of War, the Q.
Are you a fan, Jake? Be honest.
I'm
Mercy
such a
Nine's
fan.
LeBlanc.
I'm such a fan. 4-0. This is looking brilliant. He's got even more pen. Blighted Jewel as well.
A reminder right here, Orianna will forever be on a side lane, and White had to shadow simply to push out that wave. Now this is a 5 versus 3. They're looking for the Renekton TP that's coming through, but I don't think they can kill him here.
No, I don't think they can. They're going to get a little bit of poke off, but it's again, it's a 2-item Orianna. They're not going to be able to get close as Mercy.
Oh my god!
Just one shot White!
The tether stays, even when the Neferi presses W, so he just dies. Untargetable.
I genuinely, truly believe no champion in League of Legends uses Shadow Flame as well as LeBlanc. Like, getting the proc on the crit with a Sigil is just beautiful.
And I mean, bad positioning right here from the Voxney, right? He pretty much traces the wall that is complete darkness. And they know that Heretics want to play for the Baron. They've been setting up the vision over on the top side of the map. So a misstep right there kills both the bot laners for the side of Unicorns.
It's just so hard to play Lucian when you can't dash forward on mid lane, right? When you can't dash forward on mid lane, you can't combo and play aggressive. You're just relegated to clearing waves. And it's not ideal when the enemy has Sivir, who's just going to farm up and get stronger and stronger and stronger. Douglas, he's pulling the trigger on Voxney.
He's looking for Voxney. They have got Seeds in the back pockets. They are going to throw down the Cataclysm to find the backup onto Kaiser. The culling getting a little bit of work off, but Rin and Mercy are here. Dragon is up, and that's what we're fighting for. Kaiser takes a little bit of damage from the W, but right now they're backing off. I don't think Unicorns are willing to give up this soul for free, though. They want to full send it. Mercy jumps over the wall, gets caught here by the Nami ultimate as they jump into the backline. Soul secured, and they answer out with a kill on as a bubble makes a connection here onto Tracing. It's not going to be enough as for no reasons being finished up by Rin off screen here. The 3 members of Unicorns have got to go up against the 4 members of Heretics. Flag, drag, lockdown, bubble goes wide. Then Voxy's being zoned by Douglas. He doesn't have enough damage. They throw down the ultimate from the Orianna to get the knock up in. Douglas takes a little bit of damage, but Voxy's just tickling right now onto these members. Heretics are just too far ahead.
Yeah, consolation kill onto Mercy, overextends, tries to cut off the Tribush, doesn't necessarily have vision, runs into the wave, plus the Neferi, ends up dying, but Soul going over to Heretics. Absolute dominance in game number 2. And even though this game doesn't seem as lost for Unicorns as game number 1, I feel like just their champions alone, just an Orianna that had to go Road of Ages but now has delayed spikes like that Death Cup coming through, a Lucian that's kind of want to do Sivir's job, but that's not really what you're picking Lucian. You're picking it to get ahead and be able to poke people out, but you can't walk up mid lane. It's just despair because they can't really play for the reason that they drafted.
It's a rough one right now. We're looking at a potential, match point over to the side of Heretics. The gold lead, 6,000 at this point. It's finally kind of ballooned into a position where they are dominantly in control of the map and the game. And Unicorns, they just have to look for a good avenue, a good angle. But Voxney, 3 items on the Lucian. He was barely touching Douglas, who, by the way, has 0 armor items. And he ate so much, he ate no damage on Voxney.
I mean, the copium take again for Unicorns is that they're about to hit their biggest spikes. 3 items Ambessa is her strongest point.
Yeah.
Death Stance completing that is huge. Death Cap on Orianna, and then they've also hit Executioner's Calling versus Ocean Soul on versus Heretics. So maybe. If they get the Ori ball delivery, maybe, but I really do think it's so hard to pilot, because how do you peel the LeBlanc?
But I feel like the ball delivery has to come by Heretics throwing their bodies into Unicorn's base, right? You can't walk out of your base. No one can face check from the side of Unicorns of Love. Even if you walk up for an Orianna Q, you're going to get instantly punished because there's just so much range gap closers on the side of Heretics. it's just so difficult to walk out of their base. So the only chance I'm seeing for Unicorns to come back is if Heretics make a huge mistake and overdive.
Well, I think it actually might be Voxney making that mistake. Places the ward down, does briefly think about it, but it's not going to get dove here by the side of Heretics. They're looking to take down this final tower outside of the base in the bot side here. And Unicorns, all they can do really is just sit on the sidelines and watch their towers crumble and watch the gold lead get even steeper between the two teams. 7.6 thousand gold up for the side of Heretics. They're going to reset, look to pick up their next items, and finishing up their items is Douglas. I was talking about how he had no armor items, now has some plated steel caps. I don't see how Voxney's going to finish him up until he's got some armor pen in his build. And I think he's too far behind. He's a level down on the enemy jungler. And, you know, I don't see it getting better because Sivir over that 300 CS mark. So this is when she randomly pentakills you.
And you can tell that this is the last fight that Heretics anticipate to play. Look in LeBlanc's inventory. He's got the pot right there for extra damage. They're just ready. They're willing to play this fight, get that Baron, and end the game.
Elder Dragon Wincon, maybe. The classic.
Did you listen to nothing I just said?
The classic. If Duel and Elder Dragon Wincon, maybe. And then we won't go to match point in this series. But no, realistically...
Have you been hailing too much?
Maybe a little bit.
Okay.
But it is
that what they're putting in the smoke machines in this room? All copium.
He's been sitting on top of them.
But no, realistically, it's quite hard to just end the game without Nash, right? There's too much wave clear, and just breaking tier 3 towers requires Nash usually. So waiting until Nash spawns in a minute's time, I'd expect Heretics to take full control of topside, keep vision inside this area the camera's panning over now, and then force Unicorns to face check. And on that face check, you can solo kill them.
All right, well then Voxney potentially going to get jumped here. Has got C's in the back pocket. Just jumps away, throws the W up. Peels back briefly. Mercy, though, looking for the potential pick. Has the Mimic loaded there, so threw a Distortion up. Could have Distortioned again if he needed to. Potentially find that pick. Then Voxney being a little bit too hard to pick off here. They're just going to go for the poke angle.
And as you were talking about, Pen Blackleaver also completed a Fornafir, which does benefit Ambessa and the Lucian. So I feel like this is last resort right here. Mercy.
Oh, Steez has to throw the ultimate, and it's not even going to make a connection. He goes in for the flash, then Voxney plays away, throws the culling onto Douglas, but Mercy on that flank doesn't have the Mimic available, so no double distortion. Unicorns, they commit a lot to survive. And the big problem is, that's all on cooldown right as Baron's up.
The bot side, for no reason, had to flash away as well as use ulti. So not use ulti, but he had to flash away, and therefore he's chunked, and now there's a TP coming in. Is there going to be a contest?
I mean, you have to. You give this Baron up, you're just going to lose the game straight up. White got one shot at the last Baron by Mercy. Mercy playing on that backline. For no reason's going to zone him off. They still have the Blast Cone available there. It's Voxney. He's going to get heavily chunked out. He's forced to use the Blast Cone as actually the Krugs may finish Voxney up. He's able to heal up just about enough as Douglas is playing off on the sideline for a brief second here. White jumps in onto him. Baron's been reset, but for no reason has been taken down. The health bars on Unicorn are exceptionally low. As Douglas jumps in, finishes up the kill onto Voxney. It's a double kill for Mercy. Down goes more. Only one remains. And Heretics absolutely running over this game.
Faker TP coming through from Mercy as well to keep the tempo up, to keep that mid lane wave up. They're looking to end the game right now. There's only one Nami remaining, one fish, and it's been chased by a crocodile.
You got a lot of pen. You've also got the pot upgrade, so you're going to cut through structures so quickly. They want to end this game right here, right now. They want to push themselves one step closer to the finals in Paris. They got a couple of minions with them. They're going to tank it up using Douglas as these towers are being cut through so quickly. The Nami is nowhere near playing the defense, being zoned away by the crocodile. The Nexus has been exposed here by Heretics. They're going to pad the stats a little bit more, farm some CS up, and in comes Unicorns, going to try for one last desperation defense, but it's not enough. 33 minutes on the clock. Heretics absolutely rock that game.
Heretics saved the end until Unicorn spawned, then ended in their face.
Yeah.
Like, can you do any more mental damage?
I will say they were trying to kill the Nami bot, so it just helped boost a little bit the KDA a little bit more. Kill the Nami, then end the game. It just happened that they spawned as well, right?
I mean, that was a much more convincing victory there from Heretics. They had a convincing victory game 1, but we saw more life in Unicorns. This time around, I feel like Unicorns just crumbled. They had no answer.
I just feel like you cannot give Unicorns 3 losing lanes when Douglas is on the opposing team.
Scaling jungler.
I mean, Douglas with a super hard engaged champ, an early skirmisher like the Jarvan or the Kiana when he picked up 4 kills. Like, you cannot be giving him 3 priority lanes. It's just not going to happen.
It's not. Well, we're going to throw it over to Archer to break down that game number 2 and these two. So off you drop. Let's go. Over to you, Archer.
There's a team that is being broken down. Yes, it is a reality. It's match point in favor of Los Heretics. And yet again, they're just destroying Prime League teams. Something is happening. They're on the mission, and so far they are succeeding on that mission as I'm finally welcomed by my desk yet again. Hey, no rest yet again. But it looks like it's going to be a fast day.
What's going on? What are these semis?
Let's be honest, okay? Okay. I'll put it like this. I don't care if you judge me. If a team doesn't stomp today, they'll get stomped on finals.
At least this gives us hope that the finals will be more contested. I think that's...
But on the other side, Unicorns have the Voxne. And the Voxne is used to the reverse sweep.
Master
I know,
Uguay.
smoke machines, Copium coming in. There's a world. Let's go back to draft before you judge me.
That's exactly what I want to say. I feel like draft has been a thorn on Unicorns, but this entire best of 5. Douglas is such an active jungler that goes completely crazy in the early game. So if you give him 3 priority lanes, he's just gonna take the game for free.
It's not
and
fair.
together with Kaiser, exactly, who has been so active in the early game in terms of winning. Like, I feel like even his karma was so important here because he just kept roaming consistently.
It's a completely wrong take on the state of Ambessa and how you draft her. Right? Usually how you draft Ambessa is actually on R3, so then you can ban the 1 or 2 counters that Ambessa has, specifically on Renekton and 4-5. They actually took it on B3. Usually people on blue side, especially at Worlds right now, they ban Ambessa 1, 2, 3 on blue side, so the enemy cannot take it on red side. And use the bans. So it's just a really, really weird draft. They perceive that they can take the Ambessa blind, and it bites them, because you can't. You will lose the game.
Is there a way to stop the jungler and the support roaming together and just being unleashed? I agree with 100% with you. Douglas is like, they take the leash and they're like, hunt, 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 and he goes for the kill. It's getting impossible to deal with that one. They have one more chance.
There are a few chances right here, especially if you look towards the Nico angle on the bot side of the map, which is primarily one of those champions that perma pushes. And now with Karma out of the picture, I feel like Nico is pretty free in terms of like getting bot lane priority, paired up with a longer range AD carry that actually avoids being engaged on, such as something like Zaya that can take control in lane together with Nico. Like, these are the 2 things that I can think of, because all the other picks that we talked about, the Wukongs and the Syndras, they go banned out in draft.
It's difficult. I think you could go back to a scaling Jinx composition, but then you might run into the problem of you're just gonna get run over in the early too. Like, if it's not banned, then you're just gonna get run over in the early game. So I think you definitely need to draft more early game strength whilst not sacrificing fully your scaling. A better matchup top lane would help, but just any amount of early game could be great. And this is where we really started seeing the damage from Bursty 9 start popping off, and this is where Jake went kind of crazy. But again, the Orianna, how do you function sideline here? You can't.
But Mercy is also getting unleashed at one point in the game. I agree, it's like Douglas and Kaiser at the beginning of it, and out of a sudden, Mercy is like, okay, I'm finally free, I can do as I will, nobody can stop me. So 1 point unleashes the other one for this team coming in from Spain. And tell me trouble.
It's kind of a domino effect, right? Because the LeBlanc forces the Orianna to go for a suboptimal build just so she can survive, which means that then the damage output gets delayed until the death cap comes through. And when the death cap comes through, you're just 10k gold down, which is then very difficult to come back from because your opponents have a lot more levels on you and a lot more items. It was just a vicious circle of like, we're constantly falling behind and we're trying to catch up, and it's just not happening.
I just want to know, because I forgot, right? Because I saw the name earlier, but I forgot the coach's name for Heretics. Whoever's drafting for Heretics is putting up on a clinic, like seriously outdrafting Sheepy here on the side of Unicorns.
Okay, I just got information that Unicorns are going to stay blue yet again. I'm asking this for both of you. I know you've seen him in the past, and Voxne. Is he not getting handed like really short AD carries when he needs to shine? First it was the Kaisen, now he gets the Lucian. It's kind of hard as well. I was wondering, like, Lucian might get a lead in the early game, but...
I don't think Lucian's the problem here, right? Lucian, like, stylistically works really well into the Severe. Like I was saying on cast, Lucian counters Severe in a way that you can always run down the Severe, because even if she pops on the hunt, she will get outsped by a W-procced enemy on the Severe. So I think the problem was not banning Karma, because Karma will neutralize the range lane, and then there was bigger problems elsewhere.
So the draft is completely ruined this
Yes.
for the Unicorns. Okay, if there's a world out, present me it. Yesterday, I gave you that opportunity for the Rats.
Oh, draft time.
Let's go. You ready?
I don't think you can overcome the not only draft gap, but the skill gap in the top lane, I think is too much.
Trouble, you want to have a take?
Yeah, I just want stronger mid jungle duos. Honestly, I know that White has been playing a lot with Simply, but by the time Simply is on a side lane, it's usually because Unicorns are losing, so they're trying to just out push waves or just stay in more safer lane when they have flash. But I feel like just play a more concise mid jungle duo, the Wukong, the Aurora, something that you can play early game aggression through.
Yeah, something for me, just quickly, one last point, is something that can move from mid to side and that has more proactivity in roams, because I think Simply really shines on champs that assist his team.
I see it. With that in mind, we are on match point, and Heretics can move forward for finals to face off versus KC Blue at Paris Games Week, or maybe the Unicorns can start the reverse sweep. There's hope. I don't know where you stand. Spam the chat and let me know what do you think is going to happen on this. That could be the last game of semifinals. Until we see each other again on the draft, don't go anywhere. I'll see you soon. Oh boy.
Hey, Law.
Yeah?
I need a bit of help with styling since I'm new here, and I was wondering if I could show you a couple of outfits.
Yeah, sure.
Amazing, thank you so much. I'll be right back. I'm a porro snack. Get it?
I don't know, man. No, not really.
I don't know, Law. It's hopeless.
No, it's gonna be fine. Here, let's have a break.
Even the biggest champ needs a break.
Back to the drawing board then, I guess.
Built tough. Built tough, I am the one. I'm the one, yeah. Built tough, I am the one. I am the one. I am the one. Go on ahead, give me your best shot. Cause I'ma never quit, give it all I got. When you think about the best, see me at the top. I'ma keep on going up, I can never stop. Yeah. Piece by piece, I will fight till it's all complete. Can't you see? I'm built up. Oh yeah. I'm the realest, I'm a vibe, guaranteed to blow your mind. I'm built up. Oh yeah. So no matter what you try, you won't beat me, I'll survive. I'm built up. Oh yeah. I'm the realest, I'm a vibe, guaranteed to blow your mind. I'm built up. Oh yeah. So no matter what you try, you won't beat me, I'll survive. That's right, I'ma get right to it. They be like, she the best to ever do it. Ain't no lie, I'm the truth, that's why you see me fly like a bird in the sky. I'ma spread my wings, I'ma never fall. Don't you anything I want, I'ma get it all. I'ma shoot for the stars when I got the ball. No fear, silly, stand tall, stand tall. Built up. Oh yeah, oh yeah. I'm the realest, I'm a vibe, guaranteed to blow your mind. I'm built up. Oh yeah. So no matter what you try, you won't beat me, I'll survive. I'm built up. Oh yeah. I'm the realest, I'm a vibe, guaranteed to blow your mind. I'm built up. Oh yeah. So no matter what you try, you won't beat me, I'll survive. Built tough, I am the one. I am the one. The one, yeah. Built tough, I am the one. I am the one. The one, yeah. Built tough, I am the one. I am the one. The one, yeah. Built tough, I am the one. Built tough, I'm the one, yeah. I'm built tough. Built tough. Built tough. I'm built up. Oh yeah. I'm the realest, I'm a vibe, guaranteed to blow your mind. I'm built up. Oh yeah. So no matter what you try, you won't beat me, I'll survive. I'm built up. Oh yeah. I'm the realest, I'm a vibe, guaranteed to blow your mind. I'm built up. Oh yeah. So no matter what you try, you won't beat me, I'll survive.
Yeah. Yeah. Listen. No matter where you go or what you do, your position will face opposition for any and every move. But stay leery of them deli crews, even them petty dudes. Turn your soul to confetti, fool. They wanna test us and check us, but be strategic, we need it. We playing chess, not checkers. And I done seen the best of them get broke down. So if you wasn't woke before, you woke now. Cause even if it looks bleak, plant your hooks deep and pull yourself up on both feet. And let the whole street see what you've been through. Show them what strength do, especially when men too. Y'all can punch me, kick me, stomp me, flip me, drop me, hit me, any of these. I will get up, stab me, grab me, choke me, jab me, broke me badly down to my knees. I still get up. You never gon' keep me bound. You never gon' keep me down. I'ma always be around, and I promise I'ma see the crown. Can you see me now? Debate me or hate me, but you never will break me. You can't break still. You can take me and take me, and I promise I'ma break free. You don't be thinking cause you bigger and badder that you could come through and run through my crew like we really don't matter. How dare you come through our city with Anna? What's that? That's animosity, and what you doing's an atrocity. You thinking that you preying on the weak, but we ain't even weak, we just waiting on the creep. Creeping slow while we waiting for the sneak. Attack these foes and lay it to the beast. And your mans is frontin', don't stand for nothing. Don't need legs to stand for something. Feel my soul and feel me, dog. Don't matter what you cowards do to me, I will endure. Y'all can punch me, kick me, stomp me, flip me, drop me, hit me, any of these. I will get up, stab me, grab me, choke me, jab me, broke me badly down to my knees. I still get up. You never gon' keep me bound. You never gon' keep me down. I'ma always be around, and I promise I'ma see the crown. Can you see me now? Debate me or hate me, but you never will break me. You can't break still. You can take me and take me, and I promise I'ma break free. This is real.
I know I'm bad, ain't come to play. Some like a savage, or renegade. I'm so chaotic, I show up, it cause a problem. They diagnose me a psycho, I'm taking off like a rocket. I know I'm bad, ain't come to play. Some like a savage, or renegade. I'm so chaotic.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back. We're getting ready to go into our third game of this series between Los Heretics and Unicorns. And right now, Unicorns have got their backs to the wall. It's been a 2-0 so far. And I think game
A
two
shellacking.
Yeah, I think game 2 was a lot more convincing. Game 1, I think we felt some life in Unicorns, but
we need the
slowed
sexy
down.
time back.
Yeah, we
the
do.
one
need
that you
a-
were explaining, those team fights, the comebacks, we need that sexy time back.
We do need a Unicorn moment where they come back and show us everything they're made of in team fights, because we haven't had that yet.
Well, like you said, Denvoxney, obviously the reverse sweep guy, but let's get ourselves into draft for the third game of this series. As we can see the Akali, the Pantheon band away. There's the Wukong and the Rumble on the other side. What else have Unicorns got up their sleeves for this final game? Well, wow, not leaking the script here. For what looks like could be the final game if they don't start to bring this back.
I think in terms of OPs, the most OP champions that you could look to trade are Azir, Corki. I think these champions are very, very broken. Pantheon rises up in priority as well. Maybe even Vi.
I'm actually scared because the Pantheon Sinzao ban is coming through Unicorns. So I'm like, what are you really thinking of picking that Pantheon and Xena that strong into? Because usually you kind of pick Xena as like a neutralizer nowadays, like things like the Jarvan. And Pantheon has not risen that much in priority, at least in game number 3. You still have Trundle if you want to play around this, but Sinzao ban is a little bit weird for me.
Alrighty, well, seeing the Xin Zhao, obviously, like you said, I like the Xin Zhao. I think it's a weird ban, like you were saying, but looking for that.
Oh my!
Okay, look,
It's
listen.
okay, Trump.
Vi,
It's okay.
the problem I have is Poppy's open. I don't mind blind Vi if you have certain conditions, but Poppy's open, and then you just
I
can't
thought
play
it
the
was
game.
over. The plague of VIB1 was over. I thought it was over because now they're just gonna Z that Vi. Oh my
I think there's various options you can go down. You can go a very strong early game jungler and attack the Vi, or you just go Poppy. Yeah, I mean, it's a Xayah.
Such a good ADC. I think it's Xayah Rakan.
I mean, wait, hold up. I don't think it's that bad. I think this invites like a Lulu lane. This
Okay,
invites
you're just
Jinx
inhaling too
to
much of that
outrange.
smoke in here, guy.
I think there's a world where you can draft Jinx here to play to outrange. You could also go Ezreal to outrange. There's lots of things that Denvoxy can take that can win this lane.
I actually want to see the Ezreal. I think Jinx Obviously, does suit his playstyle.
Ziggs would be cool, by the way. Like,
Ziggs
dropping a bomb onto a Xayah?
Yeah, it's not Dimvox's style though. He's very much like a strict ADC player. Simply, he's going to lock the Ahri in.
In our Lord and Savior Summer 2025,
I know.
Vi B1 into Ahri.
Well,
okay. I'm sorry, it's just infuriating to me because Hui is still in this game. You can just basically play front to back right here with Heretics and they'll just never penetrate frontline.
You're doing the same thing as he did in the last game where the Renekton came in and you're like, right, this is all I'm going to talk about. I know you hate the Vi. I know you're an avid hater of it. I actually like the Vi Ahri still. Obviously, like I said, Hui's a good answer to it, but it's a great setup there.
I love this. You outrange so hard. You can play off the reset. You got a full-on reset comp with the Ahri. And I know you hate it, but the one good thing I will say about the Ahri, not from the champion itself, but it's more of simply style. Rather than just playing for lane domination with a control mage, he can actually help his team now.
Yeah.
So that's the best part about it. They're playing a full reset comp with the outrange, and now they got to work on a way to keep Jinx alive. And to me, that signals then that Heretics should ban Lulu.
Well, like we expected, the Zed obviously being the final lock in there as the jungle answer for the Vi. Now, going into the ban phase, like you said, Lulu going to be insta-banned. Things like Melio still up and available.
Renata.
Yeah.
I think these are some potential options. Braum as well to keep the Jinx alive.
Yeah, bit of anti-peel.
I feel like Aurora Syndra mess up really well with the Zed as well to play onto that mid lane.
Yes.
Actually, very high burst mid jungle duo that you can play through as well. And also, the Aurora, a very elusive champion as well, right? When Vi engages onto you, because Zed can obviously dodge it. Man, I'm just not seeing a lot of targets for Vi right here. You guys are calling me a hater. I don't see the targets.
You know what would be even better for the targets? I think this is a nasty Lissandra angle. If you get Lissandra here for Mercy 9 and you're playing Lissandra into Ahri Vi and Vi ult, how do you ult Lissandra? I think it's a fantastic matchup, and that's something that USC should actually ban.
You have
a few champions like
Gnar top?
Lissandra or maybe a Swain? That's also a great angle into this blind pick Ahri right
Bro,
now.
are you in the kitchen with Unicorn?
A little bit, yeah.
No, sorry, well, Heretics at this point, just like throwing spice in the mix. I do think the Aurora and the Hui are probably going to be the best mid laner options here. I do like the Lissandra angle. You don't typically see it, but especially if we can go teamfight heavy, she's great into that, but I very much doubt we'll see that. Top lane bans coming in, the Aurelia, like you were saying, potentially looking at a Gnar angle as an answer there. Oh, man, I mean, you still got things like the Cassante. You could go like full front to back with the Ornn there as well, but you've already got a dive with the Ahri.
Jace counters Gnar, so we're going further into the Gnar.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking, but just slam Cassante here and just tank it, right?
That's definitely an option. If you want to just play the front to back, I think Ornn would work really well. Ornn's Xayah Rakan is a fantastic, you know, classic. Trayson's very flexible though. His best champion, in my opinion, is Gwen, but he's just going to go for the...
This is so beautiful. This is full front to back, and you've got Joker in the jungle as your ace up your sleeve, right? Can dive into the backline, cause havoc towards that Jinx. I think you might even have to go towards something like even a Tam Kenshin lane, but you kind of need Engage to play together with the Vi and the Ahri.
I think it's Enchanter plus Gnar. I think it's Enchanter Gnar.
I think it's an Enchanter Gnar. I completely agree with you. Ooh, more sorts of engage and dive, I suppose. And you just dive forward.
I don't like that.
I'm not a big fan of non-Enchanter Jinx. I think it's not the best. It's still a good matchup down in bot side because you outrange and then Rel's pretty good to Rakan with the lockdown. So they're going to lean into the dive and the reset. And I'm really looking this R5.
I totally agreed with the fact this should have been a Renata or Amelia. I think Renata would have been absolutely beautiful here. Then you go for that Gnar angle. I mean, if this isn't an oh my word.
Oh god.
It's full Demvoxney comp, this is. This just
really
keep
is.
Demvoxney alive. He has to 1v9 here.
Lissandra Swain.
I think Trouble's having a meltdown.
Cassio.
You can go off screen and just scream into a pillow for a moment if you
Who's
want.
killing your Cassante? A Jinx with 3 items?
I mean,
4 items?
No, a Jinx with 5 items. Let's be real. That's when you're take you over.
I am in love with what Heretics have got right here.
Cassio.
Your proper front to back with Cassiopeia, the miasma onto Vi or Ahri or even Shen, and it's just a beauty.
There were better answers on R5 than Cassio. It's
Independent, by the way. Remember the name.
Independent, the coach. I think Mercy 9 is a Cassio player. That's why they go for it. But you can have range issues with Cassio into Jinx. That's the only problem I'll have with that.
Yes, I agree with that. I will say, though, one thing Heretics have been very good at this series is securing objectives. Xayah, Cassiopeia on an objective. Those objectives will not be ran long enough, and Unicorn's been playing very slow on their approach to objectives. They can't play slow on approach to objectives anymore.
Also,
they have to get in there quick.
I love how he mentions how Jinx outranges Cassiopeia, but look at the all-in of Ahri, Vi, Rel, Shen. all those 4 champions want to dash in at the same time.
Yeah.
It's not Cassiopeia's job right here, I feel like, to kill the Jinx. It's more of Zed to zone the Jinx while everyone else dies.
Yeah, it's going to be a hard angle. I do have faith in Denvoxney. If I'm going to join Aragon on the Copium, I do think Denvoxney is an incredibly solid player. I think he's been drafted into a particularly hard scenario, but they do have angles where they can go full dive, and if they fall far enough behind, you still have like the Shen peel as an option and stuff like that. So I wouldn't say it's like full Doomer, because I do think you've kind of gone a little bit full Doomer on me here, Trouble. But I will say, I definitely think they've put
Am
the
I
job on the
allowed
back
for an
foot.
I told you so if this is a stomp? One I told you so a day. One.
Well, I mean,
Not to me. I'm not the one drafting
we
this.
can both
agree.
Ashram is laughing, so I'll take it.
Look,
take it.
I don't disagree with you, but I'm coming in with a bit of a more balanced approach of my analysis.
I just
of the
kind of
comp.
feel like if you wanted to play around the Jinx, like the Zinzao is fantastic.
It was banned. 1, 2, 3.
They banned it, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
like
yeah,
it was
yeah.
banned from them, right? That's why that Zinzao ban kind of like made me think maybe they have like a super weird pick in the jungle that they wanted to bring out.
Regardless, they're going for a very one-dimensional reset composition, right? That's the whole idea. I think there's some aspects of it I really don't like. For example, the Shen this game, it doesn't belong. I think generally when you're drafting Shen, if you really want to make it work, you got to also look at the Serpent's Fang value on the enemy team. They have a Zed, right? Serpent's Fang is going to be great into the Shen. It completely counters the champion. On top of that, finding these ultis, you have to be very proactive with the level 6.
Well, here we are on to game number 3. Match point for Heretics. It is do or die for Unicorns.
So immediately, I'm looking at the level 1 and how we can maybe attack the Vi early on. I imagine what's going to happen is both jungles are going to full clear. Zed's going to have an advantage and recall for the double long sword, open up on the map, and then be very much favored in these skirmishes, 1 to level 4. Top lane, the onus is on For No Reason. We've seen him not be so great so far this tournament, and at the very least this series, but it's very important that Shen, in general competitive games, gets lead and is able to ulti away. If he's losing that lane, he's not going to be able to ult, and then he's completely worthless. So, For No Reason has to lane well this game.
I feel like for Unicorns right here, they have to play the 100% to 0 kind of composition. We dive in. If we don't get a kill, it's kind of over in this particular team fight, as Heretics just walk in forward over on the Raptors to sort of spot Vi whenever she passes by. But yeah, I think that's also the reason why I'm like kind of doom and gloom right here, because Unicorns have one chance. This is press R. If that R doesn't kill, you don't have many chances of getting out of this alive.
Yeah, I mean, there are angles, but it is definitely a game where Unicorns, I wouldn't say they have to play it absolutely perfectly, but they have to play pretty damn close to perfectly.
Yeah.
They're going to be fighting on a knife's edge every time.
To be fair, I will say White has played well from behind both of those games. So right here on the Vi, looking for that level 6, he could potentially create scenarios for Unicorns where they get ahead in the mid-jungle duo, which then allows freedom for Denvoxney to pretty much free farm over on the bot side of the map with the threat of Ahri roaming.
I do think as well, you first picked this Vi, so you definitely need to do something with it. You don't want it to be just sitting passively behind. But towards the top side, seeing For No Reason, get the level 2 advantage over Tracer.
To talk about top lane.
Yeah, I mean, it's a really good cube drag through with the blade, and then getting the empowered autos. That's how you win the lane on Shen. However, look at mid lane. This is rough. Simply is going to have to burn through those potions to stay in lane. He doesn't want to recall and TP back quite yet because he wants a bigger reset than this.
I'm a big Cassio hater just because I hate laning into her, but Denvoxney not having a fun time laning into the Zyricon. As expected, the early trade's always going to be going in their favor. The extended trade at the tail end is not bad, actually. Denvoxney building up that lethal tempo. The Gleaming Quill will heal them back up. That was honestly not a bad turnaround from the side of Unicorns.
First blood to Mercy 9. He just picked up a kill.
Oh!
And blew the flash and the TP.
Oh, okay. I was locked in on that bot lane fight, and I did not catch that.
That was the saddest
he hit the Q?
Purchase. He must have hit the Q and ran him down there, but there was no flash from Simply.
Oh, he
just too late. He
late.
did flash, but it was too late. I thought he was going to flash sooner than that, so I just assumed. But that was a sad recall. Or he had to recall TP, die and TP back and only buy a refill pot. It's miserable.
That's so painful, actually.
Yeah.
That's a rough one. Because, well, things like Dark Seal are really good items. They're like one of the most gold efficient items in the game. And the fact that you couldn't even afford a Dark Seal is crazy
Or even
bad.
Lost Chapter components.
Yeah.
Right? Just something more. It's always miserable because now you can't recall TP back. Lane's going well for top lane, though. So for once...
For the first time.
I think For No Reason, for once, has been set up in a game to potentially take over it.
I feel like refillable is not actually the worst here. There's obviously a lot better stuff to buy if you have the gold. But right here, Simply has been taking pretty grim trades into Mercy on this Cassiopeia that I feel like potentially the pot allows you to stay in lane a little bit longer, particularly because you don't have that flash and teleport available.
Yeah, no, you're totally right. It's, you know, it's one of those items which means the laning phase stings a little less when you have it finished up as you know, as a solid starting item. But, you know, it's still a bit sad that it was a very early base and not really much gained. And you can see a CS lead is already starting to accrue in that mid lane. He's about 10 CS up, has obviously that kill as well. So the gold lead, 400 at 4 minutes, is it's a bit of a tough pill for Simply to swallow.
And I will say, Heretics in their previous game in the quarterfinals, they played Cassiopeia, and Mercy 9 on this Cassiopeia was the only reason they won that entire game. The whole team was exploding, the map was doomed, Douglas was running it mercilessly, and Mercy, he manages to find a really good fire around topside, coming online with extremely good micro. So I fully expect it again. I think he has a really great Cassiopeia.
I think Mercy's been playing very well this series. That LeBlanc game, obviously biased as a LeBlanc enjoyer myself, was really, really clean. His Cassiopeia already looking very solid as well. Mercy genuinely looking like a very, very solid mid laner right now, and Simply struggling to deal with it.
And that's alleviating a lot of the pressure from Douglas. He doesn't necessarily have to make plays right now. He's playing on a champion that he wants to farm up, get his first item, Kaiser.
Nice knockup. They got the feathers as well to work with. Then Voxney's trying to break away. No barrier. Does have that flash like you were saying, but it's going to take one auto attack. He's caught. The Gleaming Quill from Kaiser is not going to come through. Rin is in danger, but here comes White to try and find that turnaround. Trying to charge up the Q. Makes the connection. First pick into the kill. Beautiful play there from White.
It looked like it was going to be really good for Rin because they find the layering of the feather pullback into the knockup from Kaiser, but the kiting from Denvoxney, because of that flash advantage onto Rin, they managed to call down White and find a play.
Simply, nice dodge away on the Petrifying Gaze. Takes a fair chunk of HP though, so not the greatest trade for him.
I feel like the huge part right here is that Vi gets the kill. She'll get to hit that level 6 pretty soon as well. That's a flashless, ultless Cassiopeia sitting in the mid lane and Simply just dings level 6. White is instantly looking mid.
Yeah, no ultimate available. He's just going to full send it, misses the charm, but it is the flash coming in from White. Showing us why they first picked this Vi. Very, very good gank.
No, that's fantastic. You have to get ahead on the Vi in the early game, particularly because you want her and you believe in her and you're playing that mid-jungle duo. Let's pause this one more time.
It's a really good chain CC, and Denvoxney walks up, and it looks, by all rights, he looks dead, right? One more auto attack from the Rakan here. Maybe if he was clicking more and dodging
the W on the Rakan, the slow was that extra auto he missed.
But then the Q flash is great here from Ciaz to chain CC with White, getting the Q onto the backline. Really solid.
Flash Q from Rel finds the lockdown into the guaranteed Q from White. No flash needed for him, which then translates in the mid lane kill as well. Very, very nice play. They've swapped for no reason up towards this bot side as they're looking to put some pressure towards the grub spawn in a minute's time. As Rin and Kaiser probably just going to take one more wave and then reset and swap over themselves.
I just have a new appreciation for names as well, because you said they've just swapped for no reason.
I know, it's such a good name.
Which was fantastic.
Oh,
that was my input.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah. That's fine. Thank you. Thank
It's
you
a good name.
It is a great.
It's
honestly
name.
Such a great name.
We should go back to more troll names. I feel like every name's become too edgy.
I have a name that was used in one of my early tournaments, and I will not repeat it on broadcast for the sake of potentially getting myself in trouble. It was a bad name. I actually said it when I first met Archer on air, and he loved it. There it is. I can see
he's laughing in the corner.
It was a very funny name, but it's definitely not broadcast friendly anymore.
Yeah, but looking back in the game, bot lane, for no reason, mismatching into bot. This one is actually kind of painful for Kaiser. He's going to take a lot of damage from the tower. Still only takes 1, but now Heretics, they're stuck bot lane hitting this tower, and they're not going to be contesting the grubs. If USC want it, they can play towards topside. The thing is, USC have the ulti, so if they want to, they can always drop a Shen ulti to top.
I want to actually see if Douglas actually gets into the pit, steals one and gets out. But right now, seeing as Jinx and Rel have swapped topside, have pushed out the wave, and they have full control of the river with Simply zoning through mid as well, Douglas has absolutely no way into this. However, you could potentially cross and get towards enemy Raptors.
Yeah, that is your constellation prize. A camp or two, unfortunately. There's no way he's going to contest it because the Vial will
Lucas
just follow up.
Sayas, he sees the play. He sees the play and he plays blocker.
Really, really smart play from Sayas. Actually, really big because I feel like we haven't seen much from UOL since the first game.
There's lots of
and
pings,
finding
by
an
the way.
answer back. It's coming in. He's going to find the interrupt here as they are looking for the pick potentially onto Simply. Gets a charm off and is able to break away. One more poison makes a connection as Douglas has a shadow over the wall to safety. Loses his red buff though from the side of white.
Yeah, Unicorns were trying to cover the cross map, and there were so many pings to punish Zed. Douglas, for stealing the red, simply actually walks the dangerous way and gets caught for it. So it's like a counter to the cross map.
Yeah.
Super intelligent from Heretics there, and now they could potentially stand between towers and proxy and deny the ability for Shen to stand on the tower, but Rel reads it. He is on the way to help cover the dive.
Yeah, I think this is very smart. And Shen, one of the best champions to hold under tower just because of his W, means you can't get those autos in. Xayah obviously has some answer to that with just putting the feathers on the floor. For no reason with the Tiamat should be able to clear through the wave. Gets the taunt off onto Kaiser, but actually it's Rin taking tower shots. So Kaiser's going to be nice and safe. W gives him a shroud to hide under. And they are going to get a couple of plates, though, for the side of Heretics.
And very textbook move by Sayas right now. He stays into Fog of War, tries to invite the dive onto the Shen. The taunt buys you enough time for that Rel to then fly in and make it a 2 versus 3 scenario. So very well played by Sayas from zoning topside, getting those void grabs, walking into the Raptors, trying to block the Zed from taking too much jungle. Unfortunately, Vi was a little bit slow for that, but then also instantly resetting, playing through Bolta to try and help Shen to walk up to the tower.
Gold lead is absolutely dead even at the 10-minute mark. I say that and then the little gold tracker comes up and it's plus 300.
That's problematic, to be honest, because I think when I think of Shen, right, the earlier, it's like all globals. The earlier you use them, the more you get them back online again and the more you can use them to snowball. And I really would have liked to see, have seen a play with maybe Viol plus Shen on top.
Yeah.
On like a side lane or something like this, but so far they've only used the threat of it to secure grubs.
I feel like, right now with the current meta, this is why Shen does struggle because there's so much to do, which doesn't require those kind of like lane gank angles where you're going to use that Shen and Vi combo. Now is the time I want to see it though. There's no dragon up for, 40 seconds, so maybe they could use it towards bot or mid to secure that objective. With their Rift Herald, with the Scuttle Crabs, whatever they're called, Rift Scuttlers. What are they called? Grubs. With the grubs down, I'll just can get a. I just had a complete.
Looking for the void grab?
Honestly, Unk fell apart there for a second. We did see the
Grapple,
Magnet
let's put you
Storm.
to bed.
Did see the Magnet Storm and the Feather get used. Can't remember the name of it. Honestly, my brain is just melted. Is it Blade Cool as the E?
Featherstorm.
Featherstorm, thank you. There we go. Simply jumping in.
Behind.
Nice dodge on the Petrifying Gaze. And there's the Shen play you've been asking for. Into the kill, into the feats of warfare for you.
Bit of an overkill, though, to get Shen
a little bit. We had
there.
the same thing. Yeah, I think
She's like, let me be part of the play, guys.
But this happens every time. I mean, the last Shen game I watched, this is why I was also down on For No Reason's Shen, is because he overkilled and overplayed a bot lane play.
Oh, they're wrapping.
They're going in for it. They're going to find the lockdown as Douglas uses his ultimate onto White. He is popped by the death mark, is he? No, he's not. He's flashed the cut. They get the lockdown. They get the Jinx rocket. White just re-engages into the fight, and Dimboxy is excited. Douglas puts the shadows down, but Demboxy knows there's no ultimate to work with, so he has to flash over the wall to get away from Demboxy. That's a dragon for Unicorns and the kill.
Douglas uses the W to slow Demboxy, and then Demboxy runs him down, putting the jumpers down, which forces then the flash from Zed. Hold up, for
there's
no reason.
There's an all-out available. He's not going to throw it down quite yet. Trayson not going to full send it, but for no reason, chunked out as his team secures the dragon.
Yeah, what happened there in the replay was a triple shuriken, which felt really, really good.
If he lands Q3, he's going to do it.
The block on the passive auto.
That's crazy.
Oh, and he stunk too much now.
I didn't think he was going to go for it because of the potential for the W and the shields.
I feel like there's still a world. I don't think Jason's going to do it.
No way.
With flash available, it's too risky. They're going to back off. Both top laners call it chill for now. But more camps being stolen by Douglas while stuff is happening elsewhere.
That's why he was sticking around to sort of push the wave that was incoming right there between the two towers, because he knew he had a 3-man backup over in the jungle, just stealing yet another buff away from White. And I will say, a 400 gold lead playing Shen, Vi, Ahri is as if you have a 0 gold lead at this point. Again, the Vi Ahri combo needs to overly accelerate because those two champions, again, particularly the Vi, falls off massively late game because as your target selection slims down. You're not going to be ulting Zed or Xayah or Cassiopeia or the or the Cassante, so your target selection gets very slim.
I think there is a world, though, that before they get outscaled, they have some plays that they make on side lane, right? Like Ahri on side lane, Vi on side lane, moving mid to side, and then ganking. The point and click is great. So looking to pick off Mercy 9, especially on side when she's trying to farm, is a great angle. I think there's definitely ways that they can snowball this lead out of control, especially if they convert that into those dragons after.
Alrighty, well, we are seeing right now, for no reason, taking a trade here versus Trayson, that Titanic Hydra doing a lot of work. One thing to kind of note is, even with the fact Unicorns have picked up 4 kills, the gold lead is still locked between the two. Like, while Heretics are giving up kills, it's not like they're losing so hard that this is actually starting to snowball away. It's a very equal game state right now.
Because they're out farming. If you look at all the top side, the Zed, the Cassante, and the Cassiopeia, they're all up in farm, right? And whilst Unicorns have to make sure that they make plays right here, waves are being pushed under their towers on side lanes.
Trayson still has that all out, but I don't think he's going to go for it for no reason. With that Titanic is really trading hard.
Yeah,
Shen looks so strong until he doesn't.
Yeah, dodging out on the Antofo strikes is crucial there, right? Because if that lands, then the trade looks slightly more, favored as you get another passive proc and grass proc. But my eyes are drawn top lane right now. Look, Vi exactly on the side lane playing with the Ahri. Mercy9 could be in trouble if he walks too close to that bush.
Yeah, it doesn't really have any backup nearby as well. They're playing it very patient.
Ahri's fogging.
Top side. Ahri's fogging now. I think the Vi's in fog as well. Ping's going down. Mercy, I don't think...
They're really trying to force this, aren't they?
He can smell the rat. He knows something
he's
is up. He knows something is up. His team are just going to try and force some pressure into the mid lane in response. Rift Herald is up. That will be the feat of monster slaying for Unicorns if they can get it. As Snake stepping up, that angle still potentially available towards the top side. Are they going to commit on to Mercy?
And Cassandra has already reset and he's heading mid lane to catch the wave that's going to be pushing, but also join the fight.
White's going to go in, throws the ultimate down. There's a redemption. They're looking for the lockdown into the charms, and that is one dead Snake. All of the ultimates committed. Teleport jumps in as Trayson is closed off on that fight. Simply still doesn't have a charge. They're going to look for the lockdown. Zap comes through as well. Rin's going to try and find some damage onto Dem Voxney as they're looking for the Magnet Storm. It lands onto 3 into the Jinx traps, but Douglas is able to find a kill. Dem Voxney's not really getting enough damage off yet, as he's going to be able to secure himself the Rift Herald as well. Heretics are not done with the fight. The knockup lands onto Dem Voxney. He's able to flash away, misses the zap onto Rin. For no reason, is being taken out by Trayson in the 1v1 off screen. What a disaster for Unicorns.
Mercy plays the shrimp and Unicorns bite. 3 very crucial ultimates blown again to kill one target against Shen. Ult, a bit of an overkill right here. You don't necessarily need it to run that Cassiopeia down. I think they had the kill no matter what. But the Shen ult being committed means that your 3 very crucial ults that you have to engage are not there. And once Cassante comes in, he's zoning 3 people on his own.
I think the big thing to me is that you found a pick. Usually with these kind of pick compositions where you one-shot one target, you then want to regroup and play the 5v4 because you've then killed a person and you can retake all the space that you want because you have that numbers advantage. But the fact that they rush into this fight too much with split sides, you can see the entire time Dem Voxney, he's not getting a reset on Jinx. I think they need to regroup, play a bit slower, and use the fact that they found a pick.
Now this Cassante champion just zoning 3 members away,
Crazy.
not allowing the regroup to happen, right? Unicorns tried exactly what you said, but I feel like Tracing played that fantastically well to split them apart.
Yeah, really, really nice little fight there. And again, I think it's at that point where had Dem Voxney maybe had a second item, he would have had a little bit more damage, but sitting on the Yuntels, and I don't even know if that Yuntels was fully stacked as well onto him. So he really just wasn't able to put enough work out and enough damage down to make that fight go in favor of Unicorns at all. And starting to see that gold swing now go towards Heretics. It's only a 900, 800 gold lead up to them at the moment. But we know that Heretics, when they start to get ahead, they're very good at ballooning that lead and taking over the game and the map.
I like what Unicorns are doing right here. They've got the Vi to sort of shadow the Ahri, but then Heretics don't want to play towards the Ahri because they don't see the Vi for that reason. So they're going to use that referral to break the tower mid, create a pressure point over in that mid lane, and then head over in the river to finish the dragon.
They're going to drive away as well.
They go bot lane.
Send it to... Oh, yeah. We had the same reaction.
Douglas was very good at driving. Turns out Mercy, good at piloting your mid laners, but don't stick him behind the wheel.
Still, they'll have first move into Dragon, like Trouble said, and with that, they'll be able to DPS it down with the Cassiopeia.
Shen
no
ult in
contest. Yeah, Shen has ulti in 5 seconds, but I think they just don't have the position.
Such a quick objective
to be able to
like
use
I was
it.
saying, though. You got the Twin Fangs. Rocket comes down. It's not going to be enough. Douglas secures the Dragon. Dragon number 2 over to Heretics. The gold lead continues to slowly grow in their favor.
At the very least, Shen has grubs, right? So typically Shen wouldn't be able to do much damage to a tower, but he actually does with that grub damage over time, and he's going to be able to pick up that tower.
Oh, they're just sending it on the Mercy. Spirit Rush Charm. Snake is cooked. Down he goes. Simply gets the kill.
Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. I think Mercy, without Flash, without TP, should never be stepping up to that wave all the way overextended without a tier 2 tower to protect him. I think he's been caught now 3 times on a side lane for the exact same reason. And White and Simply have been doing the exact same thing the whole series, not just this game.
Super impressive ability to play to side, right? With the Vi Ahri and being so vulnerable as an immobile mage. I feel like we've seen this, we saw this last game with Simply as well on the Orianna. It's just now completely reversed.
He's no longer on the receiving end.
Yeah, it's rough.
Yeah, no, I think what's really great about that was Unicorns not only got that kill on the bot side, they also got a tower on the top side in response for no reason. So globally, it was an up play for Unicorns. And for the first time this series, it's only 500 gold, but they have a gold lead in the series. That's the first time we've seen Unicorns be able to get one of those.
They have been having them. I think the goal has been swinging too much. It's been like 400 gold in the lead, then it's got 300 for Heretics, then it's like 400 gold again. So
the first time they've had a gold lead post 20 minutes then.
Yeah, there you go.
And it's 300 right now, so it's not the biggest gold lead.
And it's also pre-20 minutes.
Yeah.
So well, nice try.
5 seconds, 5 seconds, here it comes. Unicorns, can you hold the 300 gold for the next second?
And
there it is. Atakan's up. Again, I feel like this is something that Unicorns can play in favor of, seeming as how well they've played the side lane angles so far. And you can see Mercy's making his way over towards that bot lane. Could be the recipient of another Vialt.
I actually think Heretics here, with all the damage they have on the Cassiopeia and the Xayah DPS, could look to start up Atacon. The only problem is, like, overall, they're a little bit weaker right now, especially if they get someone picked off the bat. But if they bring down Cassante, Trayson, if he wants to come down eventually after maybe taking a wave, so he's going to proxy the Shen, they could look to start this, especially if they find a pick or two. Down in bot, very tense right here with White looking from this bush.
You see, I wouldn't leave Mercy
I think they've
too
learned
far out of their side, right?
Yeah.
So they're just shadowing Mercy to be able to push out that wave. I think it's a very fragile state for Heretics right here, because if you lose this Atakan, then you give a lot of power over to Unicorns, so you don't want to do this. And Unicorns are constantly fishing for picks.
A little bit of poke, a little bit of picks. They're constantly looking for that angle, that avenue.
Players noodle fighting? They are, aren't they?
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, they've got some pretty decent weapons. You can see Trayson's getting chunked.
I mean, the idea is Trayson's like over-trading really hard right now to stop Shen from ulting away, right? To negate any kind of play that the Shen could make for no reason for that entire time. USC could not pull the trigger with the Shen Ultimate Submarine.
Alrighty, well, reset's going to get interrupted. White did look to jump onto Kaiser, didn't make the connection as Daggles takes a little bit of damage. Horizon Focus procced there from Simply. And it's very hard to find the pick onto the Xayah, so they have to go forward to the Snake angle. It's the only one that Unicorns can consistently and easily pick up a kill onto.
They've been doing it though while he's been solo, right? With the team behind you, with the Rakan and Cassante there, it's going to become much more difficult.
Throughout that entire time as well, the AD carries were farming, right? So now they've hit 2 items, and this is where both teams are really, really comfortable to fight. The 2-item spike with Yuntal IE is really where these AD carries become super, super strong. You can play off the resets with Voxney, especially here. Can they kill the first target is the question. Can they land the chain CC and even burst Kaiser? You know, that's a very valid option as long as they can activate Voxney with the reset.
And I feel like there's no reason for Heretics or Unicorns to force this Atakan right here. They should be forcing for picks, sure, but making sure you push out the waves, maybe play for picks, and potentially the next dragon that spawns in 50 seconds. I feel like this is a bait. This is a bait from Unicorns to see who steps up from Heretics.
So they're going to pull the Atakan downwards, right? The whole idea is you pull Atakan downwards, and then maybe you can kite with way more room rather than the river where you can be flanked. But they're going to completely drop it, push out bot wave again and again, probably look to reset, refresh your wards on Rel, and then take control of Dragon, like you're saying.
But now I feel like it's too late, right? On the 30-second mark to look to re-establish vision past that river line. Now that Heretics have gotten a full firm control of that river, it's going to be kind of hard. Your bot lane is going to get pushed eventually. Your mid lane is getting pushed right now as well. And Cassante is already on his way down to try and play frontal for Heretics. I feel like Unicorns overchased the pick and they've lost the right to the river.
Yeah, definitely giving up way too much pressure on that side. Going to have to slowly work their way forwards as the Vision very much in control of the side of Heretics for the angle which Unicorns are taking.
Pings came down onto mid-wave, so I imagine now what's going to happen is Heretics is going to look... Trayson's going to try and walk in this wave and potentially pose some kind of threat, defend the mid-tier 1 tower as best he can, but he's going to have to give that up, and it's going to be a tier 1 tower trade for the third dragon here for Heretics.
Sole point again, though. maybe there's an answer onto this tower. They're going to get a fair amount of damage done onto the tower. It's half HP, actually. Tracing nicely dodge away as Kaiser jumps in forwards. They look for Steez. Steez is able to jump over the wall. Flash used there by Kaiser, but no real response. Then Voxney did flash out, and yeah, top lane is a really good point, because for no reason, quite happily there, able to take that tower. He's got the triple cross.
Rin isolated.
As Rin has been caught on the isolation. Teleport's coming in to try and give him some backup. Redemption's going to get used. Doesn't actually get the hail off the back of that one. They are just going to clear through the wave, and all of that action dissipates.
An ARAM?
An ARAM. I mean, Submarine was used to try and join Shen ulted in after taking in the tier 2 top lane, but they couldn't find the connection with the Rel engage. So, lots of cooldowns burned, but Flash crucially still available on Rin, but not on Den Voxney.
I feel like that was a really nice chance right there from Unicorns to turn the tides around, specifically because they split apart Heretics.
Yeah.
Heretics want to play in formation, right? Front to back. You've got your Sante as a wall, you've got your Rakan as your protector and secondary engage as well. So you definitely want to play more in this formation around playing the front to back, whilst Unicorns of Love are thriving in splitting you apart, getting those picks, slowly but surely chipping away the numbers that Heretics have on them.
Right now, I think we're in a moment where it's going to chill off. We saw a lot of vision control getting placed there by Steez. It's got some area to go, angles to go for, as they were looking potentially for Douglas. If Simply finds the charm, Douglas will probably get one shot.
That was always very scary. It's always very scary to play Zed in mid game, because if you use your W to poke, you have no way out without having to commit your flash away. So White was deciding, you know, no WZ, do I go in? That was the big decision there, and it was very, very tense. But doesn't engage, and Douglas still has the ability to maintain his flash. Now on mid wave, it looks like USC are going to push mid and maybe look to side and take control of the whole Baron area. I could see a startup, and
this tower goes down.
Yeah, it does. With 3 grubs, there's no way in with the traps.
I feel like the fact that they were able to take mid-tier 1 and tier 2 is fantastic for their composition. They're thriving off of picks. That Fog of War, by taking the 2 mid lane towers right there, and you can play through the sidewalls to catch potential carries walking up to push out the wave, is fantastic for Unicorns of Love. You saw how Heretics had to respect that even their tier 1 was down and they weren't walking too far up. Now with both of them, they might even like sacrifice someone going too deep to possibly just put some vision down.
And I talked about it at the beginning of the game, but I was saying that I think Heretics, if they're given the opportunity to get onto an objective, it will melt versus the with the Cassiopeia and the Xayah. But once that Jinx hits 3 items as well, like Unicorn's given some space, and now that they've opened up the map, like you were saying, and can get some deep wards, they can buy themselves that space. Jinx on 3 items will absolutely cut through any objective. Baron, Atakan, they will go down very quickly.
Can cut through the Cassante though. We'll have to wait and see. Stay tuned.
Got the last whisper. Slowly building some armor pen. Maybe.
I don't know, man. I'm pretty sus when it comes to Cassante. I just feel like this champion has like hidden stats behind him.
He's way too tanky. Yeah.
If I'm Heretics now, right, I'd say the Cassante is a problem, but I'm also saying a problem is I haven't finished my death cap yet on Ahri. And sorry, the enemy hasn't. And I really think the Heretics should look for a fight now before the death cap gets completed. Like right now, they're so much stronger compared to the relative spike that Ahri is gonna hit.
I feel like the problem is you don't want to overforce into them, because then you give them the chance to split you apart, right? So I feel like that's why Heretics have not been able to pull the triggers on like objectives.
I think they should, though. I think they should start the Nash. I really, really do. Before that Ahri comes online. And if they see 3 people down bot side, it's not going to happen, though.
There was an angle. I thought there was a world. They are going to look to start up Atakan just with White at the moment. Obviously on that Vi, 2 items. Should be able to cut through it fairly quickly. And with the fact that the Vi is doing this and no one else is, and also Heretics on a reset, should be a bit of a freebie here for Unicorn.
Vi is pretty good at soloing Atakan because you get the shield and you do percentage health max damage. So often what you'll see is the Vi soloing out the Atakan for a while. And Heretics, they don't know how much health the Atakan has. They're coming in pretty late.
Yeah, they might be a little bit too slow to this. We have seen some steals in this series, though, from them. Going in for the zap angle. There's going to be the Atakan pick up. Nice injection of stats over to the side of Unicorns.
I really think the Heretics should have started up Nash. They had spent a lot of time around that area.
There's the death cap as well that you were talking about for Simply. Now finished up level 16, so 3 points into Spirit Rush. It's a scary Ahri.
They were kind of also not willing to pull the trigger right there. Maybe a pick coming through, but it's just Cassante. Even if you're jumping with 4 members, the wraparound coming through from Heretics, Kaiser might be looking for an angle.
It looks like Tracy's potentially looking for an angle. We're getting the teleport coming in from the side of Simply, but
they're on the wrong side of the map.
On the wrong side of the map, like you're saying.
Tower.
They're just going to go for tower, but it could be Soul they give up in trade for tower. They have a pretty big wave. Are they just going to trade Soul for an inhibitor?
It's not worth it. No, it's definitely not worth it. Unless they can trade
They're not ending.
Inhibitor, oh my
They're
word.
not ending.
They've got
They have
Jinx
to
past
threaten.
it.
They have to threaten here, right? But the second they see 3 members back, surely you don't push any longer.
They're going on for the towers. They might look for the threaten onto it. Zenvoxney slowly whittling away at that tower. That's the tower going down. Kaiser jumps forwards, gets caught hit by the zap, but they use the Vio onto Mercy. He's heavily chunked out. Simply finds the kill. For no reason, flash taunts onto Rin, but Rin's able to break away. Zenvoxney misses away on that zap.
Douglas
slowly
is coming.
putting the damage, but as you said, Douglas on that flank angle on the Z. He needs to find Zenvoxney. He needs to find Simply. Kaiser finds the knock up on the 1. Magnustorm comes down here from Seas. Rin flashes forwards. In comes the Shenar, but it's not enough. Unicorns are undone by their own greed. That's another kill for Tracy and a shutdown onto Simply. And for no reason, will fall here slowly to Douglas and Kaiser. What a fight from Heretics.
Unicorns trade away the Ocean Soul for a Nexus Tower that's going to respawn. It's a terrible deal. And Heretics, they find the team fight that they want. A huge flash from Rin into the backline to melt everyone.
I just feel like the trade offer right there was you take Soul, we take the game, see you in game number 4. But you have no reason to push that. There is no wave, and there's still a Cassante Rakan alive. And Rin plays so carefully right here that Mercy again tanks all of the engage from the side of Unicorns. Now they have to wait for the next wave. By the time the next wave is there, Cassante's still alive. Douglas has arrived from the backline, and suddenly Unicorns of Love are sandwiched with no ults.
Denvox, he can't afford to get hit by a raw Cassante Q3. You can't be hit by that when you're sieging, because then he has no flash to reposition at any point in this fight. And it's just a massive team fight win and an AD carry difference right there. But giving away Soul, they had to find a way to contest the fight.
Soul and Baron.
Soul and Baron, that is rough. Maybe a rocket comes in from Denvox. It's a little late, but that's going to be the Baron. It looks like it's not done with the fight. Denvoxney dodges away, but he's caught by the charm. And Heretics start to cut them apart. Double kill picked up for Mercy.
Finally, Mercy grabs his revenge right here, finds Denvoxney, who Aragon mentioned had no flash from previous fights, so instantly gets jumped on. They're going to have to wait for the wave, but this is going to be definitely an inhibitor going to the side of Heretics.
Yeah, definitely an inhibitor. Maybe more, but probably not. If I just think, look, this whole game is so rough now because you're playing against Ocean Soul and you're trying to get a reset on Jinx, who's dead for 20 seconds. Maybe Heretics can fish for the end here.
I think they can. I think we saw for no reason trying to catch the wave.
There's no wave.
But it doesn't matter because they're just going to protect that wave. Down goes the inhibitor. Not going to be the final push. Not going to be the end of the game here for Heretics.
Not going to agree for it. It's the only way they lose. If they get aced for some reason under tower, there is a wave down in bot side to TP2.
Gets the control onto 2 there.
Wait, what?
Smart connects in, throws down the W, but he is cut down by the Cassiopeia.
Nothing can just push.
That is really bad. You've now lost your Shenol for 50 seconds as soon as Denvoxney's back.
Okay, that flank was for no reason. I'm actually going to use it, pun or not.
Serpent's Fang picked up, by the way. Talked about it at the beginning of the game. That's going to be huge. Go.
A 2,000 health shield. Completely squashed the second Zed touches him. So that's the problem with the Shen pick. At this point, Shen is completely worthless. You have to just submarine and pray that you can get the Xayah, but it's going to be too difficult. Now, bot lane's going to be held, and on that team fight, I will say, crucially, sums are going to come up eventually. Denvoxney should have flash for this coming Elder Dragon.
I will say...
It's rough.
It's rough, yes. I will say, there's definitely been a fumble from Unicorns, but I will say it's also been a very, very good recovery from Heretics. They lost out hard on the early game. A lot of mistakes, admittedly, especially from the likes of Mercy. But they found a good window, they found a good opportunity, and Rin really got to flex his muscles in that last game. Yes, his scoreline is 1-2-5, but he did some serious work to Denvoxney in that team fight on that base siege.
Absolutely, but don't get me wrong here. I think this could very easily be an Elder flip. However, Heretics do have the raw power of just walking in with things like the Cassante, taking complete control. So what they're going to do here is they're going to use their Baron power, they're going to use that inhibitor, that big minion over in the mid lane, they're going to push out both of these waves, set up their vision, wait for Unicorns to walk into them when the Elder Dragon comes up, and just fight them in their own territory. And face check in a Cassiopeia is never fun.
Jinx, very close towards what it's either a rapid fire cannon or a Runan's, not Runan's, Hurricane.
Runan's Hurricane.
Or it is Runan's Hurricane, yeah. My brain is not functioning apparently today. Ever, actually. Has got the Zeal, so starting to step up on the crit right now. And Denvoxney, again, I feel like they are the do or die for their team in this game. Flash, not too far off coming back up, so that's going to be a big timer to keep your eyes on. If Denvoxy has flash, he might be able to make a room for himself in an outplay.
Luckily enough right here for Unicorns, the waves are not synced up.
That's
so
PD.
whilst they defend in mid lane, bot lane cannot be pushed. Now the wave is going to come through, but very easily you can just zone that away by getting 5 members of Unicorns over on the bot side of the
It's also a range thing, right? So Heretics just cannot hit the tower. Zaya's too short range. Cass can't hit. She's too short range to auto attack it. And you're just forced to watch the tower, the waves get dissipated by a Jinx with rockets. In the meantime, you're probably just waiting once again for this Elder, and you see this full control down in bot side. You hold this, punish on entry. That's exactly what the game plan is for Heretics here. You punish Unicorns of Love as they try to enter, re-enter, and contest this Elder Dragon.
Got 100% crit on Jinx. PD now finished up. Douglas looks for a little bit of poke off onto For No Reason. Does use his W here, but they have a Death Brush he's able to peel backwards into. It's a matter of catching this wave, pushing it out. Jinx gets a little bit of damage off.
I feel like this is not a good angle for Heretics. Again, remember the formation. You need the front to back. If Unicorns find an angle where Heretics are split into 2 sides, exactly. He's looking for an angle, but right here, what Unicorns are trying to do is push out the wave so they can enter through River from the widest point.
They're going to jump in there immediately. Trayson loses a chunk of HP, but so does For No Reason. Simply joining into that fight. White not going to go for the Q forwards yet. Elder has been started by Rin as they're going to jump in. They find the knock up onto For No Reason. Great miasma, buys some space and gets a bit of breathing room for the side of Heretics. But this dragon is already half HP. I said they would cut for objective, and that is exactly what they're doing. They coin flip on an objective again, and they're going for the mid lane push. They're going to tank up onto the tower as now Kaiser's going to chase them to For No Reason. He's caught the slows from the Crystal Scepter. It's going to make catching him so much easier. Inhibitor's going down. Are they actually just going to TP in for the end here? The tower's getting shot up, and Mercy looks for the petrifying gaze, makes the connection onto Free. The towers are going low. Heretics are getting a couple of kills left, right, and center. Simply has to try and find enough to finish this, but it's not going to happen. A quadra kill goes to Douglas, and the ace for Heretics.
Towers respawn. It doesn't matter if you've killed one of the Nexus towers. They respawn, so they can't take them down fast enough, and by the time Heretics get back, they can just quickly dispatch of them with the Elder Buff.
Mercy 9 is a hero. He TPs in, and I think the Petrifying Gaze lands onto Denvoxy in the backline, but specifically the Jinx with the attack speed.
All right, well, this is it. Heretics, they don't have, well, they have the death timers, they have the advantage, the wave's pushing in, and the inhibitor will spawn up as a little bit of lost spite here from the side of Unicorns, but it is going to matter not. The towers will fall. Heretics looking for the Frio, looking for the trip to Paris. They're going to be going up versus KCB, and we're seeing Unicorns put one last desperation fight in, but down goes the Nexus. Heretics, they're off to Paris.
Woo!
I never doubted that draft from Heretics coming in, but what a fantastic turnaround from them.
It was almost an Elder for a Nexus trade. It was very, very close.
First it was a Soul for a Nexus trade, then it was an Elder for a Nexus trade. And man, again, fool me once, shame on me, fool me twice. No, the opposite. Okay, I ruined it. Whatever, go on.
I mean, we're having a couple of little replays from that one, but apparently we're not. Heretics, honestly, Mercy, I think he kind of whiffed a lot of the mid-game, but that Petrifying Gaze at the end undid every criticism I have of that Cassiopeia performance. Like you said,
I think,
not getting Denvoxy.
You know what? I think Denvoxy's going to be kicking himself. You want to be turning around from that. You're an AD carry mate. You react to it. Like, you have to turn around. And I'm sure he's thinking about how much he regrets not avoiding that.
I'm sure he is, but he's going to have a long time to think about that. That is going to be Lost Heretics joining KCB in our live finals in Paris. So we're going to throw it over to Archer and these two to break down this series. So over to you, Archer.
Another trio, and that's it. Semi-finals are done. We already know what teams are going to be playing in Paris Games Week next week. That was a beautiful third game to end at least this attempt coming in from Unicorn 60 Edition. Welcome back to the desk. There was an attempt.
Damn, I never doubted that draft, man. Not for a single second. And now I get to say, I told you so. B1 Vi is never the answer. Even though he played great.
Look,
He played so good.
He played so good. I'm
was
taking
so
back
mean.
whatever, man.
it's.
Look at the draft.
I think it's such a what-if moment. I know we're talking about draft, but I think it's such a what-if moment where if Denvoxney turns around from that Cassio ult,
Oh, that was clutch. We're going to
he
talk
gets
about that. Don't
Jinx
worry.
reset,
Yeah.
you know, on the towers. Oh, it's so tragic.
But those are the moments of the coulda, woulda, shoulda. And, you know, both teams are giving all they have. They did try and attempted 2 times to win the game. The Ocean Soul, I think it kind of defines it.
They had 3, by the way. It was 3 Ocean Souls in a row. Kind of strange.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like the Ocean Soul for potential end right there, I feel like they could have never ended on the first Ocean Soul. But also you're reaching a point where you're like, okay, my Ari Vi has fallen off, but now my Jinx is online. So how do I really use my Jinx since I don't have much front line and Shen is playing on the side lane and then he's ulting back in, but then he's ulting back in onto a Vi. I think it was just a very strange composition to play Jinx with. I feel like if you're going to play all my eggs into Denvoxney's basket, give him a front line, buy time for him, play everything on him. I feel like we were asking about the mid-jungle duo, and they did deliver, right? Finally, White has the mid-jungle duo to play through, but it just makes no sense with the rest.
I think my biggest criticism of this game and this team was their drafts and their perception of Shen. They did not get enough value out of the global, which is the entire champions kit.
Yeah.
They overplayed different plays with the Shen global, which puts it on a very long cooldown. They overused the ulti in plays that it wasn't needed, and then weren't proactive enough early on with that ultimate. I think that was the big problem, because then you're just down a champion. This is not a champion if you go to late game.
This is the first attempt. This is actually right after the Ocean Soul. And it was going so smooth, not really smooth, but it was going in the way of the unicorns. You think it might be an option. This Cassio ulti, I think the Cassio was not that powerful at the beginning, but as soon as you get into the late game, those ultis were
I mean,
ridiculous.
I think if I'm independent, I'm getting my clear love out, I'm sitting Mercy down, and I'm showing him this game. Because even though he did save it at the end, the whoopsies at the beginning and the kills that went over to Ari Vi made that duo so scary. So you could see that Rin couldn't step up, Douglas couldn't step up onto this Zed. But, I mean, just look at the Vi damage, right? That's a Vi that got 2 early kills in the game, and then it just ended up fizzling out.
I'm just saying, that was an insane Lissandra game if Mercy 9 wanted to go down that route. We've seen it like once or twice here or there, especially in the higher tier leagues. I think that Lissandra there wouldn't have been as susceptible in side lane and bought enough time for people to help him out whenever he got engaged on. It's just a beautiful champion, but still managed to make it come back, especially with those flash ults.
That goal difference actually triggers me. You see like 5,000 plus on a team that's trying to do the reverse sweep. You start to believe like, there's a way. That's the way. The unicorn is a mythical creature. We talked about it previously.
So is
And
Vi.
all of a sudden, trouble! Vi did good job. Admit it. Once in your life.
White did a good job on Vi. Vi's still trash. like the player did great. I feel like his lanes fell behind all 3 games. I feel like White managed to salvage it every single time. And the one game where they actually give him a very strong mid-jungle duo, you see how far he was able to snowball the game.
I've known you for a long time, and every year there's a jungler you pick.
It's always been Vi.
I remember Graves.
Oh, screw that champ.
See, and then you did on the top lane. There's always a champion each meta that you're like,
Maybe
that
I'm just a
champion
hater.
isn't
You
deserved.
know what? I apologize. Maybe I'm just a hater.
It's justified. At the end of the day, well, Heretics takes this. And when you look into the bracket, I don't know if you can show the bracket already, but it's interesting because Heretics finished the job. They took out 3 teams from Prime League in a row, and they solidified their way into the finals.
One team with loss in their names had to win something, right? Lost Ratonis tried to take out the French side. Lost Heretics tried to take out the German side. Lost Heretics succeeded. But the most fun thing is Spain versus France in the finals. That's going to be so hype.
What was the last time?
And 3-0, again, I was saying, right? And
you need a 3-0 to have hope for finals.
Hope, right?
You need
we
that.
Have hope. Now maybe Heretics, we have hope that Heretics can contest. It's not just going to be a one-sided stomp because KC Blue look pretty good.
Okay, hear me out. We will throw everything back. Throw Jake away as well. He's over there. Throw him away. He's done. When you look into this final, how can Los Heretics actually make a dent on the blue wall?
It's not happening. I think KC Blue is way too good. Douglas was the best player, well, one of the best players on Lost Heretics, right? And then you just have Yukino on the other side. I don't think it's happening.
I think that's going to be a good match.
But this is my hear me out.
Okay, I hear
They're
you.
both psychopaths in the best way possible in the jungle.
you go.
So it only takes one overstep for someone who's playing Kiana or Zed to just snowball this out of control. I think it is going to be the Douglas versus Yukino show.
That's the head-to-head, 100%.
One thing I will say is that I think a sleeper player that we're not hyping up enough is Trayson.
I knew he was going to top.
Trayson is sleeper, really, really phenomenal and one of my picks to watch. Out of all the top laners that I've seen, Mainta's great, but I actually think Trayson is better.
Yeah, because he plays Renekton.
It's not just that. I just think Trayson has had phenomenal laning and has been gapping everyone he's played against.
Okay. I was trying to get information because we're trying to get the interview as soon as possible from Los Heretics. Obviously, they're celebrating. This is a big moment for them. I still remember in 2022 summer split when Heretics went to final before they went.
That was Jack Spectra.
Remember?
Damn. Okay.
Back in
Must love Jack.
2022 summer split, that's when they got the finals. I don't remember when they got it again, at least as Los Heretics right now.
It was Blue Resort, Jack Spectra. Damn, I'm blanking now.
Right? It's a long, long time. So this is really important for the organization. They've worked a lot to get into this one. So as soon as they get this final... Oh, is it ready? It is ready. Bring him in. Bring him in. I know somebody said, oh, my boy, how you doing?
Yo, I'm doing good. Thanks for asking. How about you guys?
Obviously, you're really happy. Like a 3-0, that is a statement going to finals. When you look into these cities, how did you prepare?
We prepared the same way. Like we just played solo queue and scrims, and we studied our opponents. We already played them one time, and we also scrimmed against them, so we kind of know the way they play. And there wasn't much to prepare, honestly. Like we just know who's gonna int on their team, and we just punish them.
Okay, I like these interviews. They're going for the throat. I want to ask you something. What is the problem versus the Prime League? You took 3 teams out. That was personal.
4 teams, actually.
Okay. What are you doing, bro?
It's already forgotten. Like, it's gone. It's in the past.
Yeah, I moved past that. Like, you took everything from Prime League. What do you want to say to Prime League? If you could say anything to the entire fan base of Prime League, what would you say?
I mean, fan base, not much. I think they should just get better as a league because we kind of 1v4 them, you know?
And just like that, I'm a fan. Eragon.
Brutal. Yeah, I mean, I have a question.
I like this.
Whilst the game's fresh in your mind, Rin, you know, from an AD carry perspective, actually, Denvoxney didn't turn around on that Cassiopeia ulti at the last second on that last siege. First of all, how much as a team were you panicking that you almost traded Nexus for help? And secondly, do you think Denvoxney maybe could have ended if he actually turned around from that castle?
Yeah.
I think for sure they could have ended. We kind of we should have just insta-based the moment we saw them going to mid because we know the Drake should be already gone when they show on mid wave, so we should just start basing already further. But it was a bit scary, I'm not gonna lie. But we still won, so it doesn't matter.
Were the comms panicky?
How were the comms? Yeah.
Were the comms panicking?
Yeah, sort of.
You have one?
Now, we had a perception of you guys that sometimes your early games don't necessarily go to plan, but you guys have a rock down bot lane with you. You've got Kaiser in the team. And back in the day, in Mad Lions, this guy would find all the flanks, particularly on Rakan, which is one of his best champions ever. How has your duo been developing over time? And what does Kaiser, you think, provide to the team?
For sure, Kaiser provides experience. Obviously, he played in LEC 4 years, I think.
Oh, he's there.
Are you looking at him to make sure that he played?
Yeah. I mean, obviously, he's like a veteran and like he brought a lot to the team environment from the start of the year, I would say. And we kind of grew together and now he doesn't seem like a veteran anymore. Like we learned so much from him.
Oh, that's cool.
One more question for you.
Yeah.
3XA, Exakick, whatever you want to call it, is waiting in the finals.
Ooh.
This guy has been solo killing almost everyone he's playing against in terms of AD carries. How do you see your matchup into him?
I think I'm Exakick's kryptonite. Like he doesn't really play good against me, at least from scrims. Like I kind of know how to abuse his playstyle, I would say, but he's obviously like, I would say he's like top 2 AD carries in the whole tournament and he for sure will go LEC next year. So I'm really excited to play on LAN, actually. Like, I'm more excited that I will play on LAN than just playing against Exakick. So it's just going to be a good best of 5, I hope.
You said top 2. Who's the other one?
Yeah. It's him. There you go. Absolute cinema. We caught him. Tell me something, Ren. When you look into your team right now, what do you think is your greatest strength as a team?
I think our greatest strength is resilience. Like, we don't give up that easily, even if the games are lost. I think we know how to come back a lot of games, and like, we don't have the weakest mental in best of 5. So even if we go down 2 games, like, everyone is still locked in.
So we were talking about this. You already open up the Pandora box. You're going versus KC Blue. You gotta know that jungler from KC Blue is a danger. Obviously, your jungler is also a danger. We were talking about them being psychopaths, both of them.
They're both dangers to themselves and to the opponents.
Yeah. Who do you think is going to take the lead on the 1v1? Because you know they're pulling something off on finals.
I mean, it's going to be on LAN, so it would be a bit different. I think they're also a good team on LAN. I'm not sure if they played before, but I mean, together as this 5-man, I'm not sure if they played before, LFL days or something, but we already played this summer split on LAN, and I think we looked really good. Nobody was choking, and we were just playing together. Even though we lost, it was still a good experience. So I think maybe Yukino is, I don't know if it's his first LAN, maybe he chokes, maybe not. We'll see.
He did play on LAN at the LFL finals, which they won. Aha.
But I see his point. The team from KC Blue doesn't have as much experience on stage. We talked about that before. I was talking with the producer. So tell me, at the end of the day versus KC Blue, what do you think is going to be the score? It's not like everybody's going to clip this from the blue wall. Don't worry.
Okay. I mean, last time I had an interview with you. I said a positive score and we ended up losing, so I'm not going to say it. I think it will be a close series. That's it. I don't want to jinx it again.
I love it. What are the words for Los Heretics, if you can, for everybody who supported you and believed in this journey?
I mean, I would really like to thank the actual fans who were supporting us this whole time. It was a bit hard to keep with our gameplay, I would say. Like, we were playing really bad at some point this summer, and whoever is still supporting us, I would really like to thank them. And they were also resilient, you know? Like, I would probably give up at some point on this team because we were playing really bad, but now we actually bounced back.
Final word. Last time I hosted the Los Heretics finals, Los Heretics won. And they went to the LEC. I'm just saying, I'm not. I'm just saying.
Okay.
Maybe. Thank you so much for this interview, Ren. Congratulations. That was a clean statement from Los Heretics. Best of luck versus the KC Blue.
Thank you so much. Bye-bye.
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 I love these interviews. They're getting snappy. I like that.
Top 2 ADC. Who's the
He's
other
quite
one?
cheeky, isn't he?
Yeah.
He didn't say who the other one is. Just held his hands up.
He's okay. True.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know the other one. Wink, wink. Like, so far, I really like these personalities coming in. We need more of this. There you go. Los Heretics versus KC Blue. Desk.
What absolute scalers Heretics, first of all, they have been. Again, he talked about the resilience and how they didn't believe in them because Giant X won over in the Superliga. They coming in as the second seed right here, and they had a very rocky Swiss stage, but they took so much experience from that because they played all the best of 3s they could have, and they've been all the best of 5s they could have. And I feel like seeing how Los Ratones got absolutely stomped by KCB, I would have wanted nothing else other than the team that's facing them in the finals to have also gone on a 3-0 fashion here.
I think that in tournament improvement has been great as well. From each stage, I've noticed less and less mistakes, or at least the mistakes they were making get bandaged up and you get new, slightly smaller mistakes, right? They're improving as the tournament goes on. And if they have LAN experience, that's not going to be a problem either. So I expect an even better Heretics after they get a chance to review and stuff.
Both teams, both with LAN experience, this is going to be fantastic.
One final battle to decide who's going to take it all on Summer Split 2025. Obviously, KC Blue would love that trophy. Home ground as well. It's going to be packed with the blue wall. You know that. Can Los Heretics do something versus them? Can they fight this? That's a big question. But for the answer, we need to be there. It's going to take a while, but be ready. You know we're going to be live from Paris Games Week. And until then, final words, Desk.
Yeah, absolutely. Join us if you have the chance to come to Paris Gaming Week. We have LGC Finals live for the very first time. The Women's League that has been broadcast on the LGC channel as well. We're going to have EMEA Masters Finals with 2 teams that are so experienced in playing on stage. It's going to be an absolute banger. So if you do get the chance, join us.
I just want to echo the words of Trouble, 2 really great tournaments that you should come down and see. And I really hope we don't get another 0-3. Please, can we get a series?
You said it now, so you jinxed the 0-3. We're lucky. You jinxed the 0-3, so we're lucky.
100%, but we also have croissants over there. We're gonna have Jake. It's not this Jake, it's other Jake, but this Jake did a really good job. How are you feeling, Jake?
I'm gonna have to go real close. How you doing?
I'm good. I'm well excited. Make sure you tune in for the finals.
This is not even uncomfortable, and he was not eating, by the way. I couldn't smell the curry. With that in mind, I'll see you soon until Paris Games League. Oh boy, that's a smell. I'll see you soon. Keep climbing.
À tout à l'heure.
Bye bye.
Oh gosh.
Freely using Katarina's cook.
Kindred cautiously cooked Kit Kat cupcake.
Kindred cautiously cooked Kit Kat cupcake.
Even the biggest champ needs a break.
Carefreely using...
Kindred cautiously cooked Kit Kat cupcake.
Oh, it doesn't even matter. I'm ready. It's fine.
When the shots fire, my soul at ease, yeah. If it go down, I might cause a scene, yeah. Them scheme, them go to sleep, yeah. They don't wanna come war with me, yeah. Make it run, Ricky, run, run, Ricky, run. Make it run, Ricky, run, run, Ricky, run. When the shots fire, my soul at ease, yeah. If it go down, I might
Plotting on me, target on my head, oh, they thought I would find out, yeah. Gotta be joking, I ain't been 100, how do you sound now, yeah?
Oh, you better focus, I'm locked and loaded. This ain't a game, you can forfeit. We back your trophies, better not get coffee. Starving, the whole the team was dinner, now they garbage. We mobbing, y'all really goofy, that ain't not a problem. I'm cautious, I've been on these snakes, just a garden. We novice, operations down in my apartment. They block it, OG with the K, ain't no stopping. Better not let me out this shade, they catch the problem. You can keep the rings, we you want the crowd. You can keep the rings, we you want the crowd. When the shots fire, my soul at ease, yeah. If it go down, I might cause a scene, yeah. Them scheme, them go to sleep, yeah. They don't wanna come war with me, yeah. When the shots fire, my soul